The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
20.
let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this NFL Week 11 kickoff Thursday, November 14th, 2024. This program starts now. Football! It is awesome. Sports in general are the greatest thing to ever exist. We can't thank you enough for allowing us to do this for a living. Got a massive show for you today. We got Michael Lombardi joining us in about 20 minutes or so. Obviously, he's won multiple Super Bowls. Former general manager. Should be a great conversation. In the second hour, speaking of general managers, the general manager of the team that is looking to do something that no NFL team has ever done, which is win 3 straight Lombardi trophies, 3 straight world championships, 3 straight Super Bowls. Brett Veach will be joining us at 1:20 Eastern time. Can't wait to chat with him. And then in the third hour, we'll have the Pacers here to debut their new Cityway jerseys.
Nice.
Now, they did debut it on their Twitter account earlier today. We potentially thought we were going to be doing it on the program, which is why we automatically agreed to the situation no matter what happens. But we'll get a chance to chat with a good friend of the program, Tyrese Haliburton. And all those things did not go perfect for him last night against the Orlando Magic. We do appreciate the fact that he talks shit to them. They come back and beat them. A lot of season left, especially whenever you're looking that damn cool with that cool of a court. Now, remember, they got to the finals of the NBA Cup last year.
Yeah.
Are they looking to win it this year? You're damn right. We'll talk to him in the third hour. Should be an absolute blast. The Talks the Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Man, we have a massive Week 11 kickoff Thursday night on Prime.
Yeah, huge.
Eagles, Commanders, Eagles at home. Favored by 4 on ESPN Bet, 3.5 on FanDuel. I believe that thing's been bouncing between 3.5 and 4 on all sports books, but I think at ESPN Bet right now it is at 4. Everywhere else is at 3.5. But Jaden Daniels taking on Jalen Hurts. Both playing incredible football, obviously. Commanders coming off the week that they're coming off of. Eagles coming off some great shit last week. How do you view this evening's game? Do you think it's going to be high scoring? Do you think it's going to be low scoring? How do you feel about a touchdown parlay and everything like that?
Yeah, it got to be points. I mean, this is exactly why and what we look for when it comes to primetime games. 2 guys who play quarterback who run wild, first of all. Jaden Daniels, I believe he's on pace to set some rookie rushing record, I'm sure. And Jalen Hurts, he's been scoring every damn week. A.J. Brown on the outside, Terry McLaurin. I mean, there's playmakers all over the field. When you're talking about touchdown parlays, I don't know about the parlays just because it gets a little worrisome when you're talking about the Eagles. You like Saquon to score. Jalen Hurts gets a lot of those goal line carries. The one guy you should zero in on is Jahan Dotson. Okay, Nick Sirianni is a big, you used to play for this team? Let's get you in the end zone so you can give them the bird, okay? I'm sure that's what he's going to be saying to Jahan Dotson. Right now, this morning, he was plus 900 to score. You could do that just on its own. That's a safe bet. And then you could also parlay like Saquon, Brian Robinson Jr., A.J. Brown, and that's around the same odds. So it's going to be electrifying. I am pumped up for this one. I am very nervous for who picks what, just because this is a weird spread. 4 points is a little odd. Last week was 6.5 with the Bengals-Ravens. That felt like a lot, but the Eagles, they blow out teams. And then the commies, they come back and throw Hail Mary. So it's one of those things like, the points is a worry, but I love the over tonight.
4 is an interesting line, interesting number. And one half of the hammer,
Dahn.
Cowboys AP tone. Where's the public money at here early for this particular Week 11 kickoff Thursday night game?
60% is on the Eagles tonight. I think that's fair because the Eagles have kind of run the division and have had the Commanders number obviously over the last few years. This is a different Commanders team, but the Eagles have been hot and the Commanders are coming off a loss. So I think in this situation, the public is very, hey, what have you done for me lately? So I believe that's probably where.
I also love the fact that the NFC East is kind of a wagon. Obviously, whenever we're talking about these 2 teams, we're talking about good football being played. but also in the NFC East, a lot of drama.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Dallas drama, Giants drama, these two, wagon. You got a rookie quarterback doing things that we didn't think was possible after what C.J. Stroud did last year. Here we are yet again. Now, I think Drake May is obviously going to be a stud.
Look out.
I think the Caleb Williams stuff is going to be questionable, but what Jaden Daniels is already putting on tape, what he could become is maybe a GOAT you're talking about. And then with Jalen Hurts, he's seemingly back to form. And why is that? Well, we think it's because they got a run game back in Saquon Barkley being next to him. Anytime you have a running back that commands the amount of attention and everything from a defense, that opens up the rest of the offense for Jalen Hurts. Whenever he was balling, they had Miles Sanders, they had other people going crazy. Now they got Saquon back there, and Sirianni knows that his team is filled with a bunch of dogs. This is going to be a good one. I'm excited for this evening. Obviously, Kirk and I will be on the call alongside Kaylee Hartung and the entire kickoff team over there on Amazon Prime. Saw Whitworth down at LSU. You know, he was the first recruit for Saban when he was at LSU.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so like them seeing each other on stage, there was like a nice moment of hug and a nice interaction. And obviously, Coach Saban's really only talked about for his time at Alabama because he won 6 national championships there and obviously flipped the script and they named a field after him. He won a natty at LSU too, doesn't get chatted about that as much. Whitworth was like his first recruit. So seeing them come together is awesome. I told him, I said, hey, you're good on TV, brother. Like there's a lot of people that are ass. Okay, we are some of those people that are ass on TV. Whit's good. I enjoy listening to him. That entire panel, I actually enjoy the way they operate. Don't take themselves too serious, but drop a lot of knowledge. I enjoy the kickoff show. Now, whenever you go to it, you can't change the channel.
Yeah, which is
so
tough.
you kind of have to watch it all, but I think they do a great job over there. And I think tonight's one of those games that Bezos is pumped for the $1 billion investment that he had for Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, and I don't know what they got Marshawn Lynch doing in Philly, but I assume it's going to be incredible tonight.
In Yo City, Marshawn Lynch doing anything is fantastic. Speaking of fantastic, this guy used to be good at picking against the spread on Thursday Night Football. Been on a little bit of a schneid, but that's going to happen in the gambling world. You know, the sports books are going to have their get back. A lot of season left. Still on the winning side of things. 36 years as a football coach, 18 in college, 18 in the NFL. Paisan extraordinaire, ladies and gentlemen, Chuck Pagano.
Yeah.
Coach, when you look at tonight's game, what are your thoughts? Really good teams playing against each other to kick off Week 11.
Now, you mentioned the two quarterbacks playing two dual threat quarterbacks, right? Got run game, going to get Brian Robinson back for the Red.
Good save.
Oh, good.
Hell yeah.
Hey, all right. Okay.
I'm growing.
For the Red
The Commanders.
The Red team.
For the Commanders. Eckler, so
Maroon.
two great run games. Guys can sling it. You mentioned Jaden Daniels as a rookie with the way he's playing. Dan Quinn, I think he knows a little bit about this Eagles offense, right?
Oh, for this time.
3 years in Dallas, right, as the DC. So familiarity there. Kellen Moore, another storyline, the OC, right? They were together in Dallas. So Kellen knows DQ stuff and vice versa. So a bunch of interesting storylines. This should be a banger.
How much does that matter? Does that matter a lot? Whenever you that's because division games are always tough. Like Steelers playing the Ravens this weekend, and the Steelers' record against Lamar Jackson is better than like everybody else outside the division against Lamar Jackson because you know it. Now, new head coach obviously in Washington with Dan Quinn, knew everything. How much does knowing Kellen Moore, knowing Dan Quinn, knowing this Eagles offense matter? Is that is a huge advantage or no?
No, it's real. But the chess pieces are different, right? So the players, the guys that are, throwing the ball, catching the ball, running the ball, those things are all different. There'll be a wrinkle here or there that they haven't shown each other on tape this year. So that it matters a little bit. Yeah,
it's nice to know.
It comes into play, especially if you've dominated somebody.
Like the Philadelphia Eagles.
Hurts.
Yeah.
He's 3-1 against Dan Quinn.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah, he's averaged a little over 30 yards rushing a game, 220 yards passing a game. He's got 6 touchdowns through the air, 1 on the ground, and 2 interceptions.
Whoa, wait a minute. So Jalen Hurts against backwards hat
in 4
Dan
games.
Quinn.
He's missed some. He was injured, missed some, and Minshew had to play for the Eagles, during that time, those 6 games. But he's 3-1, so he's not worried. He's not scared. He's going to play.
I'm excited for tonight. I'm pumped for another weekend of great football. Obviously, the college slate's going to deliver. It has every single week. The Sunday slate is littered. I mean, you're talking Ravens, Steelers. You're talking Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills. You're talking like big-time games on Sunday and Monday night. Go ahead, pal.
Bengals, Chargers is Sunday Night Football.
Massive.
Back. Yeah, awesome.
Jim Harbaugh pieces, because he's on prime time, are going to just keep coming out. And the more that we can get of that, the more we will take.
Amen.
So we got a massive weekend in tow for football, and we're thankful for it all.
Yeah.
But you know what else we're thankful for?
What's that?
The opportunity to do a segment that we launched this year. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to hop right back into Coach Pagano's Hot Seat. These are the burning questions that only Coach Pagano, with 36 years of football coaching experience, can answer for us. Let's fire them off. Let's start with this. How about the Chicago Bears? Obviously, they're in the middle of quite a predicament. They have fired their offensive coordinator, Shane Waldron. I was on the team with the Indianapolis Colts whenever you had to do this to Pep Hamilton in the middle of the season and move Chud in there to become the offense coordinator. What do you expect from this move? How hard is this move to make? And what does this mean for the Chicago Bears going forward?
It's not a move that you want to make. You know, nobody's looking to fire anybody. But obviously, the thing that's disappointing is like one play, one Hail Mary play, right, from the team that we're going to see tonight, and like totally derails you for the next 3 games, right? So we had to make a change. Pep, and it's never personal, you know, unless there's something behind the scenes that we don't know, like going on. It's never personal. It's all production based, right? It's win, you get to stay. It's lose, you're out as a coach. If you're productive as a player, as a play caller, you usually get to keep your job. So they move on to Thomas Brown. Thomas Brown was Carolina a year ago, right?
Yep.
So
what were they ranked?
doing
You know
some
what their offense was ranked?
fact checking, right? Their offense was ranked 32.
Okay.
Out of 32 teams a year ago. So I don't know if we can put it all on Thomas Brown. He's probably got a big brain. He's probably got a great relationship with Caleb. We're going to find out.
Yes, and whenever you moved on to Chud, was there, I don't remember, take me back in time, whenever you're talking to the team about the move, what is the messaging? What do you think Eberflus is telling Chicago Bears?
Every decision we make is based on 2 things. What's best for the team and what gives us the best chance to win. Period.
Pep Hamilton
Trust.
was a good man.
Trust. And him and Andrew, like
College.
thick as thieves, right? All the way back to Stanford. We lost BA that first year, bring Pep in, have success, right? And then we're struggling in 15 and felt like we needed to make a change. And I remember Andrew coming into me and sitting down and saying, I don't know, why I trust, but I don't think this is the right decision.
I like that from Andrew. By the way.
No,
I didn't know he
absolutely.
did that.
But that's the one thing about Andrew.
Okay, I like
You
that.
talk about having a leader at that position,
Yes.
and a leader in the locker room that's not afraid to have uncomfortable conversations, honest, upfront conversations with the head coach, players, whatever. Hey, like what you're doing right now, this is shit football. This isn't championship football. Get it straightened out in his own way, right?
Yeah.
So I said, I respect that, but I'm doing what I think's best for the team. I'm going to work. I'm going to do whatever. Boom. So we played Denver. That's Peyton's first game. That was the first
1812. The War of 1812. I remember that.
roof.
Wow.
Right, 30 minutes, like it was closed.
Oh, hell yeah.
What a great plan by Jim.
Sunday Night Football, right?
Yeah, I don't know the day or
Yeah, I
the
think
night.
that was when I
Don't give a
tackled
shit.
Trey.
It was holiday.
Yeah.
We won that game. And the first guy in the office the next day was Pep. And he goes, that was the right decision. I apologize for coming. You made the right move.
Okay, that's awesome. I appreciate that.
So now we won the game and all that. So I don't know what that conversation would have been like had we not pulled that game out. But
That was the most watched Sunday Night Football game, I think, up to that point. Like, obviously, Peyton's return. Before the game, the round of applause that Peyton got from that crowd was awesome.
and rightfully so.
I remember being on the field for it. Obviously, I'm punting, and I'm standing there, and he takes his helmet. Peyton's like one of the most locked-in people of all time. I think that's, like, documented. Everybody knows that. Him taking his helmet off, though, and doing, like, one of these I think it was like I think he was like a human there for a little bit. Puts it back on. I don't know. I think his drive start average that game was like the 10-yard line or something. Somebody had quite a night. Somebody had quite a night.
Didn't they do a tribute to him, right?
Yes.
That got in his
Oh, yeah.
the
There's
video
a full-on.
board. And then because he hated the window of the roof, right? Like what?
What are we doing?
But that thing was never open. Like when
If
he
you were
was
winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're winning, that thing's not open. We're losing, though. Jim goes,
He
we
was
got to
thinking,
showcase this. Brother, team stinks. We got to be able to showcase this. You think taxpayers are happy that you stink and we're not even utilizing? Open it up. Open it up. Anytime that thing started beeping, you'd hear me, Vinatieri, any quarterback going, what the fuck? Win some games, brother.
And
You guys win
where'd you always go to, too, right?
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah, well, you. Hey, Chuck, what are we doing? What are we doing? Are we trying to win this game or not? What are we trying to do? You go tell Jim. All right, so then I go to Pete Ward. Pete Ward's president of the team. Obviously, I'm warming up. A little bit different animal, me versus probably many other people. Pete, we need to change his music in here. Okay, this music sucks. We need to change his music. And also, what are we doing? Let's close. What are we doing with this thing? He goes, well, Jim wanted to open it up. I'm like, well, tell Jim we don't want him to open it up. He's like, I'm not saying, why don't you go?
We like winning? Okay. Taxpayers or a dub?
The story was always, well, if you win, you guys will have a little bit more say. Okay, but since you're not winning, guess who has all the say? Taxpayers and Jim Irsay. Open that son of a bitch up. And that's what it was, and that's kind of, I think he meant to open it a couple weeks ago, but they had a malfunction, and then they had the window open. Like they wanted to
wedge up.
Yeah, they wanted to open it. Just for the Colts that are there now, and I know you guys know everything. You haven't won anything, but I know you know everything. Things do start changing when you don't win, especially if Jim Irsay is tapped in, which I think he is obviously getting back in there, which is good news. Let's continue the hot seat. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Chuck, speaking of the Colts and taxpayers, me and a lot of other people are wondering what's going on with Anthony Richardson and the Colts. Did you hear what he said? What do you think about the move to go back to him? And then did you hear what Kenny Moore said? What do you think that has anything to do with, what's going on in that building?
Yeah, so second part first, it's alarming anytime one of the players comes out, and says that. And it's not like what he said, I'm not going to candy coat or whatever Kenny said. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything, candy coat anything, and he just spoke his truth. Now, whether he was talking about the entire locker room or a few guys here and there, Quentin Nelson backed him up on it, not whatever, and I think Gus Bradley came out and said, sometimes uncomfortable things got to be said, right?
Yes.
And the truth has to be said. So kudos to Ken, because Kenny shows up. Kenny prepares. My whole time there was with Kenny, so I love it, and hopefully it doesn't fall on deaf ears.
Yeah, I hope so, too.
And then with AR, I was fired up as anybody to see, him go back in there. We all wanted Joe, to have success out there and be the Joe, but after 2 games, and the turnovers and the losses and things like that, to go back, I think he's learned his lesson. I think he's, grown up. I've read the quotes. There's some things about, sacrifices that you would feel honestly, just being honest here, like coming into it, like we should know that already.
Yes.
But then let's go back and say, okay, we've got a 22-year-old. We got an immature young player that needs to grow up, and he needs to grow up in a hurry. He needs to grow up a lot faster than any of us, want him to. Like yesterday, grow up. So it sounds like, he got the message. He understood the ramifications. Every decision you make, you got consequences. So there was consequences. So hopefully we start to see. So the proof will be in the pudding. He's saying all the right things. His teammates are saying all the right things. They're supporting him. We know he's got talent out the yin yang, right?
Yep. Yeah,
but now it's got to be like the first car in the parking lot, got to be his, and the last one to leave, got to be his. And you got to do that day after day. He mentioned the word consistency, right?
Yep.
He's had issues with consistency. But this guy hasn't been the guy. He hasn't played. We knew that going into this thing. So, I'm rooting big time like you guys are for Anthony.
Here's a quote from yesterday. He was asked, what appreciation do you have for the position that you're in as the face of the franchise and being QB1 after not playing? Anthony Richardson's answer, man, there's a lot of appreciation, but it's more understanding now. You understand the magnitude of everything. You understand the magnitude of the position. You understand the magnitude of the work that you have to put in just to make sure you're right for the team. But I definitely appreciate it. I'm forever grateful and happy and excited to get going this week again, but I'm thankful. So that quote right there is all right, he didn't know.
Yeah.
Right? He didn't know. Got these 2 weeks. Now he knows. With what we're hearing from Kenny, with what we're hearing from Quentin, what we're hearing from Gus Bradley, feels like he's the only one. He's not the only one that didn't know what it's like to be a professional. Maybe they are able to flip the switch and get it going because once again, I think we're all on the same page here. If Anthony Richardson wastes his talent that he has, well, as a Colts fan, sucks. But also just as a fan of football, that'll be a tragedy. This dude could be you're talking about a potential one-of-one specimen. And when Cam Newton came out and talked about him, he's like, hey, you and me, we're different. We are just naturally different. But you got to act the same way that the people that aren't, the quarterbacks that don't have the Anthony Richardson talent, you got to act the same way and maybe even more because of everything that can go. Feels like that message is getting through. He's 22 years old. I hope it happens. I legitimately hope it happens. I'm a bit worried. And to your point about saying the sacrifice and things I don't want to do, I got to do. It's what's that movie, Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Aniston?
The breakup.
Where she goes, I want you to want to clean the dishes. Like, that's one of those scenes whenever they're fighting in there. It's like, I think all Colts fans, like, we would like Anthony Richardson to want to be the quarterback one. And remember, here in Indianapolis, we had Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning's the one that introduced this entire state to football. Peyton Manning is notoriously in at 5 a.m., out at 7 p.m., theater next to his fucking bedroom at the house so he can watch film until midnight. It's like, he is literally the most robotic machine worker in the history of football, maybe. Like, that is kind of the blueprint. I'm not saying Tom Brady and everybody else didn't, but that's the Peyton Manning MO. So Colts fans are expecting it. Then Andrew Luck comes in, and he had, like, photographic memory, obviously, so he was able to see and do that, but, like, the amount of work he put in on his body and everything, it's like, that's the expectation, especially when you're the number 4 overall pick. So hopefully these last 2 weeks have been something where he kind of has his eyes open. Not just him, though. The rest of that building, because obviously whether it's a few people that Kenny Moore was talking about or a lot of people, it's like they still have everything in front of them somehow. They still have a chance to literally do everything going forward.
Look at that schedule. So my message to them, to Zaire, right? EJ Speed.
Dog.
D-Buck.
D.
Grover Stewart.
Dog.
All right. Jalen Jones is coming on, right?
Dog.
Getting people's ass. Look, you got everything in front of you. Not like...
Yeah. We're in the middle of the
You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Of course.
There's a huge difference between like and love, all right? And it's not your right to be in the NFL as a coach or a player. It's a privilege. And you have to look at it every single day. Like, when you show up to the building and you punch your code in and the door opens, you're like, thank God, I got another day in this building. DeQuell Jackson, when I had to bring him into my office and we were moving on from him after a unbelievable career, not only in Cleveland, what he did in the NFL, he told me verbatim, he said, this day, what just happened right here, this is what kept me in the league for 10 or 11 years. Because every day I walked in, I said, I'm going to do everything that I possibly can do to make sure that I don't lose this jersey number, or this locker. And I'm never going to be the guy to let that guy down next to me. So it's the players' team. They own that damn locker room. It's their team. Coaches coach and players play. So quit coddling each other, okay? Get after each other.
Let's go.
And anything that doesn't look like championship football, get it the fuck out of the building.
But does anybody know what it is? I wonder, because like this.
They know how to win.
I hope
they know.
so.
They know.
They haven't won.
There's enough.
These guys have not.
There's
won.
enough dudes in there. You just got to quit like that whole deal about it's okay. You know, it's going to be fine. You don't worry about that. We'll get it next play. There isn't a next play. There isn't a next year.
It's right now.
That's it. That's all you got. And you got to go to Jet Life, and you got to knock the shit out of these Jets. You got to prepare, and you got to go up and get a win. All it takes is one win to get this thing turned around.
Yeah, and it's every meeting, every day. You know, in us talking about the Colts, this is the most Indianapolis Colts have ever been talked about ever on any show, and it's being talked about on other shows as well. This is the most Indianapolis Colts have ever been talking. Even when Peyton was playing, I think they kind of got bored of talking about the Indianapolis Colts in this entire thing. It's like what we're hearing happening in there. I don't think anybody that's ever played or coached for the team is like kind of embarrassed. I'm kind of embarrassed by it all, to be honest, especially with how much like I am at the forefront of being a Colts supporter. But with that being said, everything's still right in front of us.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Everything is still right in front of us. Everything you want for this season is still possible. And hopefully that message hits home. Hopefully it does. Because but you listed off a bunch of people. There's a bunch of dogs on that team. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if they're just like,
I know
why?
Ryan's been there the longest, right? Most tenured Colt, right? Ryan Kelly.
He's on
IR right now. He's got a knee. But even though you're on IR, sometimes you feel like, I can't say anything. I'm not playing. I'm in the training room. I'm this. So bullshit. You can still coach these guys up and motivate and be positive with these guys, but there's enough people that you can get this damn thing turned around.
Well, and like coaching people up, you mentioned like, do these guys know how to win? Like that's why you bring in a coach that has been to the Super Bowl. Like Steichen has been there; he knows what it takes to get to a Super Bowl. Granted, they lost, but like that's the whole reason Steichen is hired and brought in. Obviously, he's a great play caller, but you would hope that maybe some of that Sirianni type of culture would sprinkle and ooze out to the rest of the team, and maybe Steichen's just not getting that done.
Well, maybe we'll see.
Maybe
we'll see.
Maybe.
Everything's still in front of us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, the three things that Aaron added is fourth, right?
Yeah, be a good team.
How frickin' easy is it? All it is a choice. Mm-hmm. Wake the frick up
early
and decide, like, okay, I'm going to be on time. Was that it, right? Be on time.
Early on
no
time.
excuses.
No excuses, right?
Team first.
put the team first. What did we have in the team room when I was there, right? We had
Hustle,
two things.
loyalty, respect.
And the other side was what? Team.
Can't
team.
see me.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was trust, loyalty, respect.
It was all about the team, right?
Yes.
And it was us. Unity over self.
Big
That's
team,
what
little
us.
B.
That's what us stood for. Was unity over self. So take the ego out of it. Take all the BS out of it. Get all the distractions out of your life. Whatever you got going on. You mentioned like Peyton Manning. These guys. He had a family. He had a wife. He had kids. But they knew, like when I come home, all right, you guys go to that side of the house. I'm going to this side of the house, and I need 2 hours.
So
I need 2 hours so I can look at this tape.
to your point, though, Peyton actually didn't have kids for a very long time because he knew that.
Well, that's his fault.
Well,
Well, that's his choice,
no,
rather.
that was him and his wife. They're a fantastic. They've been together, I think, since high school. They've been together a long time. But like whenever they finally have children, Marshall and Mosley, obviously fantastic kids. Like I think a lot of people around them were like, Peyton didn't want to have kids because he knew he wouldn't have been the most attentive dad because he was so.
So when you
Focus
talk
on
about
football.
talk about sacrifices,
Yes.
what greater sacrifice is that? You've got a child now. What greater thing on God's earth is better than
Nothing.
your daughter?
So I
Zero.
I didn't want a kid because I didn't want to have to do it all. And then as soon as you have her, it's like, what was I thinking? What are we even talking about? Mackenzie has obviously made my life better. But to your point about focusing on ball, like I think a lot of people obviously know that this show exists and I did a lot of things. But like one of the main reasons why I retired is because there's only 32 punters in the NFL. And like, if you're going to be in the NFL, you should pay attention to it as opposed to everything else that I wanted to have going on. I didn't think that I was giving enough respect to the position if I wanted to go do everything else and leave. It's like that type of shit, I think, just hopefully it continues to radiate through. Let's continue on the hot seat. Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Coach, going from a place with all those issues to another place that had quite a few issues this past week especially. We've all heard the comments from Micah Parsons at this point with Big Mike basically saying, hey, this guy doesn't work hard enough, all right?
Okay.
He just doesn't. And I'd rather, see us win for my teammates in the locker room who have done way more than Mike McCarthy ever has and ever could. Have you ever had a situation like this where you've had to deal with it, when it gets so public? And also, what did you think of how Big Mike handled the situation?
Nothing to this magnitude. We had some stuff that, you just don't want to be a distraction. And what this was a distraction. And I don't think Mike has still come out and like totally clarified. I didn't mean to throw him under, but you never get those words back. Like once they're out in the universe, they're out in the damn universe. And for him to say that about his coach, Coach McCarthy, right?
Yeah, Big Mike, yeah.
Big Mike?
Yeah.
But I would have called him, that's how Mike, you don't, yeah, we kind of know what you meant, but, and I loved how Coach McCarthy, handled that situation. I mean, Aaron said it like he's built for this, right? He's a Yinzer.
Yeah.
He's Pittsburgh tough, right? He's been through it. He's dealt with it. Anytime that the players get ready to go to the mic, you better just stop, take a deep breath, pause, and think, okay, what are the ramifications of this? What kind of distraction am I going to be? What kind of shit am I going to cause? It's bad enough. We're 3-6. We're reeling. We're trying to. Mike doesn't want to go up there. I didn't want to go up there as a head coach and sit there and have to answer questions that have nothing to do with. They play Houston this week, right?
Monday night, yeah.
They got the Houston Texans.
Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football, right? Ask me about the Texans. Ask me about D'Amico, the job that he's doing. Is Nico back? This offense, this defense, right? How are we going to block these two damn werewolves coming off the, Hunter and Will Anderson? But I'm sitting there having to answer questions, about what Micah Parsons said, about me and my lack of the sins.
Yep.
Yeah, self-inflicted negatives, right? Avoid it. You don't have to do that. And he handled it great. He had a man-to-man, closed door. Probably, bro hugged it. Hey, we good? Yeah, we good. Because anybody else.
Yeah, you're gonna be who you can afford to be.
But if you're 11,
yeah.
like we could feel him, right?
I think there's a lot of people about sick of 11.
But you don't.
I'm a
like
big
to
fan
me,
of
as,
Micah Parsons.
like as a pod, the pod and all that, this, that, and the other. Like to me, like you talk about distractions and spending a little bit more time. The defense is not very good.
No.
Well, then you see the tape.
So maybe instead of like doing that, and this is going to come back, right? How about we take those couple hours, whatever we're investing at, and get the defense over to the house?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's
Break bread.
let's get the D over to the
Barbecue.
house, and let's go over some of Zim's calls, and let's watch some tape and apply some calls. Okay, here's 1st and 10 call. I got the play sheet. Zim would probably say, "Hey, look, will you give me a list of plays here, and a clip, a video clip, and give me 3 times this week. Let me take it home." Ray, Ed, those guys back at the ball, they used to do this all the time, every night of the week. Whole defense in there. Hour and a half.
I've been a part of some card games, some potential dice games at houses where while it's all happening, there's film taking place. It's like a gathering, but while also getting better. Those teams are always good. That was happening. That is
connection?
That is how you,
But that was like on the board in Baltimore, on the grease board. Okay, there was a circle, and it was called the Circle of Trust.
Oh, amen.
Okay, and so there was jersey numbers inside the circle. There was initials inside the circle. There was jersey numbers outside the circle. There was initials outside. So if you're a coach, you get your initials because you have a jersey number. Yeah. So mine was CP.
Obviously.
Okay.
Inside the circle.
And every
Congrats,
single day.
Coach.
Congrats.
No, so when I got there, like outside,
what you do?
tell you got to earn your stride. You got to earn the trust of your teammates and players.
Oh, okay, got it.
And all it takes is like one bad play, one mental error, and your ass to a man. First thing checked when everybody walked in that meeting room every single day. Ray sat in the back right corner in his chair. Okay, right in front of him was Jared Johnson, Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Okay, and he controlled the circle. Who's in, who was out, right? This guy would play a bone shot. It don't matter, right? And the first thing you looked at was like so that's kind of the mindset that some of these teams, like they got to, like worrying about the podcast and this, and I know it's a different era, like, but you don't, like Kansas City, there's no, like, we don't hear anything coming out of Detroit. We don't hear anything coming out of these places. Nothing but, like, they don't have to, there's nothing because they're working.
Yeah.
And they're focused on one thing.
And they have players like to those two teams, like Amon-Ra has a podcast and Kelsey has a podcast. They still do that stuff.
And it's not a problem.
It never leaks over.
Yeah, they never cause any drama.
I don't ever see it like it never makes Get Up. Doesn't make this program, those guys, right?
Well, Jason Kelsey, whenever he talks shit on kids.
That was stupid.
He's retired, though.
True.
He's bringing drama in this entire thing. But yeah, and I had a show, obviously, whenever the last couple of years I was playing, and your first conversation with me was like, do we really need to do the show? And I was like, I'll do my shit. That was kind of my thing. Like, hey, I'll do my shit. Like, don't worry. And I knew, though, I was about 4 shanks away from getting cut at any time. So if you're going to do all that other shit, and you're going to be a distraction, like, you better be very fucking good, but also it better not cause a problem for everything else. And it's all about understanding that, like keeping the main thing. Hopefully Mike is still young. We can continue to say
because those things can be positive as hell too, right?
Very positive.
You can build up your team, you can build up your coaches,
teammates.
Teammates is what I meant. Yeah,
absolutely. Everything. Have teammate on show. Like there's
rank the quarterbacks in the top 10.
And actually have like yours in the top 10.
Yeah, you can put them over. Some people.
I mean, what are we doing?
I don't know. It's a wild time to be alive.
And I love it. The player is phenomenal.
11.
So good.
That's why you can get away with all this shit.
Bingo.
But as him, do I know that and I'm take advantage of that?
Maybe.
For sure.
Yeah.
No, sir. Don't do that. You don't have to go there.
Yeah, I understand.
Like these guys can't get rid of me.
Yeah, and Big Mike's on his last year of his contract. So there's a lot of things there. All right, last one from the coach's hot seat for Coach Pagano, AP Tone.
Yeah, Coach. Commanders Steelers this last weekend. The Steelers run a fake punt deep in their own territory, and boy, did the Steelers Twitter fans want to just fire Danny Smith and Mike Tomlin because they did not succeed on that fake punt. Anything like that ever happen to you?
Short ride for Danny, right? Penthouse to the outhouse. Because all we're talking about is gay balls a day. The God. I mean, because it's been so positive, right? I mean, it's a great play till it's not, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think me and you had an experience like this, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
Dewey Mack. How many times did we practice?
I think it was like 81. They did.
You mentioned 80 the other day, right?
Yeah, I think it was
81, 82.
Good ball.
It was high.
Yes.
It was a lot.
A lot.
It had to be that in order for like me to go, like actually say on our own. Where were we?
19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like say,
First quarter.
go ahead. That's trust.
Beautiful
like
ball.
practice.
Yeah,
you earn trust. It was amazing.
Yeah, we had a green light. We had the green light of this game.
Obviously, it was the lights.
Yeah.
Because they've got a light.
Sun.
It's a light issue.
That stadium, yeah.
And to be clear, Dewey McDonald was one of our best players on special teams.
He was
unbelievable.
absolute. I got nothing but the utmost respect for him as a football
Most
player,
drops that
as
season.
as a teammate.
Yeah, they counted that as the drop back. And then
What are we
there's-
saying?
You say he's good?
By the way, I just want to
Yeah.
give him a little motivation. Chuck, I don't think was thinking the same thing. I was.
No, I looked at all you guys, and everybody's coddling. We just talk about coddling each other, right? Like that look was like I got on the headset. Where's Tex? Get Tex on the deal. Get this subbitch a bus ticket home.
Obviously, in the moment, that's how
No.
you're going to act. But, like, for real, I went over to him because that's first quarter. Dewey was one of our best players. Like, he was covering his ass off for us all season. So I literally was just going over to make sure he wasn't, like, too broken, you know? And I think he was, like, still in the whirlwind to let him know that.
Good
But
for you.
then I walk away, though, and, boy, everybody on that sideline. I mean, you watch the replay. Brant Boyer, who's currently special teams coordinator, is standing right there next to him. He throws his hands up and does this right in Dewey's face. And then Frog, our equipment manager, is still there. Right, just, you're an embarrassment. Like, everybody basically saying it. And the green light was given by Chuck because of the 80 times we did it in practice. Anytime the corner comes hot, Gunner needs to look for ball. Now, if I throw it or not is kind of dependent upon, but you need to at least look for ball. Look, he's looking right now.
Yep.
Look ball. Orlando Scandrick's coming from far hash. That's easy completion, professional football, which is why, it's kind of a green light in this entire thing. And it's good until it's not. It's good until it's not.
To your point, like Pittsburgh had the fail. I think Washington scored right after that, right?
7-7,
But they overcame it.
Yeah.
We didn't overcome
not,
this
yeah,
one.
I know.
This momentum flipped, and we didn't have enough gauze. We had an artery. Just freaking
First play after that, Tony Romo throws a touchdown. Des Bryant in the corner. First play, 14-0 all of a sudden. And then that's all she wrote.
It was 37-7.
Yeah, we had a bunch more punts, though, if it means anything. Dewey went out there and made a couple more plays. Chuck, you look young.
you
All
got
right.
your work done.
That was Coach Squall's Hossey.
Yeah, coach.
Just know everything makes sense. In theory, everything's supposed to work. So when it doesn't, let's not judge too harshly.
Yeah.
Okay? And that was a great play by the Steelers.
It was.
The fact that the ball was dropped, that's going to happen. We had 36 drops already on the season.
Yeah.
We saw it at the bottom. I didn't even know.
What was your, to the PP instead of, just a quicker operation?
What's that?
Steelers doing it to the PP instead of.
Yeah, they want PP. I don't know how they do that. That's a lot of checks, right? Because snapper has to hear it then that he's not snapping the ball directly to punter. He's snapping it to.
I don't know
PP.
if they probably have the punter has a
check or something. I don't know how they did that.
I don't know, but to me it was like the ball gets off quicker, gets out of your hand quicker.
Yeah.
For if you're dropping somebody out, like Dallas was trying to get to Dewey on that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I could spin it.
But
we were A-OK.
It's about players.
Yeah.
Not plays.
Yeah, we were A-OK. We should have done more of those, actually. Yeah. Joining us now, ladies.
Sorry,
And Dewey, we love you. Dewey,
We love
that
you.
shit happens.
Come on.
Dewey was phenomenal. He would be a Pro Bowler special teamer if it was operating now. That's how good Dewey was as a football player. He's an absolute stud. Out of West Virginia, from West Virginia. Didn't go to West Virginia, from West Virginia. Absolute stud. Joining us now is another stud, multiple-time Super Bowl champion, former general manager in the NFL, a consultant, a podcast host, a live show host, a daily newsletter writer. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Lombardi.
How are we doing today?
Lombo, we're just breaking down the hot seat there on those fake punts. Everything's
I
good.
listened.
Everything's good till it's not. Everything's good till it's not, Paisan.
You're always on the hot seat, no matter what day it is. It doesn't matter. After a win, you're on the hot seat. After a loss, it's called the NFL. It's life in the NFL. It's all good.
Okay, so let's talk about some life in the NFL and hot seat maybe. Anthony Richardson is returning to start our office for this particular program. It's been a big talking point. Everything's still in front of us for the Indianapolis Colts. Literally, can still make a playoff push, can still win the AFC South, depending upon what happens with the Houston Texans, even though they have the tiebreaker because they beat us both times we played this year. How do you think this situation is kind of unfolded, and what are your thoughts on AR getting back in the lineup for the Indianapolis Colts, Lombo?
Well, I mean, look, I think it's very disappointing that we didn't really have a plan of operation for this all the way through. I think, to me, when you draft this young man the fourth pick and then he misses all of last season, you hoped he'd have a little bit of a different plan and a different way of doing things. But I think this is the only course of action the Colts could have taken. Joe Flacco, God love him, but unfortunately that's not going to be the case. It was hard for him to really get the run game going. There's no movement out of the quarterback. That 4th and 2 call last week, to me, again, Shane Steichen continues to dazzle you on some of these ridiculous decisions that he makes that cost his team football games. That game's 20-13. If he kicks the field goal there, it's 20-16, and Buffalo may not go down and score again. So I think there's a lot of things going on in that building that need to get corrected, not just Richardson. But look, this is a project. This kid has struggled to throw the football, whether it's on 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. It doesn't really matter. His accuracy has been really bad. And I think, to me, that's the only way he's going to get better is to play. And you're going to have to live through the growing pains. When you turn that card in, the 4th pick overall, you knew there's going to be growing pains. You knew there's going to be days where it's going to be really challenging. You just got to accept it, and you've got to play a 3-dimensional game. You've got to play better defensively. You got to try to run the football more effectively with him. You got to limit. Look, you know what's remarkable about the NFL? Justin Herbert's as good a player as anybody in the league. And yet the Los Angeles Chargers are the last team in the National Football League in passing attempts this year, right? They're managing their quarterback. They're doing the things that they have to win the game. And I think, to me, look, you want to run this offense. You want to do what you do. You want to be a great play caller. All that's good. But you got to figure out how to win the game. And I think that's what they got to do with Richardson.
Have you heard ever from any building what has kind of come out of the Indianapolis Colts building over the last couple of weeks here about, it's seemingly just a full lack of leadership behind closed doors? And can you change that, you think, with it being pointed out, called out, and maybe going forward for the rest of the season?
I think, to me, yeah, you hear it because I think here's the problem you have, Pat, what we're in a league of, and Chuck can speak to this too, is without being, when you're a play caller and you're the play designer, you don't have you're not in touch with the whole team. You've got a guy running the defense, you got someone running it. Someone's got to be in charge of accountability. Somebody's got to be demanding on the players. Look, that you got all these coaches on that coaching staff. You got a quarterback coach, you got an offensive coordinator. For anyone to say that Anthony Richardson isn't going to be working hard, somebody just found that out now. And I'm not saying that he is. I'm just saying, to me, you only can get what you want, what you demand. You're either coaching it or allowing it to happen. So what was going on? Are we allowing this to happen? And I think this is what's gone wrong with the league. We have too many play callers. Look, Jim Harbaugh's winning games out there, right? We see Mike Tomlin. Nobody thought the Steelers were going to be this good this year, but he's a head coach controlling 3 elements of the game. Is it pretty? No. Sean Payton at Denver. I mean, I think, to me, there's ways you have to win. It's not about the plays. It's about how we get all 3 units working together. And I don't see the Colts doing that. I've been complaining about them on defense. They have strengths. It's what we call SWOT. It's basically your strength, your weaknesses, how you could take opportunity, and then what are your dangers? What are your things that are going to affect you? And I think the Colts haven't really set up their team to where they build on their strength, which is the running game with Taylor, Richardson's ability to run the ball. They shouldn't be having to throw all these incompletes because I think they got to win with their defense and win with their run game.
Yeah, 2 takeaways of Josh Allen last week, that defense. And obviously they've had their moments in strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and dangers. Is that what SWOT is? Is that what you said?
SWOT. And basically the last one is when you have what could be the challenges that you face, right? The things that are going to be create the problems for you. Like, what are your danger zones, right? And the territories in your danger zones that you have to look at. And so that's what every coach needs to do. You need to evaluate those, right? And you need to understand what is our football team? What are the strengths of our teams? What's the weakness? And then how does it match up? I mean, that's all Mike Tomlin does every week. That's what Jim Harbaugh does every week. That's what Andy Reid's doing that as well as anybody. He should be up for Coach of the Year, how well he's coaching this team. They're the best team in third down football. They don't score a lot of points. They control the clock. They make it very difficult for you to run the ball on their defense. They're playing complementary. And then when they need a play from their kicking game, what did Andy Reid say after the game? He said, we practiced that quite a bit.
Yeah, the block. Yeah, the block. Yeah, they have to. For the form that they had and the technique that they had, they have to work that. I mean, and I think Tobe is their guy over there. He's one of the greatest special teams coordinators of all time. And it's like offense, obviously not always going to be able to be a buzzsaw for Patrick Mahomes. We've seen it over the last couple of years. They've still won a Super Bowl. Defense has been stingy whenever they need them to. But then their special teams, they had Tommy Townsend punting for them the last couple of years, murders the ball whenever they need it, big punt return in the Super Bowl whenever you need it, and now a blocked kick to win a game in a division. I mean, that's like all 3 phases are shown up for him. Now, let's talk about this Kansas City Chiefs team. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Lombo, obviously game of the weekend, Bills-Chiefs. I believe the last 6 games, Tone shared with me, the Bills are 3-0 in the regular season versus the Chiefs, and then the Chiefs are 3-0 in the playoffs versus the Bills. How do you see this game going, and should we favor those stats and go for the Bills? Because they are favored, I believe, by 2.5 in some places.
Yeah. I mean, Patrick Mahomes as an underdog is always something people are going to want to play. Look, I think the Bills, this is an interesting contrast in games, right? Because the Bills are a nickel defense that needs to play from in front. And the Chiefs are now become a power run team. And they won't have Pacheco back in this game, but with Kareem Hunt, they want to run the ball. Denver did a good job. You watch that Denver game. Mahomes is going to be sore after that game. Denver played him as well as anybody did last week. And they really exposed the tackle situation of Kansas City, which is starting a young rookie at left tackle in Taylor. And I think Buffalo's got to take advantage of it. I think Buffalo's ability to run the ball. Last year, they ran the ball 39 times in that playoff game for 178 yards. They threw it 39 times for 170-some yards, right? They had a big play to Diggs that he dropped. That was one of the killers. And then they missed the 44-yarder by Bass. So they know they can play him. And Josh Allen is playing so well. I think this game is going to be just a little bit of an indication. I would lean towards taking Mahomes in the points because of him being so good as a dog. But let's face it, the home field in the AFC, unless we have some kind of miracle, is going to go through Kansas City. I don't see Kansas City losing more than 2 games.
The Buffalo Bills, I just watched them live in person this past weekend. Ooh. Josh Allen is a spectacle.
Yeah.
The amount of moxie that guy has, it is absurd. He's bigger than you think he is whenever you see him in person. And then the confidence in which he carries himself. And then his team loves him. Like, his team absolutely loves him. He had a touchdown where we tackled him a little bit late, and obviously everybody wants to celebrate. There were 6 dudes flying in ready to fight for him in that moment. And then obviously the MVP chants started raining through our stadium, which I don't necessarily love. But the fact that we got Kansas City Buffalo this week, that calls for celebration. Oh, yeah. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, one of those rivalries like Peyton Tom, you know, that we can get jacked up for the long term. Now let's talk about some younger guys. Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Lombo, right after draft night, a lot of people were saying, hey, the Bears with Caleb Williams, this is a team to look out for. This could be a playoff team the way they finished last year, their defense and everything. And with the Commanders and Jaden Daniels, I think it was a lot of unknowns. Hey, there's no way he's going to be as dynamic as he was at LSU when he gets into the NFL. It's going to take some time. But then as the season has progressed, they obviously look unbelievable. Why are the Commanders winning games, and why are the Bears ultimately losing games?
That's a great question. I think a lot of it goes down to the team building aspect of the Bears, right? The Bears decided to become a nickel team, right? They play in Chicago. I think they forgot about that. They play in cold weather, windy, right? I think they forgot about that, right? And so they have an offensive line that really can't block anybody. They're not physical. They can't run the ball. They're one of the worst teams they're 30th in the league on first down gaining yards. They're one of the worst team on third down. I don't think they had a plan for the quarterback. They felt like if we get a bunch of skill guys, pay $22 million for Keenan Allen, pay $28 million for DJ Moore, draft Rome Odunze, pay for Cole Kmet. Oh, we're going to pay for a backup tight end and Gerald Everett too. We'll pay for a nickel running back in Swift. Oh, it's great. Looks really good on paper. If you're playing Madden in the basement, it looks great. It looks wonderful. But you got to punch somebody in the mouth in the NFL, and you got to block people. And that's where the Bears fall short. I said it all summer. Their offensive line isn't good enough. You can't run this 11 personnel and put all the pressure on a rookie quarterback and think you're going to be successful. The number 1 team in the National Football League this year is the Washington Commanders in terms of rush percentage in the first half. They're number 1 in that area. They're also 5th in that area of rushes and completions. And what does that mean, right? When you add up the rushing attempts and the completions together, and that number becomes over 51, that doesn't tell you you're going to win the game. It only tells you your execution is really good. Meanwhile, Washington's 5th in the league in that category. The Chicago Bears are 26th. Their execution isn't good, and it starts in the summertime. And so the plan for Daniels was much better than the plan for Johnson. And I think he can't complete passes over 20 to over 10 yards. That's the other problem.
Williams,
I mean, they're not good on third down. He doesn't throw the ball well down the field, and they have nothing to take him off the hook. There's no power run game. Swift's a good player, but he's a nickel runner. This is his 3rd team in 3 years. So to me, I think a lot of this is how do we plan? It's the same thing with Richardson. What's our plan to develop the player? How do we make the player? So you turn the card in, and everybody thinks, oh, the guy's just going to be a great player. No, Daniels came into Washington and wanted us to be a good player. I'm not saying Williams or other players don't, but you got to have a plan for it. And how we build a team around the quarterback is the most important plan.
Okay, so let's talk about that plan and being on the same page. Chuck has a question for you.
So these conversations, Lombo, that we're having, did you just looking back at during your tenure? I know we spent 2 years together at the Raiders, and we had a lot of dialogue. We talked a lot of football. Maybe you and Norv. I don't know what you and Norv If you had those conversations, if you did. I know we talk about personnel. I know you talk about players. You talk about personnel, but strategy. Do you think there's enough conversations going on in these NFL buildings right now between the general manager and the head coach? Just to your point of what you're talking about is, how are we going to win this game?
Right.
What is the
our
plan?
Strength of our team, right? Like if you're in Chicago, if I'm the GM of Chicago, I'm saying to myself, I play in Chicago. It's going to be 14-mile-an-hour wind there this weekend. I mean, how am I going to block somebody? I got to play the Detroit Lions. They have the best offensive line in football. I got to play the Minnesota Vikings. They have one of the best lines. The Green Bay Packers is the number one pass protection line in the National Football League. They give up the least amount of sacks. Like, I got to match that. That's all Al Davis would talk about. How does this player handle this guy and win the division? If you can't win the division, look, it's great to I love having great receivers on the team. But if I can't knock you off the ball, if I can't win 3rd and 1, and I can't run the football and take some of the pressure off and open up the game for the quarterback. Look, I know this more than anybody. You don't win football games running the ball. I get that. I understand that completely. But you set the pace of the game. You set the tempo of the game. And you can control the game that way. And I think that's what the Bears don't have. And the quarterback's very hesitant. He's been sacked almost as much as David Carr was sacked. He's on pace for that. I mean, that's a bad scenario to go through. And I think, to me, this becomes the most difficult aspect. And you have to have that. That's where you just can't have a head coach, and a GM manage the team. Things have got to be done in harmony. You've got to share the philosophical beliefs of both people.
Okay, so we'll be talking to our general manager, Veach, of the Kansas City Chiefs in the next hour. I'm excited to actually bring up this point with he and Andy Reid, obviously seeing the team the exact same way. You mentioned the Commanders a lot there. They're in a big one tonight against Philadelphia Eagles. Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, Lombo, obviously the Eagles started 2-2, and they've rattled off 5 straight. They're running the ball a ton with Saquon and Jalen Hurts, and he is just an absolute machine on the goal line. What do you think's been the difference for the Eagles, over the last month and a half or so, and how do you think this game plays out tonight?
Well, I think the Eagles has been really good defensively. I think the game changed because the Eagles have played defense. In the last 8 games, they've given up the fewest big plays in the National Football League. They're hard to run the football on. They've been very good on 3rd down. They've matched up physically. You can't get first downs against them. Vic Fangio has done a really good job. And then offensively, they've really figured out that this is who we are. We're going to we're going to run the ball. We're going to be behind this big line, and we're going to take chunks. And Jalen Hurts has done a wonderful job of protecting the football. And they've gotten back to playing from in front, and they've been able to dominate the team. This is a tough matchup for Washington because Washington isn't a very good team in terms of run defense. This is where the weaknesses of their team, and they're not very good. They are 31st in the National Football League in rushing yards allowed on 2nd down. The Eagles love to run it there. They're 28th in allowing successful plays. They just have not been good, but they play from in front. Washington's the number 2 team in the National Football League in first half point differential. That's a critical stat in football. Detroit's number 1 with plus 75. But when you can play from in front like Dallas did last year, people tend to not run the football on you because they're trying to play catch up to you. And I think Washington has been able to do that with their offense. Now, their offense is fabulous because, I always say this all the time. You want to be good on 3rd down? Convert first downs on 2nd down. Play CFL football. This is the second best. This is the best team in the league in converting first downs and 2 downs. So the Eagles will be challenged in their secondary, no question. But I think they'll control the ball and control the pace.
Literally right on cue there, 2nd and 9 first down for the Washington Commanders and the highlight reel for them. It's like everything they're doing is seemingly right. Cliff Kingsbury is a massive piece of this whole thing. Will they be able to keep him if they continue to have the success that they're having, you think?
Pat, I think when you get fired in the NFL and you've been to a place which everybody wasn't on alignment, wasn't on the same page, I think you're more reluctant to not go become a head coach again unless you find the perfect situation. I think Ben Johnson's gone through that as he's been a hot commodity. I think there's no reason for him to leave because, you know what, next year Jaden Daniels can be good again. And it's only you leave if you get to the job that you think is the perfect job for what you want to do. There's no sense you're making really good money, you're coaching a very good player, and your team's going to keep winning. Why not stay there?
New ownership, too. If they get used to this and say, hey, I need an extra $1 million, extra $2 million. There was an offense coordinator for the Indianapolis Colts at one point who had a fantastic year with Andrew Luck. And then, some head coaching opportunities popped up, and he potentially said, hey, I'm going to need hey, cuz, I'm going to need about an extra $1 million or $2 million. And then his loyalty was questioned. He said, all right, fuck you. And went somewhere else. So, I mean, that is...
we hoist.
What's that?
That don't happen.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
Hey, there's no salary cap.
We do, don't we? We probably do.
What,
It wouldn't be no banner deal.
Oh, my God.
It'd be the real deal.
Oh, yeah, in 24. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, for sure. I bet that would happen.
Well, we
Definitely.
can live in our dreams.
Yeah,
obviously.
definitely.
Why you gotta just? I mean,
Are you talking about the deflate gate? With the balls being fully pumped
Yeah.
up? Bruce
Oh, wait.
Arians would have said, check those balls.
Yeah, the one where LeGarrette Blount rushed for 140 yards and 3 touchdowns, and you guys only scored 10 points.
Oh, yeah, I saw him still running. Actually,
Yeah.
in my head, I literally just saw LeGarrette Blount still running.
Yeah, actually didn't even have to throw the ball that game.
I was saying, I
we
think it
didn't
was
score 10. It was 7.
that's right. Have a little bit more respect.
Thank you though for trying to get me an extra 3.
No problem.
That's very nice of you.
45 to
Vinatieri
7.
didn't make any. They had Danny Amendola out there for punt returner, and at that stage of his career, him returning was just fair catch.
Yeah.
And I knew that. And that was second quarter. They were just...
Bro, the first punt went off of Cribbs' face mask,
Yeah.
and you scored the next play. It was like the drop on Dallas, and that was all. I mean, in the rain, gone.
I jog out on the field, and they go, into return, Danny Amendola. I'm like, damn, it is the second quarter. That is I'm going to drop this son of a bitch low. Okay, I'm going to hit a line driver
Send
here.
this thing.
He is going to fair catch this, which he did 1,000%. But it's like, that was the indicator of that game, which goes back to anytime it got brought up.
Sure.
Those of us that were potentially associated with Colts did not want that conversation to continue. Can we, hey, Go Night Science guy, why don't you shut the fuck up?
Yeah, please.
We don't want to hear about this anymore. We got our asses beat. Go ahead, Tone.
They bring up a good point though, because there's no salary cap on coaches. Like these owners and teams that have more money, like you could pay Ben Johnson a head coach's salary if you really want to keep him.
That's why they're staying, huh, Lombo? That's why they don't have to go.
I mean, why would you leave? I mean, look, if you go somewhere, you're making really good money. Why would you take off and leave unless you really felt like you had a chance to win and you could compete and build your program, right? Are you ready to be a head coach? I mean, that's the other problem. Are you really ready to be one? It's a hard job, as you know, Chuck. There's no easy answer, and very few people are willing to help you. You're on an island there.
New ownership.
There's no manual.
New ownership. Yeah, there's no manual when you sit down. There's a lot of stuff. I was looking for
the hell?
I think Ben Johnson's gotten a raise the last 2 years as well.
Yeah, like that's just a natural thing that's going to happen. This is just like whenever, like right now they're saying Dan Lanning is drawing NFL. Like that's getting released so that,
Hey, Oregon.
I remember as soon as I was done with all the press conferences and everything, and the dust settled, Tina and I went back to, Coach Caldwell's old office, empty, right? And I sit down, I look at her, she looks at me, and I start pulling out drawers looking for the head coach manual. Okay, done with press conferences. Day 2, what do you do on day 2? And I couldn't find it. And I looked at her and I said, what the frick did we just do to ourselves?
Yeah, well, hey, I want to let you know I was lucky to play for a team that you were coaching, Chuck. I think everybody that's ever played for you will say that. We got about 30 seconds. Any quick picks?
I like Denver this week against Atlanta. I think Denver should have beaten Kansas City last week. I'm impressed with Denver. I really am. Their defensive front is as good as anybody in the league. And don't overlook the Rams this week going back. I know they played poorly on Monday night, but I think the Rams at only 4.5 against the Patriots. I think you'll see Matthew Stafford and the boys play a lot better this week.
We appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. That's Michael Lombardi. You're the man. First hour flew by. We got A.J. Hawk in the next hour and Brett Veach, general manager of the Kansas City Chiefs. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life. Shout to Ram Trucks. Everything you need.
We have an opportunity to give away $75,000 to a kid named Daniel Villasenor.
Absolutely.
You're a sophomore, correct?
Yeah.
What is your major?
Civil engineering.
Okay, so what's that mean? What is civil engineering?
I don't really know.
Have you ever kicked a ball before?
I have.
When? Were you a soccer player?
Soccer player, yeah.
Okay, how were you at kicking soccer balls? Pretty good?
I was okay. I was good.
Have you ever said anything negative about football kickers?
Maybe once or twice.
Daniel! Damn, Daniel! We don't need that. You make a field goal here from 33 yards uphill. You're the civil engineer. You'd have to tell me, I think it's about a 40-yard kick. If you're able to do that, we will give you $75,000.
All right.
He's got no laces.
Yeah, what do we got going here? Can we get a shot of shoes?
What time?
Hey, a shot of the shoes.
Daniel showed up in his Vans with no laces. What time did you get here for this?
About 11:40 last night.
Need a lot of power.
Good luck, Daniel.
I'm not feeling it. Not feeling it.
Oh!
Wait a second.
Just like everything this morning, that was a surprise. We did not expect that.
Let's go. We got to do one more shot.
One more kick for $100,000.
You got this, dude.
Let's go. How about this, Daniel? How about this, Daniel? Not only is this one for $100,000, if you make it, we'll add another $100,000 to the $500,000 donation we're about to make from College Game Day to the hurricane relief. It could be $600,000 if you make this, with $100,000 going into your pocket. Daniel, this is bigger than you. Let's make a kick, bro.
Way to overcome the shoes here. That was a heck of an effort. Come on, you got this.
In Berkeley, California.
You got it.
Oh! Hell yeah!
Great job.
Damn, Daniel! Damn, Daniel! All right.
What just happened? Are you kidding me? It's fun, man. 11:40 he was there. I know.
$600,000 to hurricane relief. $100,000 to Daniel. What a morning in Berkeley! Way to go, Daniel.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
What?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pig!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Week 11 kickoff Thursday, November 14, 2024. Hour 2 of the program starts now. Football is awesome. The Toxic Table's here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer,
Dahn.
Cowboys, AP. Tone is here. Tone, where's the money at this evening for the Commanders Eagles Thursday night on Prime? Big time Week 11 kickoff matchup.
61% of the bets and 61% of the money are on the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's moved 1%.
It has.
Okay, at the beginning of the show it was at 60%, now it's at 61. Nothing we have said or anybody else's behavior has moved it. It's still at 4. It's at 3.5 on a couple others. On ESPN Bet, the Eagles are favored by 4. 36 years as a football coach. A man who more often than not picks the right side.
Wow.
Yes, true.
Against the spread on Thursday Night Football.
Since when?
Ladies and gentlemen, Chuck Pagano. Yeah. Coach, you got a good feel on this one? You got a good feel on this one?
Great feeling.
I think so, too. Last week, you kind of got screwed. I mean, last week, you kind of.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, AFC North matchup, that many points, 6.5 points. I think we all kind of understood that it was probably going to be the Bengals, but you said, no, it's too easy, too simple. We're going to go with the Ravens. Turn it off. Oh.
Little caveat. Nobody, you know what? Con Man's been throwing shade at my ass all morning long, right? Mm-hmm. Gumpy sending texts, hey, you've lost 3 straight, blah, blah, blah. How about no credit for the prop bets that I gave out?
Coach, were the Ravens up? Were they up more than 6.5 at any point?
A fucking 149 left. All right? In the fourth quarter, you're up 28 to 6. You're up a tud, right?
Yeah.
I don't bet, but everybody that did, you're going to cover.
Yep. Fun.
And we got a third or fourth and 10 on that drive. And we just let them go right down the damn field. They got to get that.
What player went down the field?
Huh?
What player for the Bengals went down the field?
Did T. Higgins play?
No.
No T. Higgins. So the first matchup was T. and Chase, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jamar Chase?
Yeah.
Number 1. He wears number 1, right?
Yeah.
So if you're in a team meeting, Pat,
Me.
and you know me as a head coach, right? And we're getting ready to play today's Cincinnati Bengals.
and
Who would the
paper
first picture we'd put up?
The first, you say, these are the game wreckers. These are the people that we will not let beat us. And then the next screen would pop up, and it would be Jamar Chase's face, probably doing like his dance. There'd probably be a couple of them. They change the whole thing. And then you would run like 4 plays of like, this is what this guy can do to us, and this is what we will not let them do to us. That is literally, that would be the first thing that you would say.
So we did that, right? And we practiced, like, to know T. Higgins in this one, they had like 19 or 20 catches in game 1 for 1,000 yards and 40 tuds in the first game. And then this guy, knowing that, right, we're going to deploy all the necessary resources, allocate assets to stop number 1, right? And 10 catches. 375 yards for 3 touchdowns. No, you can't. Like, guys are going to catch an 18-yard dig, right?
Sure.
Then you tackle it and you staple it to the ground.
Yeah.
And we play another first down, right? But they can't go for that. An 87 route, you get the safety sucked up, the corner drops off like he's going to pass this thing off, and you get a 70-yard post route.
This was a good one.
I just want to let you know that you were on the right side. You were on the right side. The players got it wrong. Now, I picked Bengals plus 6.
Yeah, what players?
Yeah, this one, fourth quarter, 28-21.
So that's when you're playing quarters coverage, right? And you get a scissors concept.
Yep.
Like, the corner is always high. Unless there was a communication between that safety and that corner, like, okay, we're going to pass this thing. And it looks like Brandon kind of stops a little bit, like, hey, I'm going to do it. And this guy hesitates just a little, and next thing you know, you get split.
What a ball.
And that's when we're red 2. You're the quarterback. Okay, you guys are the quarterback.
All right.
We're playing red 2, corner soft safety, right? Where do you think is that a front pylon or back pylon throw?
Back.
So if you're the safety and you're the corner, right, are you going to drift into the middle of the end zone, or are you going to sink back to the pylon?
You're probably going to sink back to the pylon.
Should be.
And we both went where?
Front.
Yeah.
So you're worried
And
about
then
the
the
Ravens. Sounds like you're worried about the Ravens a little bit. Secondary.
John, those guys know. I mean, you just don't forget how to play defense. Those guys got to go out and execute. That's the right call for that. The other one's the right call. You got to execute.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who was on the right side last week and didn't have this much passion breaking down last Thursday night's game. Ladies and gentlemen, a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup winner, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, Hawker. Oh.
You should have heard him this morning. You should have heard, he was so mad over there. So mad about it. 28-21. And then we just let him. Who was it? Who's the guy?
I love it.
Yeah, it was awesome. You know, because he was on the right side. The players didn't hold up their end of the bargain. And there's a chance we're in for another one of those this evening, AJ.
Yeah, we are. I tell you what, I love when Chuck comes in full of piss and vinegar, and he's all upset that his last couple of weeks haven't gone the way that he wanted to. So, Chuck, I'm excited to see where you're leaning tonight. I'm leaning a certain way. I want to see if you can sway me if I'm opposite of you. But, man, either way, Chuck, it's good to see you so passionate.
Great to see you, AJ. I'm pissed off still, boy. I tell you.
He did have some
like
heat.
you got an easy winner. You got a 4th and 10, AJ, on that last drive.
You know who?
Not me, Chuck, but yeah.
No, you.
The Ravens is who he's talking to.
4th and 10. Knock the ball down, right? Knock the ball down. You're on a knee. Yeah. No better play in football, right? When you're on a knee.
It's a great catch.
Amen.
Yeah.
It's a perfect
John
catch.
Wooden has a statue like that.
Well, he's giving a speech.
Coaching.
Players aren't on the
timeout.
We're not talking about the victory formation, asshole. Jeez Louise. Unbelievable what you do over there.
Unbelievable statue they have there. Credit John Wooden's one of the greatest coaches of all time.
Right in the middle of downtown.
Oh yeah, smack dab.
Couldn't be.
I've never seen it. I need to see it in person. I do.
I think I got a picture.
Did he coach here?
I think he's from here, maybe.
He may have coached at Purdue before he went to UCLA.
I think he was from
like
here.
1970, won the Holiday Bowl.
I don't know the ties, but I'll tell you what, he is from Indiana. Okay. Just so the world remembers.
State of basketball, baby.
And he did coach at Purdue before UCLA.
Nickname's a Wizard of Westfield.
He played at Purdue.
Oh, there it is. Westwood.
Let's talk about some other things happening around the NFL. Aaron Rodgers, your best friend of the program, he came out and answered questions about his future. Here it is.
You've talked about wanting to play beyond this year.
Yeah.
Has the way this season gone for you or as a team changed that thought at all?
Not really. Not for the negative. No, not really.
Do you still want to play in 2025?
I think so. Yeah.
What's that mean, AJ? You tell me. You've obviously communicated with him more than any other human in the history of his existence. You think that means he wants to play next year? And what do you think he's thinking about the future? And obviously, everything's still in front of him. And they got a big task this weekend for this season. But what do you think he is? Has he even thought about it? Or do you think he's being coy here?
I mean, I'm sure he has thought about it. I was glad to see them ask him because I almost wanted to ask him last time he was on. Didn't really get to it, but I'm thinking, we should have asked him that because I don't know. He's had to think about it, I would imagine, right? If you're going to play next year or not. And I'm
Here's
honest, I'm not
AJ having
around.
the answer.
Okay, I'm not sitting there bugging. Let me bug my buddy after they lose however many games in a row. Hey, bud, you think about playing next year? I'm not doing that. Sorry.
Hey, brother, listen. Definitely not another year of this shit, right?
No way, right?
For real. You got so much money. Go to Egypt again. I'm not doing that.
Well, I can't do it because of the solstice. It already happened. June 12th, 2024.
Once in a lifetime.
6/12/24, brother. You got to do that entire thing. What do you think the Jets are thinking about next year? Obviously, I already fired the coach. I assume that is an indicator of more change happening. People are for shoot, brother, Jets fans, talking about how Woody Johnson is going to go back and be an ambassador again. So he is going to be out of the building for 4 years.
Yep.
That is what Jets fans are saying. They're saying he's going to be. So we have a time now, which is wild that is how they actually think.
Windows back open.
Windows open. Our owner's no longer going to be in the building. He's going to be an ambassador. What do you think the future looks like? And what do you think, Aaron? I know this is crazy to even ask this because he's Aaron Rodgers, first ballot Hall of Famer and everything like that. But are they going to make the decision for Aaron? Is that something that's going to happen, you think, for the Jets, or how do you think it kind of goes?
No, it's going to be his, regardless. It's going to be his. Woody ain't going to be around. I mean, we just talked about being connected to your team and how important that is for the owner to be connected and be a sounding board and be a voice, Big thing is, will Joe D make the cut? Because I think we all think, this thing ain't going to whatever. You're going to, Brick, I mean, I love Brick. I hope he gets an opportunity someday. He's learning on the fly now and inherited a really tough situation, but that thing gets blown up. They're right now looking at, all right, I don't know who it is, if it's Woody or Woody's brother, who's going to make that call and hire the next coach.
That's a whole scene, brother, over there in New York.
Is Woody for sure gone? Is Woody for sure going to be an ambassador again?
We don't know. There's been a lot of titles given out to a lot of people, I think. Obviously, big reactions. I don't know if Ambassador Johnson has been given the role back again from President Trump, but Jets fans are for shoot, which means for real, being thank God. Can we give him an 8-year term over there and get him out of it? Isn't that wild? That's wild. That is a wild thing to think about. And what are you shaking your head about, Ty, over there for the New York Jets? They might be cursed. I mean, there's a chance they're cursed. It doesn't matter, any of it, but the future's bright.
I don't know about that. I think you can't hire Coach Brick. I'm sure those guys love him, but I think they need to go hire Vrabel. They have the defensive, they have the pieces in place. He's a guy who can come in and actually establish a culture. They've just been bouncing from guy to guy. They haven't had anyone who's since Rex Ryan really, who has established a culture. And then the Rodgers piece of it, that's a whole nother conversation. But I think they need to get someone in there who has an established program and is a guy who can win. You can't just get one of these young OCs who's the hot new name who's never had a head coaching job before. They have a bunch of talent in place on the defense. We always hear how good their defense is. Go hire Vrabel. He's a proven winner.
Now he has a presence about him. Vrabes has a presence about him that I think does well in a New York type setting.
And his press conferences.
He's brash.
His press conferences would be awesome.
Oh yeah.
Him dealing with that media would be great. That would be awesome.
Cigs he'd be smoking.
Well, he's cigs and. I mean, we're having it. I don't even know. Could you imagine him walking up to that press conference with?
Oh man,
so good.
Just 2 tins and then cig in ear.
Yep.
And then say, we're playing football here.
I think whatever they do, Pat. Sorry.
No, I was going to say somebody from the New York Post was about to ask a question.
And AJ,
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. I spit on. Go ahead.
Put the cig out on him.
Yeah.
I think as an organization, you got to go get Vrabel, and you can't worry about Aaron or this guy or that guy or whatever. Go get a proven friggin' winner. I think ever since Sean McVay was hired and the success that he had, everybody's trying to find a needle in the haystack. Sometimes it works out, and more times it doesn't.
Why is it so hard to find
you
good
look
coaches?
at the success Quinn's having right now, second time. Raheem down in Atlanta, second time, right? Been through it, made mistakes, had a chance to step back, watch, learn, grow. What would I do different? Okay, I'm getting another shot. Vrabel's going to be 10 times as good this time around than he was last time because he's going to change some things and do some things different because he's going to look at himself. He's a smart guy. But I'm going to get the very best coach that I can get, and then I'm going to worry about, okay, you want to be here or not be here. This is going to be the coordinator. We'd love to have you, but and that's how, to me, it's got to be. You got to go get a guy that knows what the hell he's doing.
It's hard to find a good coach. It was a conversation we were having last week. I think you heard it potentially. Coaching is very difficult, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think we don't give enough credit to how hard coaching. I think coaching is a very difficult thing. And if you lose it or lose the locker room, it doesn't matter your talent, X's and O's, your ability. If your message isn't getting through, nobody cares. So it's like Zimmer. Zimmer's had good defenses everywhere he's been.
Mm-hmm.
Is that inaccurate?
Yes.
That's an accurate.
Cincinnati, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I mean, he played for him, right?
Even in Minnesota, whenever
He left before me, but guys love him.
Even when Kirk and he weren't, the offense and defense were seemingly two actual different teams, and Zimmer was the head coach and leading the defense. It's like he's always had a good defense, but you also have to be a phenomenal communicator to every group of people that you have. And for whatever reason, this Dallas Cowboys defense isn't coming together. It's like, I think it's really hard to coach, and I don't think we talk about that nearly enough. I think the conversation is fire him, fire him, fire him. It's like, is there any grass available?
No,
and is it greener?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
We're hiring the offensive guru just because we're trying to link him up with the quarterback. Okay, run the offense and make sure Caleb doesn't fail. Make sure AR doesn't fail. Make sure this guy doesn't fail. And then fuck everybody else. You know, that guy's just in the – he's never in the defense. He's trying to pick his head in the defense. Hey, we good? How you guys doing? Good. We going to – hey, that, you know. But then he's off and doing his own thing. But like to Lombo's point, like go out and delegate, right? Hire the best damn defensive coordinator you get your hands on, offensive coordinator, special teams guy, and then you got to be the CEO. You got to be connected to that side of the building, your own side of the building, and keep everybody moving in the same direction.
And you have to be able to talk,
communicate.
You have to be able to talk to the team. You have to be able to talk to coaches, you have to be able to talk to management, and you have to be able to talk to media. Yep. Those are all 4 different forms of communication, 4 different conversations that are happening as well. With front office, probably future, what we have going on. With the players, it's like, how do we get the most out of today? With the media, it's like, let's not say anything while saying stuff, and then let alone ownership questioning why the hell you're not doing it. It's like you have to be a phenomenal communicator, and the ability to do that I don't think everybody just has, even though we expect everybody to.
Well, and the Patriots are going through this right now. Like Gerard Mayo, he's not calling defensive plays, he's not calling offensive plays, so it's one of those things where it's like, how good is he at knowing his team and delegating? And obviously, you know, he calls the entire team soft and they respond well, so you would think obviously that it's working right now for Mayo. But the thing with the offensive, you know, coach is that you want to go get the new offensive mind. Like that's also a problem too, because the conversation with the Texans is like, hey, if they let Slowick go, then what happens with C.J. Stroud? And like, I'm not saying Mac Jones is anywhere near what C.J. Stroud is doing, but that's what happened with Mac Jones, where he, you know, they go 10-7 his rookie year, and then he has 3 different offensive coordinators in 3 years. Obviously, you know, hitting on both the quarterback and the right offensive coach, like the odds of that, I'm sure, are very, very slim. But that is why they're going after so many offensive-minded guys, because you need the quarterback and you need the offensive mind. And once you have a good quarterback, if your offensive mind isn't your head coach, that guy's gone. And like, luckily for some places like Detroit, like Houston, they just give him pay bumps to the OC, because I think Slowick, Washington with Cliff, you know, hopefully they do the same thing with him. But like, that is kind of the reason, because as a Patriots fan, I am worried about that fact, where it's like, hey, if Mayo isn't, you know, doing anything, which I do believe he is, but when things start going south, like, is Mayo just lame duck, and then do we just start this whole entire thing over again?
So I think where Raheem did a great job when he went at Atlanta. He went into it's Arthur Blank, right, the owner down there, and he said, you got to have a succession plan, right, because you're going to lose Ben Johnson at some point. So who's that next guy in the building? He's got to be in the building. He's got to be in those. He's got to know the verbiage. He's got to know the players. He's got to be connected with the offense, with the quarterback, all that kind of stuff. Defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn's a guy that. So who is that guy? And what Raheem did was he went to Arthur Blank and said, I want to hire here this staff. And if you look them up and you pull up their coaching staff roster, he's got 50 coaches on there. Like, exaggerating a little bit.
More than
he's
anybody.
got more than anybody else. Where Belichick was always like the old days, like you had a couple guys on offense, a couple guys on defense, a special teams guy.
Patricia can call plays, yeah.
You know, and so yeah.
That was an aggressive.
So what he's done is he
Joe
said,
Judge.
these guys are really good. I'm going to lose these guys, but I need this guy. So when I lose this guy, he's the next in line. He's the heir apparent. So they're in the building. We're grooming them. We're molding them from a communication standpoint. It ain't going to be, you know, I don't know what, like Thomas Brown it is, right? Took over in Chicago now.
Yeah.
What kind of voice he had? Does he been in front of the room? Has he stood in front of those guys? Has he done the install? There's a lot to that. So everybody's got to have a succession plan now and guys in place that you're grooming to be that next guy.
That's why I just think when you take all this into account and you look at the Jets, it's like, why wouldn't you hire Vrabel? He should have never been fired in the first place. Like, look at that roster and what he did. When he got fired, it was like, holy shit. Like, are you kidding me? Like, we were all shocked. That was not – and, like, with Belichick, obviously he's the GOAT, but, like, he'd been there for so long, change of direction, whatever you want to call it. And then, like, Rodgers isn't going to be there another 10 years. Like, it's probably one more year. So I don't think you want to go out and get one of these offensive guys where it's like, chances are, if you have a good year, if you get him and you do what you thought you were going to initially do when you got Rodgers, at least go to the playoffs, you're not going to be picking in the top 10. You're not going to get one of those premier quarterbacks. So, like, you're going to have to rely on your defense for a little bit. So why would you go out and get one of these unproven offensive guys?
I'm a firm believer, and I think Lombo's talked about it. You just need somebody that can build a culture.
Yeah.
Like you look at MCDC. MCDC is not calling plays.
100%.
But MCDC is probably a big part of why Johnson doesn't want to leave.
Yeah.
Like he loves working for him, loves the building. And if Sheila Ford Hamp is willing to give a couple more dollars to the coaches to remain the coordinators in Aaron Glenn, it's like, can you build up an entire building? Like that, can you empower everybody? That's why Jim Harbaugh going over there was just like, we think he's going to win. Why? Because he's always won. He's always been able to get everybody to be on the same page, row the same direction. MCDC's doing the same exact thing in Detroit.
It's the first thing he did, Pat. MCDC was on the 0-16 Lions team. He knew the culture there was losing, and he said, when I get this job, I'm going to change the culture, and then eventually I'll bring in the pieces that can win games. I mean, the first draft pick they do, Penei Sewell. They get Amon-Ra St. Brown, 4th round. The culture was building slowly, and now we're seeing what it's doing.
You guys are making it. You just hire a coach, and he's there for 20 years.
Okay, that's Pittsburgh Steelers model. It has certainly worked for a long time. They got icy lights in there from the 80s, and that was just one coach go.
It's awesome.
That's
There's so much to it. Like the GM, like Tennessee, like soon as Rand came in, right?
Yeah.
And then we traded A.J. Brown. Done.
That was the
Done.
COVID
So
draft
that's
too.
the other dynamic of that deal is like, okay, who are you going to pair? We'll go get Vrabel. Who are we pairing you with? And are those two going to be in lockstep and connected?
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who probably has some thoughts on this entire conversation because they have seemingly figured it out better than possibly anybody in the history of the NFL. He's a Pennsylvania legend. He's a man who is currently the general manager of a team that is seeking to do something that no NFL team has ever done, which is win 3 straight Lombardis. And he's not resting on his Yannis. No. He's actually making plays in trades to better the team. Never been an executive of the year. But he's dancing in confetti multiple times. Ladies and gentlemen, the general manager of the Chiefs, Brett Veach.
How you guys doing?
Hey, sorry we made you wait there a little bit. We were having a full conversation about like coaches, GMs, how you build a culture, how you do all that, because it's obviously a big talking point with everything happening around the NFL. Feels like you guys have your culture and everybody that comes in there understands it. Is that an accurate depiction? And whenever you and Andy Reid start together, how does that become the culture that you have? Is it you? Is it Andy? Are you hands off on it? What is, you think, the biggest contributor to the culture you guys have in Kansas City right now, Brett?
Yeah, I certainly think the time that Coach and I have spent together, I mean, it dates back all the way to, I think 2006 we started working together, and not just Coach, but my relationship with obviously Coach Nagy, who I played college ball with, and Coach Spag. So there's a lot of respect and a lot of trust in this whole process here, and obviously it starts with Coach Reid, and it just trickles down.
Whenever you talk about the players buying in, obviously you have to have your superstars buy in for everybody else. Can you tell me about Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce this year, Chris Jones, all the OGs on your team, and how they operate and how it's kind of they're the ones that set the expectation for everybody else that comes in there?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it starts from the top, and You mentioned those guys, Pat, and those are guys that obviously that they're the best at what they do, but they also, they respect one another and they respect the process. And so when you have an off season and, the multiple Super Bowl and league MVP is at every practice, and you have a guy like Travis Kelce who's traveling all over the world but still makes time to come back for the OTAs, and same thing with Chris Jones. I mean, all these guys know how important each step of the process is, and so when we bring in a new class of whether they're free agents or rookies, and they see that example set by those guys, everyone just kind of falls in line.
Got to feel good walking into a building that everybody's bought in. Speaking of being bought in and all in, you making moves at the trade deadline to bring in a living legend for a fifth round pick. We get DeAndre Hopkins. Now, if you make it to the Super Bowl or play in the Super Bowl and DeAndre Hopkins plays at least 60% of the snaps, that'll move to a fourth rounder, but it'll probably be 31 or 32, obviously, which is basically early fifth round. First of all, did everybody know that D-Hop was available for a fifth rounder, like the Indianapolis Colts? And why did you know that he would be a great fit to your team?
Well, I think, it's funny, Pat, if you would have asked me back in August if we'd be sitting here at 9-0 and we'd be coming off a hard-fought victory versus a division opponent in the Broncos, and we would be led by Kareem Hunt and DeAndre Hopkins, I would have said you're crazy. But that's just the way the league works. And, DeAndre was a guy that I think a few years ago when he left Arizona, we tried to get him then. And obviously, we kind of got outbid there by Tennessee. But always a guy that from afar we've admired. And then, we had to come some obvious hurdles at the start of the season. Losing Rashee Rice there was a big blow for us. Fortunately, we had already signed Juju, who kind of played a similar role, and then Juju went down with a hamstring. So, credit to our personnel staff here. They picked up the phones and things got pretty serious pretty quick. And thankfully we're able to figure out something with Tennessee. But again, just a guy that obviously we've, tried to get for a few years here. And because of the injuries and because of the way that the season played out, we were able to get something done. So we were very fortunate and very lucky.
He's fun to watch. And, as people that are in the world of sports media now, there's obviously data and analytics and stats and everything at our disposal. Shout out to Hembo. D-Hop, what he's been great at is third down and red zone throughout his entire career. And it's like what seemingly was missing for you guys whenever you have some of the injuries is third down and red zone. So it's like, obviously the Chiefs make the perfect move and it ends up working out perfectly. And that's our expectations of you now. And I see you're wearing a Max Vanderstappen hoodie. Mm-hmm. Okay, I see you got the Verstappen hoodie on. Are you an F1 guy?
I am. Yeah, I am. I'm a motorsports guy. Obviously close with Clint Boyer, who's a NASCAR legend and a big Chiefs fan. So actually gonna see Clint in a few weeks down in Charlotte when we play down there. So all motorsports, all really competitive type deals I'm into. So certainly F1 and Verstappen's at the top of the list. I joke with Pat, a little F1 saying full send every week, and Pat loves that, and doesn't take much for him to get going either.
Amen. And I think he has a team, maybe. I don't remember. He was down there in Miami throwing balls into the top deck. Dolphins.
Pat and Travis have a piece of that Alpine team, and if you followed F1 last week in Brazil, Verstappen won, but the Alpines finished second and third. So there was actually high fives on the practice field before, right after that race. So they were super excited about that.
Who won the race?
Verstappen won, and then the two Alpine cars finished 2 and 3. So they got the podiums, and when you finish so high in the standings, you get a lot more money for off season.
Yeah. Who won the race before that? In 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 the race before that?
Actually, the McLarens have been doing pretty good this year. So,
oh, cool.
All right.
He's right. There's a lot of parity.
Okay.
There's a lot of parity, just like the NFL.
No, well, what I was about to say is it's perfect that you're a Verstappen fan because the Chiefs and Verstappen are simpatico whenever you talk about storylines. How does it feel to be in a position, though, that we just expect your team to make the right decision every single time and to win every single game? I assume that's a pressure that's earned, but every morning walking in, do you think about that stuff or you just do your job?
Yeah, I mean, look, the expectations are there, and sometimes they're a little bit unrealistic just given how tough this league is. I mean, I've been GM now for a little bit here now, and I don't think I've ever remembered going into a stadium and thinking, we're just going to go out there and dominate. I mean, every game is tough, and every week is tough. And I mean, just in our division, we're 9-0, and obviously a lot of these games have been close. Probably our two most physical games were against the Chargers and the Broncos, and we still have to play those two teams again. We have obviously a huge game coming up against a fantastic team in Buffalo, and we still have to play the Texans. So the thing about this league is you're 9-0 one week, but if you take your foot off the accelerator, you can be 9-3, and so that's the way we approach it. And our whole goal is to be the best versions of ourselves week in and week out. And if we can stay healthy and play our best ball late, we'll have a shot. And that's really been the recipe the last few years. We've been able to stay healthy and just, click late. This year, as opposed to the last few, we've had a little bit more on the injury side of things. And so that's why we just have to continue to just work through our roster and just get better any way we can.
You lose a couple games, guys on TV from Ohio or college football national champions, the Super Bowl champions, they're going to say, fire that general manager.
Yeah. Probably.
That's what happens. That's easy come, easy go in this world, Veach.
Yeah, absolutely.
AJ has a question for you.
Hey, what is it about Andy Reid that kind of, when you think of the Kansas City Chiefs, you think Andy Reid, he seems like the absolute perfect coach for that city, for the organization, for the roster you have. Like, what is it about Andy Reid you think that makes him so special and makes him the perfect guy for that job?
Well, he has a hard exterior, AJ, and so I think maybe people think one way about him, but the reality of it is, I think the reason why he is so successful is that he is very in tune with, the different style players, and I say this many times. When I first met Andy back in the day in Philadelphia, I mean, it was kind of no nonsense, and it was his way or no way. He's able to adapt to this new generation of players, and he understands how to connect with these guys, and he does a great job of incorporating his assistant coaches to get some different ideas. And he's not one of those guys that always thinks he has the best idea or the right idea. He wants to take input from others, and he's also able to adapt and adjust to different style players.
I love what you just said there about adapting and evolving and everything, because anytime you hear anybody talk about Chiefs team, they say it is old school though. So he's able to adapt and evolve, but the accountability, everything, I think jerseys have to be tucked in at practice every single day. Like, there's a lot of old school traits while still evolving and connecting to the modern athlete. There's no wonder the guy's so good.
Yep.
And he's got that great mustache.
Fantastic.
Great mustache. I mean, that thing is phenomenal there. Now, he's not the only great coach that you guys have in Kansas City. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Brett, we were talking earlier about how, ownership can sometimes pay coordinators more to keep them, especially if they're, up for other jobs. When that happens, you guys have, Steve Spagnuolo, one of the best DCs in all football. After each season, when he's up for other jobs sometimes, will that be something you go to ownership like, hey, it is very much worth, paying Spagnuolo a little more money to keep him, or is that something kind of Spags and Andy Reid talk about?
Well, it's one of those things. Obviously, Coach Spags and Coach Reid have a long-standing relationship, but actually that happened last offseason. I think Spags had a chance to go to a few different organizations, and it just so happened that his contract was up, so it was perfectly played by Steve, and we were able to obviously pay him what he deserves. But no, that was something that we literally just had to go through last offseason, and we were fortunate that we were able to get Steve to stay here, and hopefully he's here for a long time, because just as fortunate as we are to have Coach Reid, same for Coach Spags. I mean, he's amazing, and certainly glad we have him here.
Let's talk about some of your players. Coach Pagano has a question for you, Brett.
Yeah, Brett, we talk a lot about culture. We talk a lot about character. When it comes to evaluating these players, I think we can all look at the tape and the metrics and see their skill set and see what they can do on the football field. And the hardest thing for me, when I was evaluating, and for anybody else, I think, is trying to figure out, okay, what makes this guy tick? What are the virtues? What are the football character things, like those 4 or 5 non-negotiable things when you guys go out and decide, okay, this guy fits from a position standpoint. He fits the type of scheme we're going to go. We're running offense, defense, but from a character standpoint, what are the non-negotiables, Brett?
Yeah, Coach. I mean, you made a great point there. I mean, I would say that if you ask all GMs across the league, they'd probably pretty much tell you the same thing, that when players don't reach their potential or they fail, it's probably has nothing to do with the ability. It's the person and the character and the wiring, and that's why obviously we spend a ton of time with our college scouts just getting to know a person. But we always look for full process players. I mean, everyone I think to a certain extent is going to love playing the games, but it's the guys that when we do our evaluation, we talk to obviously not just the coaches, but the trainers, the equipment people, just guys that love being in the building, guys that love every part of the process, guys that look forward to the off-season conditioning and the training and the weight room, and just are good teammates. And it sounds easy, as you know, Coach. It's not always as easy, and players change, and depending on the city they're in and who they're surrounded by. I mean, they could change quickly, but typically guys will show you a trend of who they are through high school, through college, and when you have guys that again just love that process and just love being in the building, those guys are typically the guys that always succeed.
That's so important to figure out before you draft.
Yeah.
Does this guy love ball or not? It all revolves around this loving ball, I think. Because if you love ball, everything else happens. You want to hang around ball. You want to study ball. You want to get stronger for ball.
What?
You want to get better at ball.
What?
If you love ball, I think it makes everything better. That's what we're trying to get to. Speaking of loving ball, you talked about him a little bit for traveling around the world. I mean, there's a superstar in that building. Patrick Mahomes, obviously, going to go. Travis Kelce. Now, I know you don't think about this, but we do. He's representing football to the entire world.
Big time.
And he is doing a great job. He is an absolute gentleman. He is obviously incredibly supportive, and he's cool with not being the most popular person in his relationship, which I think is why Taylor being with a tight end from football is a perfect match. Perfect match. Now, with that being said, you just gave him a new contract. He's been around a long time. He is one of the leaders in there. How has it all gone from your perspective of Travis becoming this international superstar in literally everything he does being tracked and monitored? Have you had to adjust anything? Do you talk to him about life at all? And how do you kind of view it and how it's gone?
Well, the great thing about Travis is, it's funny because, I mean, given his relationship, and as you mentioned, Pat, he is the ultimate ambassador for this sport around the globe. I would say with him and Patrick, the cool thing about both those guys is that they really haven't changed. And they're guys that, again, going back to the college analogy, that they love being in the building. And I get so many questions asked about, the travel and the off season. And, if you didn't see it on the internet or Twitter, you really wouldn't believe it, because, I mean, the guy, like I said, he's always in the building. He does a great job of doing the extras, even for a guy that has played in this league for so long and has accomplished so much. I mean, he's always in the facility getting extra treatment, working with, the practice squad quarterbacks after practice, always doing the little things. And I think that those guys that do those things on a consistent basis, that's the reason why they have Hall of Fame careers, because, it's never good enough for either of them. And what I appreciate the most is just, again, the people and the person and how they treat people in the building. You would never know that Travis and Patrick are the global icons they are. It's still yes sir, no sir. I laugh all the time because someone asked me about Pat and, the evolution of him, and just the fact that he's still one of those guys that answers his cell phone on the first ring. I mean, it's just rare and unique, but it just goes back to the point that, you could surround them with superstars and money and all the accolades, but at the end of the day, they're just football players, and they love playing football, and that's who they are, and it'll never change.
Hell yeah, boys. Thank you for doing that, boys. Thank you for representing our sport globally.
Keep it
and
going.
doing it in cool fashion. And not scared to be humans, too. Like Patrick will have a couple beers, talk some shit.
Sure.
Travis will talk some shit, have a good time. It's like, I think they're fantastic. Shouldn't be legal that you're able to pay both of them plus everybody else. How does that work? So salary cap gymnastics, everybody talks about it. You guys are about to accomplish something, could accomplish something, in your eyes, obviously, and everybody in that building believe you, something that no NFL team has ever done. And you hear a lot of GMs and owners even say, like, well, with the money that we've allocated to different positions, we're not able to build up the roster as well. You've been able to continue to do that. Literally deal with contracts. You paid Patrick already. You paid Travis Kelce already. You paid Chris Jones. You've paid everybody and still have this team. Why do you think your team is still at the level it is with having to pay everybody? And what is the thing you look for whenever you're forecasting the future of the salary cap?
Well, I think we've been fortunate because we've had success in our last few drafts, and I think every organization that has a string of success, they're ultimately going to face some really tough decisions. And a few years ago, obviously, Tyreek was arguably the best receiver in this franchise has ever seen, and he was a guy that we obviously didn't want to lose. And so if you're going to make a move like that, then you're going to have to reinvent yourself. And I think so from navigating the draft through making the right decisions in free agency, and then as a team being able to re-identify yourself on a yearly basis. So, obviously when Pat took over in 18, 19, we were scoring points left and right and winning through offense. And we had the Tyreek trade, and we had to reinvent ourselves. And then we add in guys like Karlaftis and McDuffie. And, all of a sudden we got to a point where we became more defensive focused. And so I think just the cool thing is, though, that having Pat and having Coach Reed, they can play different styles of football on the offensive side. And, obviously we've shown in the past that we can air it out and outscore teams. And as, teams have adjusted to that style of play and, they've played us differently. I think we've shown over the years to, take the air out of the football, rely on our defense. And so I think it's a combination of, again, getting back to your original question, hitting on your draft picks and supplying the roster with consistent youth. And then when you do have tough decisions to make in free agency, just making sure you go through the process and have a backup plan, and then having that versatility and flexibility within your roster to play different styles of football to win in different environments.
Being able to win different ways has been the crazy part of your run. And I think Patrick Mahomes even said last year, I had to learn, we could just run the ball, punt, and win with our defense. And that once again goes back to he shouldn't be as humble as he is. Mm-hmm. He shouldn't handle all the shit the way he does, but he does. Mm-hmm. And you got him and we don't. Thanks, Brett. AJ has a question for you.
You mentioned the draft and everything. I'm curious with your, how collaborative are you around draft time with you and Andy Reid? How much are you talking leading up to the draft? And then when it comes draft day, first round, which obviously you're usually picking at the very end, we know that. But let's say when you're really into it, second and third day, I guess, what's it like working with Andy Reid and the rest of your scouts, to figure out who you're actually pulling the trigger on? Because you guys seem to hit much more than you miss.
Yeah, we have a super collaborative process here. And again, it goes back to my relationship with Coach that, again, dates back to, early 2000s and mid 2000s. So, obviously Coach and I, we're probably at the point in our career where, in the off season, it's important for us to let him recharge and let him get back to the drawing board and get up there and get with our offensive staff and come up with new and creative plays. And so we certainly have dialogue, but I would say that, probably in the last 3 or 4 years, been heavy with the coordinators, and Coach is just does an amazing job of just turning his coordinators and offensive staff to us. And we get on the same page in regards to, what we need to make us better and what our current roster looks like. And, we have a ton of dialogue with the coaches. And I think from a process standpoint, our guys do a good job of, at the end of the day, we want to make it, important for the coaches to be involved. But again, keep in mind, these coaches are also putting together off-season plans, and they have a lot going on a schematic side. So I think over the years, we've done a really good job of just, as a staff, the first part is kind of trimming the fat, if you will, and just giving the coaches, hey, listen, these are the pool players we like. Here are the, day 1, day 2 players. Here's the day, rounds 3, 4, 5 players, and the late round free agency players. And we kind of do a good job of just putting them into buckets and letting coaches work through a process. And a lot of times there's guys that we have in a second or third pool that the coaches really like, and it makes us take a harder look. And sometimes those guys get elevated. But I think that we've done a really good job of, first as a staff, identifying the guys that we like, and then giving the coaches those guys and let them kind of guide us and tell us what they see and then work together, as opposed to just giving all these coaches every player. It's impossible. Steve Spagnuolo can't watch 40 corners, but if we sit there as a staff and we cut 40 to 15, and then from 15 to 10 give Steve 10, his evaluation process is going to be a lot more accurate, and it's going to be a lot more meaningful for us. So I think we've done that, and coaches allowed us to do that with all the positions, and I think that's why we've been successful over the years.
And they feel happy to do it, especially if you follow through with what their recommendations are. Now, if you take all of their recommendations and go, all right, sweet, yeah, all right, no, we're going this way. Then obviously there isn't the empowerment, the culture, the trust, everything like that. At what point did you guys say, hey, Tobe, we got a guy that'll run through somebody's face and then block a field goal to win it for you? Did you guys just, I assume you had that up on a board too. Hey, we're going to win this week by running through a guy's face, and then we're going to block a kick and we're going to celebrate. What a play by Shenault. What a phenomenal play. And then we've talked about it ad nauseum. I think everybody has. This is obviously practiced, and this is something that is repped. And the amount of attention to detail to pull off something like this is indicative of the culture that you have. Can you talk about Tobe a little bit, how big of a weapon he is for that team that you guys have in Kansas City right now?
Yeah, I mean, as you know, Pat, all three phases, and that's what it takes to win games in this league. And Dave's, again, you talk about coach, and we've talked about Spags, certainly very fortunate and lucky to have them. But, I mean, Dave Tobe is as good as there is in the NFL, and he's been doing it for a long, long time. And like Steve and like Andy, he's just one of those guys that just the attention to details. And, with these games week in and week out, typically they come down to the last possession. They're always one-score games, and it's going to be those teams that execute the small details when it matters most. And, and also credit to Leo. I think Coach mentioned it in his post-game presser. He's just one of those guys that, we do have some big names on both sides of the football here, and he's not a guy that gets a ton of credit. But, I mean, from, as a Sam backer setting the edge with this, his ability to blitz off the edge, and he's made a ton of key plays for us. I think back to the Niner game. I think Niners had a big drive going there. I think he had a pass deflection that, halted a drive. But he's one of those guys that he just does the little things, and he's very symbolic of this team in regards to just a guy that will just operate efficiently when it matters most, and he cares about the little details. And I think right before the end of the half, I think we almost got one of those, and maybe fortunately we didn't get that, because if you block that kick right before the half, they probably make changes sooner. And maybe that was the mastermind of Dave Tobe. Maybe that was the plan. Hey, get
just a little check. Just a little check.
Yeah.
Let's see if it's there or not. Yeah, it could be.
We might need that block later, but again, great special teams coach. And I mean, listen, he takes a lot of pride when we put together our final 53 at cutdown day. I mean, Dave is the first guy knocking on my door, fighting for guys. And, certainly Leo Chanel is one of those guys that he's telling Spags, to limit his reps on defense because he needs them for all four phases of special teams.
I just, as you were giving your answer there, I don't know how this hasn't hit me sooner. Andy Reid, offensive guy, Hall of Famer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's running the offense. Defense, Spags, Hall of Famer?
For sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's running the defense. Tobe, running the special teams. Is that Hall of Famer?
Hall of Famer. Absolutely.
Holy shit. You guys got it all figured out over there. Jeez Louise. That just kind of smacked me in the face. Why is this team so good? Why do they always win? Why is it? You guys got Hall of Famers falling out of the closets over there.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good for you. And you're going to be. Good for you, Brett.
Oh, yeah.
Good for you. Good for you. That's awesome.
Makes it easy, for sure.
Yeah, why doesn't everybody do that?
Sure.
Why doesn't everybody just do that entire thing? But with all that being said, it is a little different life. Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Brett, you talk about reimagining the team through free agency and even at the trade deadline. It seems like whenever there is like a marquee aging superstar, you guys are mentioned as a team. Hey, he wants to either get there or the Chiefs are interested in him. We saw it this year. Obviously you end up getting DeAndre Hopkins, but then Cooper Kupp is linked to going to the Chiefs as well. When you get in a situation like that, is it more difficult or easier when Kansas City becomes a location for guys to want to go ring chasing? Because obviously you kind of have your pick of the litter of all these good players, but then you also have to potentially limit, hey, if we bring this guy in, we run the risk of, ruining our culture.
Well, I think, to the first part of your question, it certainly makes it easier from the standpoint of, I think in general, most players want to be here. And typically when you get to different points of the season, whether that be in the off season or at the trade deadline. And, I think we do hear a lot of, if everything is equal, he would love to play in Kansas City. So listen, I think that, playing for Coach Reid and playing with Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Chris Jones, I think it would certainly be a destination for any player that had a chance to potentially move on and go somewhere else. It is difficult though, just because when you do have a lot of these higher paid contracts that, we only have so much flexibility and wiggle room. And it's a little tricky too, because when you have a player like Pat Mahomes and your goal is to every year, make playoffs and compete, there's that fine line of, being aggressive, but also understanding, how you're going to put this team together in the future. For example, we have a pretty good roster. Again, a lot of football left, and, we'll see how the season plays out, and hopefully we can stay healthy and have a shot toward the end. But looking forward to the offseason, we're going to have some really good players that are free agents. You talk about Trey Smith and Nick Bolton and Justin Reed, and just to name a few. The reality of it is it'll be hard to, retain all those guys. Hopefully we have a chance to retain a couple. But with that being said, it will be hard to navigate, a free agency class, if you will, because you won't have that kind of money because it's tied up into current players and hopefully players that you can keep and retain. So, the bulk of your free agency or the bulk of your acquisitions are going to come from your draft. And so, it's that fine line of, older players wanting to come here, but also knowing that they come with a contract, and also you're going to have to pay a draft pick to get them there. And also know that you might not have money in free agency to spend next year, and you're going to be relying on those draft picks. So it's, that's why we were fortunate we were able to, execute a trade with Tennessee that gives us some flexibility. We can retain our top, our first, second, third round pick. And listen, we hope it is a fourth round pick, because that means we're winning. But we also have to be mindful of what's on the horizon, not having a ton of money to spend in free agency, and really have to rely on those draft picks. So it's one of those things that I don't think from a culture standpoint we're concerned, because we have Coach Reed and the bar set super high. And I think there's an expectation, just like when Bill Belichick had players back in the day with New England. They've always found ways to make it work. And I think by and large, we'd be able to do that too here because of the culture here and because of the players we have here. I think the more difficult thing is just, the assets required, to get these players. Or the assets needed to acquire these players is a difficult part for us, just because, you have one eye on the future and, one eye on the current season. But we try to be aggressive. And I would say this year, obviously knowing what's at stake, we've tried to kick that into gear. And, we were able to add Hopkins, we were able to add Uche. And, we had conversations with New Orleans about Lattimore, and, Washington stepped up to the plate, and a 3 and a 4. That's a lot, especially for a team that, in the Chiefs that are going to need those picks next year. But, we were certainly in those conversations too. So we're going to be as aggressive as we can, but also, try to be as responsible as we can.
As you broke that all down, sounds so easy, man. Figure it out.
Yeah. Come on.
Figure it out, man. It all sounds so easy. You made a trade on draft night last year, and obviously that made some waves because it was with a rival. So I ask you this weekend, are you just going to walk over to Bean and punch him in the face?
No, certainly not.
What's that
guys
about? I thought we had a rivalry.
Do it.
Let's punch each other in the face. Let's do that.
Those guys are awesome. And Coach McDermott's another guy that I've worked with in Philadelphia too. So Coach Reed has that tree of coaches that never seem to end. But class organization and just an awesome opponent. And every year, you feel like Lamar and Josh Allen. Those are the teams that you have to go through. We had to do that last year, and it was very difficult. And it's no different this year. Those teams will be the teams we have to go through, and you throw in a Pittsburgh and throw in a Houston. It's a gauntlet, and a ton of respect for Buffalo, and as coaches say, look forward to the challenge.
I think you forgot a team, the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh,
the Indianapolis Colts.
Well, listen,
we got it all in front of
them.
They're
all good. They're all good.
They're all good.
They're all good.
They are.
Listen, I started the conversation by telling you our two most physical games were against the Chargers and the Broncos, and we have to play both those teams.
Yeah,
throughout the season. So there's never an easy week in this league.
Have you seen? This is the last question, and I think it's very important. Have you seen any of the clips of Jim Harbaugh coaching Justin Herbert that have been making their way around the internet from Mic'd Up?
Yeah. No, he's a lot of fun, and that's the thing you love about Coach Harbs is he's always been like that. And I saw he dropped the one in pregame there. It was all over the internet too. He's an intense person, and look, you can tell. That's like I said. We got a win when we went down there earlier and played, but we came home and we had to lick some wounds because we were pretty beat up after that game. Lost a couple players, and again, they he installs a physical brand of football, and their quarterback is awesome, but they're going to keep adding weapons there. But I'll tell you what, their defense is really, really good.
Yeah, this is Jim Harbaugh football right here. This is what they do. You guys too, though. Kansas City Chiefs have reinvented themselves multiple times. I'm excited to see what the team looks like, not only the end of this year, but going forward. Good luck on your pursuit of history for the NFL for 3 straight Lombardis, and thank you for your time. You're the man.
Always. Appreciate you guys for having me on, and look forward to catching up again soon.
Okay. You ever been to an Indy car race?
No, but I'm going to go this year.
I would like to invite you to the Indy 500. I would like to invite you to the Indy 500 just so you can experience some racing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's one of those deals where, just the time of the season, there's always something going on in the off season. But I actually definitely going to get there this year. I think Kyle Larson's running again, too, a NASCAR guy. And, he's doing that double again, the Indy and the Coke 400. So definitely want to go there. Want to see the Indianapolis 500. It's a bucket list item for me, and definitely want to see Kyle kind of break through and have a NASCAR guy win that thing.
Kyle, well, I don't think that's going to happen. Okay, but nonetheless,
it's about racing.
We have it on tape now, so hopefully when we get there, we can replay this.
Hey, Kyle was like learning the race through the race, watching the Indy 500. He like lap 10. I think he accidentally downshifted, like didn't even. Oh, shit, dropped out some spots. And then, there was a move I think he made in, maybe lap 40 or something. That was, bad move. Got back in there. And, he's talking to his team. And, towards the end, he was making a run. He was literally learning IndyCar throughout the Indy 500. And then weather messed up the Coca-Cola thing down there in Charlotte. But he is welcome, as are you. We can't wait to see you. Good luck the rest of the way, Brett.
Awesome. Thank you guys again. I appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, General Manager of the Kansas City Chiefs, Brett Veach.
Yeah, Brett.
So good over there.
Filthy.
Dude, as he was talking about Tobe, I'm like, how have we not talked about this before? Andy, Spags, and Tobe.
Not bad.
Leading your 3 faces.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we just talked about how hard it is to find coaches. And how hard it is to find, they got them in abundance over there. And I'd assume if any of them were to leave, there'd be more in line, ready to go. Right. We continue on YouTube, ESPN Plus, and TikTok Live. Chuck will make his picks. We'll also be joined by Tyrese Haliburton. Should be a fun time. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice might change their life. We're back tomorrow. Goodbye! Nailed that, baby. We hit it, I think, right on the
nice. Mm-hmm. So you knew that was the Vanderstappen logo on his sweatshirt?
No, the back room had to tell me, what the hell is this guy?
I was going to say, the fact that you knew right, I thought you knew right away. I'm like, wow.
No.
Maybe you're a behind-the-scenes F1 guy.
I think it was a combo of Nick and Zito. And Zito, Zito sets up the FaceTimes with these people, so he sees the set, too. Yeah. Before everybody else, he's like, there's also 4 helmets right behind him right now. That's Verstappen, and there's 4 helmets behind him. And I started looking around, and I'm like, buddy, come watch actual racing.
Yeah.
Come watch IndyCar, brother. Okay? They're flying, and they're moving, and it's not just one person winning. Okay? I did have a couple G1 people text me or tweet me, though. I've seen the reaction. I guess this season vastly different than last season with Vanderstappen.
Really?
I guess it has been a competitive season. Now, I think Vanderstappen lost his lead engineer. Okay, left Red Bull team, went somewhere else.
So he doesn't start in first usually now? Is that the case?
Yeah. He still has one more.
Yeah, he's still winning.
He's going to win the championship.
The IndyCar season's been awesome.
Is Red Bull going to win the constructors?
IndyCar season's not happening right now.
What about the constructors, Red Bull?
You guys didn't watch all the races?
Tone, it's not happening. We are not in IndyCar season right now, but I appreciate you going to bat.
All I know is Logano just won his thirds, and that's all that matters.
You just going, Logano, he's a dog.
Yeah.
Congrats to Logano.
No.
Not Pagano. No. Happy birthday to whatever Pagano.
Ed Pagano.
That Indy 500, though, Chuck.
Spit it out, Coach.
Chuck,
you got somebody to say.
When you get to Indianapolis, though, and you experience that Indy 500, isn't it insane?
Oh.
The spectacle of this fucking thing.
So I got to ride in on the IU because they had a kid saved. So came in on the chopper the one year I went to it, landed on turn 4, got in the pace car, took the pace car around. We had the green flag.
Holy shit.
And this young kid, it was freaking unbelievable.
How many?
And I love everything. Like the beginning of the deal, Jim Nabors at the time was singing the song. The military, the flyover, the kissing of the bricks, the start your engines. And then I was,
Yeah. Smart traffic.
No.
It was awesome.
But then I was in a suite, IU suite, boozing, TV, wonderful.
That's the Indy 500.
Great time.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's basically just a festival, and there's actually a festival happening, a music festival happening in Turn 3, and they don't even know a race is happening. Can't even see the cars because where they're at with the banks and how small the cars are, can't even see them. You can hear them if it's in between songs. If they happen to be showing Ty Schmidt talking shit on the DJ,
that's right.
You know, you can hear the cars going around
Crazy.
in the snake pit. But other than that, it is a full spectacle. And I wanted to say, I remember when game day was done in Bloomington, and I was talking about the great state of in Indiana, and I talked about the largest sporting event every single year. I wanted to say the number of hundreds of thousands of people that come here every week, but I didn't remember what the exact. Is it 180, 280? I forget what it is.
I thought like
almost
that come to the city.
380? I forgot.
Yeah.
It's almost 400,000.
Yeah, I think it's 380.
380. Okay, so I'm happy I didn't do it because, like, in the moment as I was talking, I was like, 500? No way. Like, in my head, I was trying, like, no way. It's so big. It is so big.
You mean they come to 400,000 in the whole structure?
Yeah,
You're saying
and then outside,
infield and
outside, and in the infield, in the
parking lot.
What's a like week-long thing, isn't it? I think I've told you. Like my grandpa used to drive. He used to just to go watch time trials, like not even the race.
And he probably stayed in the Coke lot in the RV.
Yeah, carb day.
There's like the days before qualities happen there, and then there's practice, and then there's carb day. It's like a full event, but these motherfuckers are racing. It's
crazy,
and it's like they're going.
Oh yeah,
we're 4 wide, like, and G1 fans, I assume your cars aren't capable of going 4 wide because they're too damn big, too lunky. But hey, very impressive machines. You're talking about 4 wide though, going into some of these turns, and then all of a sudden, going down.
How fast they go?
230. 230, 240, and then if they accidentally just boom with the way they're built like a kite. It's built like a damn kite. So when that thing hits, and it used to be open wheel, their heads used to just be sitting out in this entire thing. They turn that son of a bitch upside down and like fly through the air. And it's like, obviously then a yellow flag comes out and they clean it up. But it's like, I think that's why it's hard for me to pay attention to G1 because these Indy 500 races, I didn't grow up a race fan. I'm not big into racing. But you go to these races and you watch them, it's like, holy shit. At any given moment, literally a fucking wheel shoots.
Yep.
Somebody hits something, bang, pow, boom, wheel shoots outside. It's like chaos and like organized chaos. Then I watch that F1 race and it's like a parade. It's like that's
very polite. It was like a polite situation.
Yeah, it's like that's not. I don't think that's
not a lot of passing.
I don't think that's
It's a parade.
And like Indy 500, like we all, as someone from the East Coast who doesn't know shit about racing until coming to Indianapolis,
Us too, yes.
very similar to you. Like the Indy 500, you still know of. So when you still turn it on, it is crazy. It is a spectacle. For the F1 stuff, it's like, hey, Monaco's their Super Bowl, and you turn that on, and it's not what you would assume it is.
same day as Indy 500.
Yeah,
and it's like you're taking on quite a beast. But hey, great Netflix docuseries.
That's right.
Maybe.
Drive to Survive.
Hey, I got in that. Right. You ever done that Ride of a Lifetime with Andretti?
The sitting behind him?
Yeah, in the 2-seater. So I got to do it with Mario.
How'd you feel?
Oh, 180. Going in the, I mean, and you're this close.
Was it scary?
Oh my God.
How many G's you pulling?
I'd be pretty scared.
100.
I don't know what that would be. Couple 3. I mean, it was like, and they got you strapped in good. You can't, but coming into 4 down the straightaway, 180 into that turn, and you're that close to the wall.
I drove the pace car for the street track at the Indy 500 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I should know the name of it. Got to drive this Corvette. I went up to like 120-ish, I think.
That had to feel fast, right? Even out there?
Yeah. I mean, it did feel fast. It felt good. But, like, the street course has, like, 13 turns, I think it was. And obviously, they memorized the entire thing. The person who was supposed to be pace car driver was not me, obviously. Drops out on, like, Thursday. Races on, like, Saturday. So Doug Bowles, president of Indianapolis Motor Speedway, sends me a text and was like, do you want to drive the pace car on Saturday? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. When he's like, we need you here tomorrow. There's a bunch of shit I got to sign. And then also, you got to like prove that you can drive it to these Corvette people. And then you should also learn what this track is before you do this because, so I go over on Friday. I get a chance to obviously meet all the Chevy people because I'm driving like their brand new Corvette. It's obviously a big time deal. So I meet all these people. And then Ari Leindyke is going to be my coach. And then I sign away my life. And then I got in there. I had the time of my life. There I am. Yeah, look at me working this thing. Yeah, there it is. Yep. Focus. Locked in.
Oh, it didn't make you wear a helmet?
This was like going through. This is first time. This is me just going through track to learn track. And obviously got to hit the apex of the turn, in low, out high, the whole, like that whole thing. Because if you're offline, you hit these like rubber pellets from the tires, and it really feels like you're driving on like the side of the shoulder of the thing. So like it's real loud in the car, and also it's a bobbling thing. And I think that was I can drive obviously stick shift, so obviously the entire thing anyway. So it was an awesome experience. But when you're coming down that straightaway, and then turn one is this right one, and then there's left, and then it goes back to the right, and then there's a fucking thing. But that first one's like a 90-degreer, and you're driving the pace car, and you look behind you, and you see these fucking Indy cars like going like this. Yeah. And it's like, if I accidentally anything here, I mean, we got like $10 million worth of damage.
A big pile of
there is so much right behind it. That was a real moment for me going into the first turn, and I looked in the rearview mirror, and it was just like, this Indy car is like warming up its tires.
Warming up their tires,
and,
yeah.
And then you see like the second and third one behind it. It's like, golly, do not.
Feel like you got to speed up. You're like, all right, come on, guys. Like you feel like you have to speed up.
Yeah, I wanted to go though a little bit too, just to see.
Well, yeah.
How often are you going to?
I didn't know there's a street track there.
Yeah, it's
like around there, or like underneath, or
it's inside.
Oh, it's inside. Oh,
yeah.
God.
So
what year was that?
The final straightaway. I don't know what year was that, Zeke.
You look so young.
2015. Yeah, a lot has happened. A lot has happened since 2015. I'm a dad, brother. You know what I mean? The whole thing. But I had a clean face there, too. I had to shave, feel professional in there. It was a good handshake with the people. Still wearing tank tops, though, for all the people that were wondering. And this entire thing goes, what's that? Oh, yeah, there I am. Is that me? I don't know.
That's awesome, though.
Had to be.
Yeah, I got after it. Yeah, I got after it, brother. There's Ari Leindyke, too, was like, go on. And he was radioing in. We're at 80 miles an hour. We were at 100. He's like, go on. They radios in. We were at 90 miles an hour. We're like 110, So then I get up to like 120, 130, I think. And it was like actually 100, he was saying to the Chevy people, to the people at track. I'm like, thank you for that moment. That was pretty cool. And then you get up close to the wall on that final straightaway. And it's like, are we supposed to be here? I don't know. And then they say in that particular track, because of the turn, there's going to be an accident immediately upon the race starting, like guaranteed. Oh. So whenever you're done with your thing, get the fuck out.
Get out of there.
There's an actual driver coming in there. So lo and behold, I get out of that thing, do the whole song and dance. Boom, 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 boom. They operated and like trying to kick me out of the way. The whole thing goes. It was awesome. IndyCar's the real deal. I'm happy Veach is coming out to experience that. Kyle Larson is a talented driver.
Oh, yeah.
Has to be.
Big time.
Has to be.
Great. Next one up.
Has to be phenomenal. All right, let's get to a break. On the other side, I believe. Jeez Louise.
What?
New unis? I can't wait to see the new unis.
Ran through a little traffic, I'm guessing.
That is a chopper.
On the other side, we have week 3 of Ram Trucked. Hey, we got some good ones this week.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we got some good ones this week. Obviously, Mount Boom is still the reigning, defending, undisputed Ram Trucked champion. Shout out to Paul Heyman. But there's 3 contenders this week that are going to try to take that crown. Whoever has the crown at the end of the season will win a 2,500 heavy-duty Rebel Ram truck. 2,500.
No.
Heavy-duty.
What's it?
Rebel Ram. When you hit the gas pedal, there's only one sound you hear. But the thing about Rams, though, is it's all the power you need, the luxury you want, and capability to use.
Hell yeah.
You deserve a Ram truck. Go and get you one.
Get you one.
Go on, get you.
Go on, get you.
One of these college players who, within the rules of the game, demolishes their opponent. is going to deserve a Ram Trophy.
Hell yeah.
A lot of votes for these things.
Mm-hmm.
People are really passionate. Mount Boom actually reached out, sent a personal note saying, thank you for highlighting my boy.
Thank you, Mount Boom.
Hey, no problem. Thank you to your boy for playing football the way that he plays football.
The right way.
Legal, fair, physical, durable, dependable. Just like a Ram Trophy.
Hell yeah. Amen.
So sweet.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life. Take 5.
If you're the NCAA and you're sitting in that stupid office in Indianapolis where we happen to live, it's a great city. It's a great town. And there's a dumb institution that is ruling over college football. Because if you don't want these people dancing... Celebration, bitches!
What's up, Is that the president's name?
Oh, that's Kurt Signatic.
Do we like the NCAA? Do we like Pat? Do we love the Dukes? I wish when I was asked, like, why did you punt? I could say my subcommittee recommended I punt. Talk your shit. Talk your shit. Talk your shit. Talk your shit. This guy's hot. This guy's hot.
We'll see you in the next hour. I say today, we take a stand against the NCAA. Let them bowl.
Let them bowl. Amen.
Rest in peace, Dale. Moment of silence for Dale Earnhardt. Moment has passed. Thank you, Dale. This one's for 3. AJ Hawk, $5,000. This has been one of the coolest moments of my entire professional life. JMU! Thank you so much for the hospitality. JMU! You understand quickly that there's idiots making decisions in every single place that you would never guess idiots would be making decisions. You don't think bowl season deserves to have this situation cooking behind it? College football is better because JMU's football is crushing. College is better because what their football team is doing. The community is better. And the NCAA, yet again, adds to their long list of decisions. Look at that scene, bro, in the hills of Virginia. You know what? To hell with all of them. James Madison, right here. Right here. That chef looks damn good. I'd eat that guy's meat any day of the week. If you're able to bury this 33-yard field goal, kicking is easy is what you have said to kickers before. Others have on the internet. Now, 90 racks on the line. We believe. Oh! Kill the kid! Kill the kid! Our worst kid yet! 100 racks of charity. This dog stinks! And that's that the JMU are going to crush App State. They would crush anybody this weekend, especially in this city with how dumb the NCAA is. Let them bowl and let the boys dominate today.
In my Constitution, I have the First Amendment right to free speech. Pat has the Second Amendment right to take its sleeves off and show the bare arms all the time. But I'm saying, if we are so lucky to go undefeated this year, and we end up winning in a bowl game, if we get in, I'm going to use my First Amendment to declare the JMU Dukes national champions. Like UCF. I'm just going to say it and come and stop me. Time to coach.
I'm jacked. I love it's working. All of it's working.
They'll have one loss because App State is beating JMU Mountaineers, baby. They're gonna dog shit all over this dumb place. App State forever. Yeah, fuck you too. How about that?
He's saying don't go off the top, it's too shallow.
All you're going to hear this stadium do is they put the big paw up, they start shaking it, they go, whoa. Hey, what things are going good, Mason? Yeah, he loves the defensive side of the ball. He said yesterday to me that this is a blue-collar team. They win it on special teams. They have 5 block kicks this season. The defensive side of the ball, Lynch leads the Big 12 in sacks. But also on the offensive side, Denzel Mims is an absolute animal. He is a weapon. Charlie Brewer, the quarterback from Lake Travis. His dad was a quarterback in Texas. Yeah. His grandpa was a quarterback in Texas. And the people here in Waco just so happen to get a chance to see Charlie Brewer on a daily basis. Hey. Yeah, boomer here is going to mean a little bit different than what it means on the internet currently. And hopefully here in Baylor, they hope they're not hearing a lot of boomer sooner. Everybody wants to be a punter, including quarterbacks. If I was a quarterback, I'd want to be a punter as well. 0 yards on that punt. It's an embarrassing situation. The Dak dance that gets on national television has led to a lot of losses, but you got to respect the hips being able to. What sign am I going to make for college game day? Well, I want to make something creative. I want to make something fun. No, to hell with it. I don't like OU. It's so thick. Look how thick that thing is. That's years and years of patience. You're heading right for the boat. Right now? Okay, let's do it. We are out here on the Brazos River, which you could take a boat to the game. One of the only stadiums in the country that you can do. That's beautiful out here. A lot of people would say, this is the last time I'm going to be on game day. The last time I allegedly did what I'm about to do, I ended up in a jail cell. Let's go! A lot higher than I thought.
You look like Ric Flair.
It was like 5 feet. I'm standing there. That's full commitment, by the way.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pig!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this Big Jersey debut Thursday, November 14th, 2024, hour 3 of the program starts now. Football! It's wonderful. That's AJ Hawk. The Talks the Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys AP Tone is here. And a man who's coached football for 36 years, 18 in college, 18 in the NFL. Chuck Pagano.
Yeah,
Coach.
Chuck.
You look amazing, Coach. And, Coach, something we've been doing this year that I really love is this segment where, at the end of it, we're going to be giving away a 2500 heavy-duty Rebel Ram.
Hell yeah.
The truck that sits right outside, you see it every time you walk in here?
It makes when I get dropped off from my Uber, that's the first thing I always see. Like, I'm like, that thing is badass.
It is. The paint
It's so
job.
badass.
The paint job's clean. The inside.
Very nice.
It has like some very nice, upgrade technology, but not too much.
Yeah.
It's not confusing. The ride is like you're on clouds, and guess what? You're eye to eye with the 18-wheelers. What's up, Jack? Hey, I think we got a bogey up ahead, don't we? Now let's go ahead and get a niner in there. Let's do this entire thing there. It's a perfect truck, and it's going to be given away to somebody from college ball that delivers a hit so devastating that the people of X deem it the Ram Truck Champion. Now we have a carryover champion, and then we have 3 new contenders for this week's Ram Truck Championship. Let's get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, a punter is a part of the hashtag Ram Truck segment. Now, it's guess what? It's Virginia, so I don't love that. Mason Fletcher goes for the Boom! This guy thought he had a touchdown. I thought he had a touchdown. I was so excited, but then I forgot. Mason Fletcher, the Aussie, whose dad is an Aussie Rules football icon, wasn't scared to throw his body around and say, hey, boys, listen, if you want me to punt the ball, tackle the ball, throw the ball, run the ball, score the touchdown, whatever you need me to do, I'll do. That's hashtag for the Brammed, which is also hashtag Ram Truck. Finalists representing the punter position. Hell yeah, brother.
Unreal.
Good on you, lad, mate. Word that rhymes with punt that you guys throw around
all the time.
a lot down there in Australia that we don't need to do that. That's awesome, Mason. Now, he's one of the finalists for this particular week. How about from Ohio State? Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, safety, Lathan Ransom. More like Ransom! Ransom! Purdue, how you doing? Not great. Why? Because Lathan Ransom. Legal hit. Double hand shove to the chest. Did not go helmet to helmet, but totally depleted a human being. That's a good Ram Truck hit. Now, the Aussie lad and Lathan Ransom, they are contenders to potentially win that truck right there.
Beautiful.
A 2500 heavy-duty Rebel Ram truck. And obviously it looks good, but this thing's got power, real power. You never get stuck, and if somebody else gets stuck, you say, don't worry about it, I fucking got you.
Hell yeah.
This thing, as soon as you hit the pedal, it sounds like... And that turbo diesel's never going to let you down. Now, it is diesel-powered, so that's a different form of gas than maybe you've ever had before, but the inside is just as nice as the outside. And the football plays that are inspired by the Ram truck are the ones that we love to see. Legal, within the rules of the game. No flags, but tone setters. Tone setters. Let's get to the final contender from this week. Kobe Savage, the Duck Truck Toot Toot. Now, Oregon's been on here a couple times this season. They're becoming a Ram Trucks pipeline, as D-Bone put it. This is Kobe Savage. Ejection. Ejection from the field. See ya. Keep it moving. That's the Duck Truck. Now, those 3 will be contending with last week's champion, which was also the week before that champion, out of Mount Union. The Mount Boom from Weston Arthur. Legal play. Where'd your helmet go?
Wow.
Go. Weston Arthur set the tone. Weston Arthur has been our only Ram Truck champion thus far. We will put this video out on X. In a thread below that, we will have a poll with all 4 of these finalists. Go ahead and vote on who you think should be the Ram Truck champion of this week. And whoever wins this week will carry that title into next week and then into the week after that. And if they are still the champions at the end of the season, they will win the 2500 heavy-duty Rebel Ram. Got to be a fair play, though. We don't want headshots.
No penalty.
We're not talking about dirty football. We're talking about physical football.
That's right.
We're talking about durable football.
Right.
We're talking about tough football.
Right.
We're talking about Ram Truck. AJ, I love that segment, brother. You would have been on here all the time back in the way you played.
I don't know. I tell you what, I really enjoy this segment as well. I would imagine there's even more shots like this that we could pull up.
There was 4 finalists this particular week with the those with the most amount of entries.
Mm-hmm.
It is in an uptick, though. It is in an uptick of the amount of people that are reporting these Ram truck plays. Because once again, if you're watching college ball on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whenever, not on Sunday, obviously, it's the Lord's Day.
Amen.
In the NFL.
That's right.
But if you're watching college ball, go ahead and tweet out #Ram Trucked. The team, the player name, the time in the game, and we'll find it. We'll look at it, and it could be one of the contenders for next week to take on whoever wins this week's Ram Truck title.
Yeah, people have been awesome. There was probably 15 to 20 plays, probably like hundreds of entries, but like 15 to 20 plays. It's like a bunch of people watching games and then sending them in. They still don't always understand the no penalty thing because a guy died on Georgia Tech this week from a Miami player.
Rest in peace.
Not actually.
All right,
Okay. Wait, the student?
I think he's still. No, that was awesome too.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was actually submitted as well.
Student got decleated by a tackle running off the field as they were rushing it.
Which
it was awesome.
I will have to obviously look at it. We'll have to obviously look at it, but yeah,
No,
we
there's
don't.
a lot.
We don't want any against the rules, and we appreciate everybody setting them in because obviously it's going to be tough for us to keep up with everything. So if you're watching a game that you think not a lot of people are watching too, we need you. We need you to be the eyes and ears for the Ram Truck segment, and you could help one of these guys win a beautiful truck at the end of the season. I'm very pumped about it. I'm thankful to Ram Trucks for doing it alongside of us, and good luck to all those who play football the right way.
That's right.
Amen.
Hey, did you ever have a thing like that in college or the pros where you got rewarded? Like we had in college, we had the Jack Tatum hit of the week. Jack Tatum, obviously one of the fiercest safeties ever to live. And every Sunday after the game, coach would put up 2 or 3 nominees, and then guys would either boo them or cheer a little bit, and then coach would name whoever got Jack Tatum hit of the week.
We had hammer nail situation.
Nice.
Yeah, I think you could win.
Can't do it anymore, probably, can you?
Yeah, probably bullying. They probably call it whatever.
What?
The nail obviously doesn't want to be put up there.
No.
That's.
Well, I mean, even the hammer back then, I would imagine if you looked at some of the entries or some of the times that people won, they were strictly head-to-head collisions, no question.
So I actually
when you could do that, back when it was legal.
Yeah, I Arn Anderson, somebody from Western Washington.
Oh yeah.
Full on. How we doing? Made it on the hammer segment for at West Virginia. I've never felt cooler in my life.
Hell yeah.
Whenever that got put up there, it was like, and the reaction was like a big woo. It's like yeah. Yeah, that's in there if we need it. Let's not do it all the time, but that is in there if we need it. I think that used to get celebrated a lot more. Big hits used to get celebrated a lot more.
Oh yeah.
And
segment. Yeah.
there was a jacked up segment, obviously, that was one of the
Oh, yeah.
biggest of all time. But also going into commercial break,
Every time.
the only thing that was being shown was the biggest hit.
Even if a guy got hurt, they'd do like the like the soft music to a guy getting fucking
Yeah, you're
depleted.
right. You're right.
And then obviously Dr. Will Smith and everything took place, and then
Man.
everybody forgot that it's still a physical game, or wanted to act like it's not. Like, that's part of the beauty of the sport, is the toughness of the people that are playing it. Being able to take a massive shot, get back up, like Kyler Murray did this past weekend.
Oh, yeah.
That got submitted. It's an NFL play, so we won't be able to do that. But Kyler got absolutely crushed. From a helmet goes flying off, and then he gets back up. Like, that's part of our game. That's a part of our sport, is that toughness, is the ability to be able to be within the rules and still have a devastating blow while potentially earning your team another possession by knocking the ball free. It's like, that is a part of the sport and why it is loved. I feel like that got forgotten about, when everybody was trying to, change. It's like, hey, people aren't watching MMA if you take away, like, strikes.
For sure.
That's a part of it, Like, having a good chin is a part of the boxing world, of the fighting world. It's also having a good, tough body is a part of the football sport. And them trying to eliminate that, I didn't love. And by them, I'm not talking about the sport itself, because obviously the rules are still in place to make big hits, which we're showcasing. But a lot of people that were like talking about the game were like, you need to make it a little bit more gentle. And it's like,
Violent.
that ain't the sport.
That's why people watch, because they love violence.
Bingo.
And they love the violent hit.
And
I
also-
was either going to knock a guy out or it was a missed tackle.
Yeah, you would have been, when you were at
Or
Wyoming.
you knock yourself
That
out
was
too,
on
though,
the ball.
Chuck.
Knock myself out. Didn't matter.
At Wyoming, I think you would have been up for the Ram truck.
Oh yeah.
I think you would have been up for the Ram truck.
Well, you saw those high school ones we brought in here, right?
I mean, you brought it down. It's no edge, no chance. You said no problem. Boom. coming down.
Take you out.
Don't
They
run
used to
that
say,
triple option at
where's
me.
that Italian at? They used to say, and then they couldn't even catch up because you were just a blur coming with your head down, leading right for
That's how they taught us how to, like, right here, Crowley Harbor. That's how you tackle.
Hey, right here.
Okay. I appreciate it. Thanks, Dad.
Hey, what's the hardest
Thanks,
part of your
Coach.
head? Well, your foot. No.
Point that thing down.
There was no see what you tackle back in the day.
Game has evolved. I think it should continue to do that, obviously for the safety of players, and I like technology evolving, but we can never forget the sport is a violent one.
Can't forget the roots.
It's a tough guy one. Got to be a tough guy to play football. Well, you can punt, kick. Got it. But you understand what I'm saying. Most, 98% of football is a tough guy sport. Always will be, which is one of the reasons why it's so damn great. Speaking of, we got a great game tonight. We got the Eagles hosting the Commanders as 4-point favorites, 3.5-point favorites some places, 4 at ESPN Bet right now. Jalen Hurts obviously playing great ball. Jaden Daniels, he has the opportunity to maybe have the greatest rookie campaign in the history of football.
Yep.
Chuck Pagano, I know you're on a little bit of a schneid.
Uh-oh.
A little bit of a, we're picking the wrong side every week. A little bit of that.
Yeah.
This week, I think it's going to be different because your best pick is what?
Next pick.
Next pick.
Damn right.
All right, Chuck, what are some things we need to look at, and which way are you going here tonight?
Do you want to
Yeah, let's do tail of the tape.
tail the tape?
Yeah, let's do a tail of the tape here.
It's going to be an outstanding game. Obviously, we talked about it earlier. High scoring, man. You talked it. I mean, these two offenses. I mean, big time, right? Total offense, 4th and 6th for the Eagles. You mentioned Jaden Daniels. They get Brian Robinson back. Austin Eckler's been just outstanding for him. Scary Terry McLaurin. Brown is another receiver. Who is it? Noah Brown.
Noah Brown,
caught the Hail Mary. So Zach Ertz is a tight end. So they've got offense. Obviously, the Eagles with Saquon. He's 991 yards rushing right now. He's
3 of them backwards in the air.
Yeah, exactly. Total defense. You can see the Vic Fangio effect is in full effect for the Eagles. I mean,
I thought he didn't know ball anymore.
Fangio over.
Not like Anthony Weaver, I'll tell you that much.
Quiet. Get to 5 wins, and then we'll start talking.
Whoa. They just won.
Focus on this game.
3 and 6, and they're second place in the AFC.
Focus on getting a winner here, Coach.
Yes, sir. I'm with you. I can't vacillate here. All right. So,
excuse me.
So, offensive EPA, that's expected points added. Okay. That means if you do good
what does
on a
that
play
mean?
and you weren't supposed to.
That's a good question, AJ.
Hey, let's say, for example, it's 4th and 2, the goal line, and you decide to go for it.
Nice.
Okay, you got a 50% chance of scoring a touchdown, all right, or you got a 50% chance of not doing anything,
sure.
Right? Okay. So being 50-50, it's 3.5 points are on the line.
Okay.
Because it go either way.
Because 7 is split in half.
Okay, so let's say you make it, right? Because it's split in half. So let's say you score the touchdown. So you're going to be plus 3.5 EPA.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, you get stuffed and stopped, you're minus 3.5.
Okay, so what happens if it's going out?
Yeah, I don't want to go any further than that.
AJ, you said, what does that mean? You should have heard us this morning whenever we saw that these were the stats for the
I still don't know.
What are you talking about?
Don't worry about it.
So what about if it's not 4th and 2?
Well, that's the thing.
Don't
AJ.
worry
He doesn't
about
want to
it.
talk
That's
about
just
it.
an easy example, one that old Paul could
Yeah,
explain.
what Chuck is saying, we don't fucking know what it means. But we do know
We don't care.
that something has been tracked, and these are the rankings of what
AJ,
it
there's
is.
a value based on every play that you're getting ready to snap the ball from an offense.
AJ, you would have loved the convo this morning, brother. I mean, it was wild over here. And obviously Chuck goes, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's good stat. Thought it was expected points.
So Edge goes to the Commanders on that one.
Yep.
Okay.
Defensive EPA. Edge goes to the Eagles at 6, 26. So the rush defense is where this is the big deal here. All right. The rush offense for Philadelphia, they're number 2 in the league. They're averaging 107, right behind Baltimore.
Okay.
They're number 2 in the league, 170 some yards a game.
6.
Big time. And these guys allow 147 a game.
2.
Washington. So they struggle against the run.
On it right now.
Special teams, EPA, all right. They're 14 and 22. Turnover margin. Washington's done a good job there at plus 6. Big thing to watch tonight, too, is Hurts.
Okay.
He's got 4 or 5 fumbles. He's got 5 interceptions. He can be, at times, a little bit of a turnover machine. Makes you worry a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Like that, especially with Dan Quinn on your side. He's trying to get the ball.
So got to keep an eye on that. There's the rush offense versus the rush defense, what I just talked about. 176, 140. That's going to be an issue, right?
Yeah.
And then against spread, 7-2-1 for the Commanders, and then 5-4 against the Eagles.
Jalen Hurts, I think we have a little bit more conversation here, a little deeper analysis.
So the reason we have this up here, Washington plays a fairly good amount of man coverage, 7th most, National Football League. If you look at this graphic here, so well done by our people in the back.
Very good job, Dirty. Way to go, Dirty.
Good job, guys.
Versus man coverage, all right. Yards per attempt, 2nd, 8.8. QBR, 3rd, 81.7. And completion percentage, he's 3rd, 65% versus man coverage. You're going to get a lot. So the corners for the Commanders, God damn. I'm old, I can't help it.
Nah, you're close.
There's a
Just
ton of
2
people
times,
just
man.
like me.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You know,
we
that can't.
We know.
In homes.
You know?
No.
You
got it in there. Here's the best.
Once
I love
again.
it. I love it.
Coach, is 2-man involved in that? When they say versus man coverage, when the people are doing that, like does 2-man, with the 2 safeties deep, everyone underneath?
You know, PFF, the way that they grade these things and the guys that are looking at the deal, AJ, I'd be lying if I told you I knew exactly the answer to that. I'm thinking more single high, mano a mano.
Gotcha.
When it comes to that. So, yeah. So where was I going? Where was I at? Oh, when we were talking.
Well, Conman talks about being at home, but mostly it sounded like everything you were saying is that you like the Eagles. Rush offense versus their rush defense. Jalen Hurts against man coverage. So not only is the run going to work, feels like the pass game's
the
gonna work.
man coverage, and then it also equates the grades, PFF grades for the guys that are actually covering. A.J. Brown tonight, Devontae Smith. You mentioned Dotson. This is, a revenge game, and I can see Sirianni just absolutely getting that guy the ball as much as he can. He's going to be a nice little matchup, inside. He'll be inside those guys out. St. Juste, he's the guy that Russell Wilson got last week. Okay, with the last play.
Yeah,
he was sitting there squatting. It was 3rd and 9. They bring a 0 pressure. He expecting the ball come out. Russ? He was cooking on that down. He recognized it. He checked to it. The other 2 receivers on the other side, all right, this Sainstro, he's the rookie out of Michigan.
Yep.
He's number 0, I believe.
He's good.
He's the guy he's the other corner. And then Noah, tough last name, and that already escapes me.
I know he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Number one?
Number one.
He's a good player.
I'm not even attempt it.
Yeah, don't.
Smart. No, that's what we call him. Everybody knows Noah.
Yeah.
Yep.
God, we had it. I practiced it a million times, too.
Give it one
Maybe
more
say
try.
it.
Give it a
say
shot.
it in Pat's ear.
Yeah, I don't think anybody.
Who's
back
gonna?
there.
I don't think we got it back here, Coach, and I remember you practicing it.
I don't remember you practicing it. I wish I would have heard you practicing it because that would have been entertaining for me.
Yeah, I'd like to hear him.
Just
give it a
Right
try.
now.
It's very
He's gotta
tough.
give it a shot, right? He's got to give it a
Give it a
shot.
try.
What is it? A Polynesian name? Is it?
What is it?
No.
Give it a try, Tony.
Spell it.
IGBINOGHENE.
Oh, if I could see it. Baby.
Here you go.
Behene.
Here's the hyphenetical.
The what?
He was a first-round pick
Yeah, he
by
got-
the
he got it,
Dolphins a few years back.
From Auburn.
The hyphenetical?
eBay. eBay. Oh, I don't know that one. I don't know.
Conway.
That's a great name. Noah's a dog.
It's tough.
Ibo Gahene? I forget. It's something like that. I
Yes.
remember that guy.
Right there. Thank you, Zeitz.
He had a return on a blocked field goal for the Cowboys' first game of the season last year as well.
All right, I love the way Noah plays ball. I love the way Noah plays ball. So who do you pick? Who do you like?
Oh, you want my pick already?
No.
No. So anyway, the grades for St. Juste and the corners, the cover guys, keep an eye on Jeremy Chin. He's back there, number 11. They're going to play him down in the box. The thing is this: you got Saquon that you got to stop, and then you got these weapons on the outside. So they're going to have to play some shell coverage. All right, so that they don't give up these explosive plays to A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. So when they catch them in shell, they're going to have to try to stop Saquon with a light box, with 7 guys in that box, and that hadn't worked out well for a lot of people. Okay, so that means, we're going to have to stick Jeremy Chin down in the box, play single high, and put those guys out on an island. And when that happens, play action.
You fucked.
Down the sideline.
So you like
and back to
you like
Russ.
the Eagles.
I mean,
you like
Russ.
the Eagles.
All right.
Who you take?
You haven't said a single good thing about the Commanders.
No, yeah.
You said the EPA is good, but we don't know what that means.
Jaden Daniels, 70% completion rate. He's got 9 passing touchdowns to only 2 interceptions.
What?
He's rushed for almost 500 yards and a couple tuds.
Wow.
Guy's unbelievable. Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry.
Oh, from Indy.
You give me Zach Ertz. They get Brian Robinson back, who's got 6 touchdowns.
Okay.
Man.
Are you kidding me? Eckler.
Yeah.
They got web. This is going to be if you're a fan of points being scored.
Yeah.
And fireworks.
I am.
Am I?
So let's go ahead and throw that out. Bet the over. I think
little prop. Okay, he's hot on the props.
All right.
He's hot on the props.
Yeah, but that's not what counts.
He's hot on the props.
Over 48.
It's
One
49
team
and a half.
scores. You know how many points a game Washington scores? 29.
Okay.
You know how many points a game Philly scores? 26.
Okay.
25.9 to be exact.
Okay.
The defenses allow
What's the addition there?
21 for Washington.
Okay.
19 for.
Okay, so it's the same score on the offense.
Someone's got to give.
Something's got to give.
Sounds like. What if he
offensive
picks the
tackles-
Commanders right now with everything he's been saying?
I think he might. I think Chuck sometimes
So I'm
rope
gonna
up. He's going to
tell
talk
you
about
this,
like
too,
waffles
from an
in here.
injury standpoint.
vacillating.
That's not the word.
Okay, so my
I don't know what the word is, and I don't know what it means, but that wasn't it.
Vacillate. It's like waffle.
Vacillate.
Okay.
Like a golf ball vacillates, right? If a golf ball vacillates, it doesn't count as a stroke, right? Chuck, isn't that what they say?
Correct.
That's oscillate, but close.
Oscillate.
Coach
there we go.
Rizzi.
Yeah.
Coach Rizzi was vacillating.
Alternate or waver between different opinions or actions. Be indecisive.
There we go. I mean, waffle.
So you've been
Like
vacillating.
a really good word
Hey.
for waffle.
That is.
Vacillating everywhere.
What's that?
So the offensive line is really beat up
You know,
for Washington.
Saturday.
Yeah, Cornelius plays left tackle. He's beat up. Wiley's beat up. The center, Biotis. I mean, Biotic?
Tyler.
Biotic.
Biotic, bitch, eat that tiger. What is
Well,
that?
suck the tiger. Dick, dude.
Dick's over
We're
here.
not in-
What the hell's
we're not
going
Baton
on?
I'm
Rouge.
listening to that. I can't.
Eagles, Commanders.
Like, even though I got the deals, like something you're going, "Ay, oh." And then all, so I text comment. What the fuck are they saying?
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, and
Turn on the
thank
closed
you for texting me back because I know I'm texting you. You're busy. You got shit going on.
I'm not doing
and then,
shit.
And then when he said,
Just so you know, I'm
No,
not
you were
doing
repping. I
shit.
saw you
when
repping.
he texts me back, right? And I'm crying, laughing. He's like, "What? This is what they're saying." And she's like, "Holy shit! They really say?" I said, "Yes."
Yeah, LSU's a wild place.
Why?
There's
God.
a wild place down there. It
Was
quite
that
boring.
Jared Melandra? Was he saying
Jeff
that?
Landry? Governor Jeff Landry. Jared Melandry.
Was that Gerald Melandry?
Have some respect for Governor Jeff
Gerald
Landry,
Melandry.
please.
So speaking of Melanda, Malata's back at left tackle
He is.
tonight.
Oh, good player.
So
Singer.
there is not one injury. Philadelphia.
Jeez.
Zero. Like they got everybody.
Clean bill of
There's
health.
Cooper DeJean and there's Quinyon Mitchell.
excuses.
Those two rookies.
Cooper to jog.
My God, are they playing good?
Yep.
And then you got CJ GJ back there bringing the damn wood.
Yeah.
The two linebackers, Bond and Nakobe Dean.
Oh,
Nakobe Dean closed out the last game.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, the guys, they're playing. Jalen Carter.
so good. So
And
Sean,
Jordan
he's
Davis.
damn good dog.
Yeah.
Jordan Davis doesn't do. He just commands 2 and 3 every time.
2 and 3
This
mice.
monster, he's a monster.
That's awesome.
Sweat coming off this side. Nolan Smith coming off the other side. Brandon Graham at 100 years still playing. They got
Fangio
some.
over, brother.
They got so many players on both sides of. I mean, and then you got some Ballore. You got Ballore a little bit nicked up. They got some other guys on that defense for Washington. They're tired. They had a really
Wagner.
physical game. Think about the physical game they just played against frickin' Steelers.
Yeah, they lost.
And their tackles, that one guy got ran around like a turnstile. He looked like a front door at Macy's.
That's TJ Watt.
You look like a front door at
Other
Macy's.
side.
That's good.
It was Highsmith and then also Preston Smith.
You ever go on a JW and they got that thing like
Yeah, I try to hit the door, though. I try to stay out of those ones. If they have a door option, I'm taking that.
every now and then it just stops on you.
Bingo.
And you're
I
like,
ain't got
what
time.
the f-?
Yeah, and I look like the idiot. Like, I don't know how to operate one. Everybody else judges you. You look at the other people that are in there, like, was that you stepping on the thing? Like,
Guilty every week.
You
Chuck,
walk
you ever
right,
sneak in
Go
there
to
with a
check in
stranger? You ever jump in there with a stranger when they get in there?
right behind them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Two, come behind,
Tripping
behind.
over their
piece of the
back.
pod.
Like, keep walking, some bitch.
Move like this.
Big Ben.
Yeah.
I try to hit those doors.
Yeah.
as often as possible.
Oh, I'm going in there.
You're going in the roundabout?
Get me in
Yeah,
the
because it doesn't
turnstile.
take any effort.
Yeah.
Just walk in. The door
But
you gotta-
somebody can sneak in. We're talking about us jumping in.
Yeah.
You ever been in there one time and somebody comes in, it's like, yo, that's not how this works.
Yeah.
That is not how, and then you have to do the shuffle because I'm not doing that.
Then you stay in there. Let them shuffle out. Let's get one solo here.
Oh, you want to take tractor
Another round, yeah.
Like a round
Enjoy
round,
that
yeah.
fucking thing,
All right.
and then get out.
All right, so we know who you're picking. Thanks, Chuck. That was fun. Or are you vacillating right
Yeah, what's going on?
Pick a side.
So I got a brother that coaches in the National Football League.
Is it his birthday?
Could be.
I hope so.
You know which team he coaches for, right?
Nope. Who does he coach for?
Commanders.
Oh, jeez.
There's a Pagano on the Commanders?
Yeah.
What position?
I did not know that.
Senior defensive assistant.
Senior? How old is this guy? Come on.
Younger brother? He's a senior?
If he's senior, he got to be 80.
It don't take much to throw a line in the water and get home.
Yeah, your younger brother is a
Con
senior.
man.
Yeah, we get it.
Bite the.
That's unbelievable. So there's a Pagano coaching on the
So
Commanders?
we've got and Joey Panunzio, we grew up Pueblo.
Yeah.
He's on the other side.
Hey, Sirianni, Big Dom.
Yeah, Big Dom. There's so many Guidos on the sideline for this game.
So many.
I mean,
It's going to reek of cologne. The whole field.
Tonight's an Italian Super Bowl. I can't wait to watch. I can't wait.
Italian beef sandwiches at halftime. Fuck them jelly
Amen.
peanut beef. Those what are those crushables, whatever?
Uncrustables?
Yeah,
Crucible.
yeah the Uncrucibles. Yeah.
Are you talking about Uncrustables right now?
Well, yeah.
Are the Italians
You
trying
know
to
how many
claim
of those
the
are being eaten a
Uncrustables?
week?
What do you think fucking invented them?
Just, okay.
Marinara sauce all over the football.
I'm done with it.
Northern Italy.
Okay, so who you are
Bingo.
taking the Eagles?
Great.
You're betting against your brother? That's what I just heard.
Yeah.
Holy shit, Constance ain't gonna be happy.
No, she's not.
She's not gonna be bummed.
Neither is Peggy.
Nope.
Nope. Or Donnie.
No. Or Angelo.
Polly.
Giovanni.
Is it 3.5?
Augustine.
No,
Tony.
it's 4, you mutt.
I'm not doing 4.
Florentina.
It's 4. That is
No,
four.
you got. I hear 3.5. I take. I'm tired of getting fucked around with the line.
He's not fucking
You have to do 4. Chuck.
Fucking waffler, man.
The line is 4.
Well, with that,
I'm not doing that.
because we're ESPN. I
Don't
can
do
go.
it, Chuck.
I can go outside
Don't
and get
do it.
3.5.
No, you can't. The line
Get
is
right
4.
outside.
Trust the tape, coach.
You don't
Trust
know.
your eyes.
Come on, coach.
Trust
Figure
your
it out.
eyes.
You're doomed at this
Where's
point.
he going with
Whichever side you pick, it's wrong.
Exactly. Go the other way, peoples.
Okay.
Peoples.
Okay, I will. You're going with the.
So, you
doesn't know.
What team is
I
he?
know it. I've known. I know 3 days ago.
Then say it.
Yeah, I'm taking Philadelphia.
Oh, no.
-4.
Against your brother. Oh, no.
That too, Bruce.
It's got nothing to do with family.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, it
Goddamn,
does.
this is gambling.
Sounds like
And
a
when
mess.
you make mistakes in gambling,
yeah.
and you put out some bad info,
People let you know.
well, it's not real popular right now amongst the gamblers.
Yeah, but everything's going to turn up because you got a little spicy lasagna at the Pagano house picking against your younger senior assistant brother.
Amen.
All right. That was awesome, Chuck. Thanks for taking us on that ride.
I'm sorry.
AJ, who are you picking?
With that being said, give me the Commanders. I'll take the 4.
I'll take the Commanders as well.
Oh, you motherfucker.
There it is.
I'm joking. I'm taking the Eagles alongside. Not.
Hey.
I thought Chuck was picking his brother, to be honest. So
I love Chuck, but I'm taking the Paganos, the senior.
the senior assistant,
Yes.
Pagano. All right. I got the Eagles -4. Chuck's got the Eagles -4. AJ's got the Commanders +4, even though Chuck wanted 2.5 maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. 1.5. I'll do it at 1.5. I would like to make a pick.
You can buy points.
You certainly can.
Yeah, now in this segment.
And one of the
So I highly recommend to our viewers,
one of the
get off that number.
one of the props as fast as you can. Get the 3.5.
Pay the extra couple bucks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've made this man wait far longer than we should have.
He's there.
He is a friend of the program.
Yep.
He is Olympic gold medalist.
Wow.
He is one of the faces of Puma and also Movado.
Amen.
He's a fashion icon, although what he chose to wear last night, I think we're all wondering about.
Yeah. A little bit.
We're all wondering about. One of the faces of this great city of Indianapolis, Indiana. Ladies and gentlemen, out of Iowa State, Tyrese Haliburton! Way to go, Tyrese! Way to go, Tyrese!
Hell yeah!
Good to see you, Tyrese.
Come on now.
What's up, brother? I appreciate you, man. I got a delivery for you today.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
Very, very
Is that
kind.
cake?
Is that a cake?
How we doing?
I love cakes.
How's it going?
Oh, gotta go.
Hey.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Already?
No.
Uh-oh.
Lisa Bluter is a mainstay of the program over there. And
She is.
I do know that was wagered over a women's volleyball game, I believe.
That's right.
Right, between Iowa and Iowa State?
It was.
Who won that game?
Iowa State, of course.
Yeah, I believe they may have swept, actually. I didn't do enough research on the Iowa women's volleyball team before I fucking put up my Lisa Bluter bobblehead.
Well, he was putting up his Olympic gold medal, right?
Yes, he was.
Versus the Lisa Bluter bobblehead.
Yeah, and the commemorative popcorn bucket, which I don't think we ever really decided on whether or not that's going.
That wasn't part of
we
it.
did.
No.
We did. They were both part of it.
The popcorn bucket?
The popcorn bucket and the bobblehead.
I don't. Oh yeah, you said I'll put the popcorn bucket up. I guess
We probably have
If
the
you're gonna
footage. The footage is probably
I
you're able to
remember I
find it.
watched the whole thing. It's both.
because it was gold.
You don't know.
We love.
Wolf in the hen
I want to
house
let you know
over
we
here.
love that popcorn bucket over there. Okay, we don't want this thing gone, Chuck. We're trying to work it. Congrats to your Iowa State women's volleyball team doing that.
congrats.
Big
They were a
job.
great team.
Good
Good
team.
team. Good
They were,
team.
they were, I saw.
Oh, yeah.
Climbing.
That's Spike. That's the way they like
Yeah,
it.
they were.
Yeah.
Good team.
Yep.
Bomb set, spike it.
That's the way they like it.
All right. You brought me a cake.
Open it.
Okay.
Happy birthday.
I haven't opened it. I don't know what's in there for real.
Whoa.
Nice.
Whoa.
Oh, shit.
Jerseys.
Those are clean.
These are new Cityway jerseys for the Indiana Pacers, right?
Yes, sir. Just announced today.
Okay, so this is an alternative jersey for the Indiana Pacers. It'll be worn 12 times this year. NBA Cup starts tomorrow. You would think, is this just for the NBA Cup? Because the NBA Cup has a different court.
Sure.
And I believe there are some different celebratory jerseys. No, this is actually for the rest of the year. They're going to be wearing this throughout the rest of the season. So if you buy one and get one, it won't be wasted just during the NBA Cup.
Perfect.
Which we're going to win. It's this is pretty sick. I appreciate this. I'm going to need you to sign it. And then look at this. You guys see this?
No, what's that?
Put it on.
The
Put
QR
it,
code
put
on
it
there?
Put it on. Put it on.
There's another one.
Whoa! 10 day.
I'm on the team.
Holy shit.
I've been shooting pretty good. Well, I've actually been pretty hit or miss as of late, but if you would have got me a couple weeks ago, I think I would have made the squad. Oh, especially with what's going on against Orlando. No, we're not gonna dive into that anymore.
Too soon.
Make some shots.
Too soon. New game tomorrow.
Very big one tomorrow.
Yep.
All right, thanks for thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate that. I'm gonna need you to sign yours.
Okay,
and,
I can do that.
We'll put it up on here. Let's talk about this. So this is different than the NBA Cup.
Yeah.
Okay, it's another, but it'll be, maybe worn in some of the NBA Cups.
Yeah, I don't know the exact games they're wearing it for, but last year, City Jersey, we wore for the NBA Cup specifically and other games. I don't know what this is for.
Okay,
Just
so let's
throughout
talk about the NBA Cup, can we?
Yeah,
Because last year you guys were good.
We were good.
You guys came in second.
Second, hang the banner.
Are you?
No, we're not hanging that banner.
Finalists.
Okay, I didn't
That'd
know.
be cool.
NBA Cup finalists, hang that thing
It's
up.
an
there.
Indiana thing.
Okay, that banner has been taken down.
This guy.
Still is.
This guy over there.
Still is.
How do we feel about the team?
Feel good. Rough, bad game last night. Bad
What's
one.
going on? What is there? Because I said because you had 8 assists in the first.
Yeah, hot start.
Then I put out a tweet. I said, "How the big brain is cooking early," and then everybody just obviously attacked that tweet later in the evening.
This is well.
That's what they.
I can only imagine.
That's what they did.
I can only imagine what that looks like right now.
I mean, your mentions, I just want to let you know, I kind of threw myself into them for a little bit last night in this entire thing.
Yeah.
How do we feel? Do we feel good? Are we okay? What's going on?
Yeah, we feel great. New game tomorrow.
Do you want a shooting lesson with me, Foxy?
Yeah.
Some of the boys here at the Thunderdome, maybe Connor?
I would love to,
Champs,
considering you told me you think if you put in enough work, you could shoot 90% from 3 over the course of a season.
I think it was 80%, and I'll tell you what, there was a time for about 4 or 5 days in here where that was true.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted you to know, I was coming around screens too, I was moving, I was setting my feet, and boy, the only thing you could hear is what? Splash. It was like a fucking pool was in the Thunderdome, okay? So there is a chance that could take place. Shooting, obviously, what you're going to be we're seeing the court right now, though, huh?
Yeah, we're passing well. We just got to make some shots.
What's that come down to?
Keep shooting them. Law of averages,
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to all my math teachers. I understand, if things aren't going well for a little bit, they'll go better, and then will average out. So.
That's kind of like Chuck on these Thursday Night Football picks. He started out real hot. He's lost his last 3. Sportsbooks kind of got back with him. The law of averages, you should get back into it. How's the team? We feel good about the team?
Yeah, team feels great. Yeah, we feel good. Big game against Miami tomorrow, first NBA Cup game, so we're excited.
And how do we view the NBA Cup? We want to win the NBA Cup.
Yeah, we want to win the NBA Cup. That was a lot of fun last year. Got to go to Vegas and, started off some drama with some teams. It was a good time.
What do you mean some drama with some teams?
Well, I think that started the little Bucks Pacers thing probably last year, and that was just good for the league, I think.
Oh, what happened? That was when a ball?
No, that wasn't the ball controversy. I think
That
was just competition.
That was in between the Cup and the Finals.
The ball situation? I remember the ball situation.
Yeah, the ball situation happened.
That was a big situation.
I guess. Yeah, to some people. Yeah.
What do you mean to some people? You didn't think it was a big situation? That's what that sounded like.
No, I didn't necessarily know. No, I think it was blown out of proportion a little bit, but
that doesn't happen.
Jaylen Brown called him a child, right? I saw that.
Called you a child?
No, not me.
Jaylen Brown got elbowed, and then he was walking back down the court. Giannis didn't think it was an elbow, so Giannis puts his hand out like, "Hey, we're good." Jaylen Brown goes, "Yeah, we are good," and Giannis fucking gotcha. And then Jaylen Brown did not like that.
Didn't like it
at all.
No respect at all for the
record,
move,
dude. Can't be doing that.
Team
stinks.
To pull that move off in that moment, though, just to have the wherewithal, you have to have just a tiny shred of respect for the fact that he's doing it as an adult.
Hey, Giannis is, Giannis is a goofball. Yeah, I mean Giannis is goofy.
You got to think that that's pretty.
It's kind of his game.
Okay, we had you had 34 and 12. What was that? 2 games ago.
Yeah, a couple games ago.
That's what we're expecting, right?
Yeah. Let's get back to that. Not last night.
All right. Well, thank you for bringing this jersey.
Yeah, of course.
Connor has a few questions for you. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, when you're playing in the league, and there was a bunch of games last night, there has been. Do you follow what else is going on? Because the thing about last night was Giannis. Speaking of him, he had 59. Wemby had 50. He's 20 years old. Do you see that as that's going on after the game, or are you guys just kind of locked into your own thing?
No, yeah. After the game's done, you just get right to the go look at the scores around the league. Usually, the West Coast games are just starting for the most part, so. Just follow it that way, but you don't really see you only see highlights and stuff on social media, but you have to actually try to watch a real game review, highlights and stuff to understand what happened. I saw he had 59, but I didn't know how the game ended. But it was a good game.
Okay, so how much film do you guys watch?
I would say a good amount. Before we play every game, I watch probably every team's last 2 or 3 games. Our last time we played against them. Probably 3-4 games before. And then as a group, as a team, we watch, if we're on the road, we'll do shoot around in the morning. So we'll watch film in the morning and we'll watch film 30 on the clock before we run out. If we're at home, we'll meet at the gym at 4 o'clock for a 7 o'clock game and do film.
Okay, so shoot around your practices during the year, is that how that's considered? Or no?
Kind of, yeah. Shoot around is what you guys do in the NFL? You guys do walkthrough?
Yeah, they do walkthroughs. I don't really walk through much.
Right, but the team does walk through, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so
a mock game?
Yeah, similar.
Saturday?
Yeah, we walk through their sets, our sets, how we see they're going to defend us, and just get shots and everybody get, feel good before you take your pregame nap or whatever you do.
You guys play, you still taking a nap or no?
Oh, no, I'm against pregame nap.
Maybe you need to do it again.
No, I'm against.
Can't do them.
Can't do them.
Gotta be. You should be in the lab.
No, I know, but remember, this was a part of the thing, right? Because Steph told him to take a nap, and he came out not great, then got hot, and then now what happened? Maybe we go back to napping now.
Mid-season naps.
Maybe go back to napping. Maybe we just do this thing until we.
No, I'm out on the naps. No more naps. Naps won't happen.
Okay.
Naps.
What shooting games do you guys play during shoot around?
Play. Well, I mean, we do
play. He says. He thinks we're working.
Come on.
Shooting games we play.
You guys play knockout?
Yeah, you guys
Horse?
play
No, we don't play
33.
knockout.
Horse
Yeah. Full 21.
AJ said, "Do you guys play knockout?"
Lightning.
Yeah, that's
Come
my
on
question.
now.
Do you don't?
No.
From
That's what my kids do.
Yeah,
I do it in practice with my kids.
Yeah. No, I haven't played knockout in a very long time.
That's part of the problem.
Fun.
Yeah.
Coach
Fun,
Carlisle,
Maybe we need to get in on the knockout.
It helps.
half court.
Actually,
Sure.
three
Knockout
time
is just you're waiting until somebody has a long miss, then you feel.
No, because
No, you can play bump.
Yeah, grab your ball.
Play
and,
bump
Yeah, but the
DJ,
problem with the
knock
NBA that I
his-
realized once I started playing against or playing knockout with older people is if they miss it and it's still above the rim, guys just run, catch it, dunk it. It's like that was
Oh, I've never
stupid.
played that game of knockout.
Yeah.
Well, that's strategy though. You gotta
Oh,
instead of
yeah.
shooting, you gotta hum the ball at the.
I didn't even think.
No, that's,
yeah, you got
that's
to take
not
their legs out.
strategy.
The other
You got to
ball.
take
lame.
their legs out.
That's lame. Hum the ball at the backboard. That's
No,
lame.
no, not at the
at
back.
the
At
other
their
ball.
ball
Person.
because it's above the net.
Oh, Also,
and then
Lane,
knock
shoot
it
the
off.
ball. Shoot the ball.
No, take the person's legs out if they're going to be dunking.
You can
all
do
the time,
that.
man. You got to take them out.
Yeah, set the tone.
I mean, I heard earlier you saying that's part of your sport. That's not necessarily part of our sport, where you do the leg taking out thing.
Well, we saw that when Air Blue just beat the shit out of you at one of those football games. That was a bummer.
Straight headbutt is the hardest part of his head.
Yeah,
right here.
yeah, bingo, right there.
Yeah, I
That's
haven't
right.
been back to a Colts game since.
You're invited anytime you want. Anytime you'd like to come back, we'd obviously love to have you. You've been a great ambassador for the city of Indianapolis.
Yeah.
I think I saw. Who'd you guys play? Celtics, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, in
Celtics.
overtime.
I was watching highlights and stuff. Place was packed out. How do we feel about the energy around the Pacers?
Oh, energy's good. Energy's good. I think the other day, what game was that? The Knicks game. Colts played before us. There was some pissed off Colts fans. Just came straight over to Gamebridge, and we just put on a little show. I think they appreciated that. So we're just trying to, keep the engagement there.
We love Pacers around here.
Oh, yeah.
We love you, Tyrese Haliburton. You need to know that. So don't you worry about those mentions, any of those assholes. Now, you did talk shit on the Orlando.
I did.
Yeah, that was.
I did. So I can't talk like that and then go have two stinkers out there.
Bingo. Well, that's what
it's
a lot of people are
unfortunate.
saying.
It's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
especially people that bet on you.
Yeah, but we know.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Pacers
Right,
money line was best bet of the night, man.
Yeah, especially because everybody was saying with what he said about the Magic, like
No
everybody.
Banchero
I didn't say anything
either
bad
for
about
the
the Magic. Did I say something bad about the Magic?
No, but they were
specifically?
there and you were in their city, so it's like, okay,
Can we talk about that moment real
Please,
quick? Let's talk about that moment. So I was supposed to go there to be a face, a good guy, and I told Shawn Michaels before
Heartbreak Kid.
I said, hey, I think I'm gonna get booed out here, and he said, I don't think so. Our fans are great. They'll love you. I'm like, yeah, okay. So as soon as I walked up there, before the camera turned on, boo. I'm hearing chants about the Knicks, just all these things. So I'm like, all right, I can't be on TV out here, and I'm essentially I look like a bitch,
I get booed by these people.
Yeah,
not
I
even
don't say
responding.
anything back, so I don't have any other jabs for Orlando. Orlando's a great place, Disney, Orlando's a good place. So
Beautiful.
I just had to say something about the Magic historically. Good team over there, though.
Yeah,
good
of
team.
course.
Nothing bad to say about them, but I'm not going to take it back,
No, you had to say something.
I had to say something. I had to stand my ground.
There was a wrestling world too.
Yeah, come on.
What are you gonna do? Not say something back?
Yeah, I guess I'm a heel in the wrestling world, so we're just going to embrace that.
I want to let you know, in the wrestling world at NXT, I was a heel as well. It was the funnest time ever. I told an 8-year-old kid he was worthless. I felt so right to his face.
That's just good healing.
I felt so bad. His dad was right behind him. Ah! They were behind a plexiglass. You're worthless, kid. Hits the thing. His dad, you're worthless.
When did the face turn? When did you become like, okay, you're a good guy now?
SmackDown. When I got up to SmackDown to commentate. NXT, I was heel, full heel, because I was.
So you just came out on SmackDown and they were like, okay, you're a good guy now. Everybody's like, woo.
I think the way I was commentating.
Putting everybody over.
Yeah, because I did those kickoff shows. I did the kickoff shows for NXT.
Yeah.
And I was hated by the wrestling people because I was taking somebody's spot in the wrestling world that certainly covers wrestling all day, every day, and I was in their spot. So they hated me for that. So then whenever the opportunity arises, when Adam Cole acts like a little punk.
Yeah.
As he
At
does.
a show.
On the show.
So disrespectful. We're trying to be nice.
Incredibly disrespectful.
We were trying to olive branch, let's go shake their hands.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do, and it started. He goes bananas, and then the match gets started. I know, as an avid wrestling fan, that these people are going to be very mad at me because I'm taking up somebody's spot. Somebody who is grinding through the indies and worked their ass off to get to NXT.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting a spot on the show, and they're not. So I knew that the NXT fans were going to hate me. I think I wanted Triple H to know that I knew that they were going to hate me, and because most people that come in from the outside are like, I want to look good.
Yeah.
I want to look good. Please make me look good. We're trying to market this. Please make me look good, especially back in the day. So I think everybody was on the same page. Like, all right, heel. And I think I cut a 7-minute promo that was like one of the biggest heel promos my first fucking night in there.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like everybody in there actually hated me because it was all the other NXT wrestlers were in there. They were the crowd because it was during COVID.
Yep.
And I talked shit on, basically. And then I walked out of there, and it was so much fun. But that's the wrestling worord.
Yeah, that's fine.
You can't take the wrestling world and take it into reality, which people did with your Orlando thing.
I mean, that's okay. That's fine. That's
Well,
what
you
makes
need
it
to
fun.
show up, though. Nick.
Yeah, I need to play back.
Yeah.
Please.
Do we play them again?
I think maybe in April. So we got some. I mean, that was the third time we played them in 2 weeks. So I don't think we play them again until April.
Do you have anything to say about them or their fans for the next time you guys play in April?
No. I have nothing to say.
Good luck.
I have nothing to say.
That's professionalism. That's professionalism. Ty has a question for you, Ty.
Your plus minus was positive for the game. So, if you're looking to just grab something.
I was plus last night?
Oh, yeah, +5. Baby.
Oh,
so.
we stunk last night. That was still pluses.
Well, you can tell them that either way.
You're Olympic gold medalist, brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Glass half full.
When it comes to the NBA Cup, last year we saw one of the coolest things was how jacked up the guys who are making a shitload of money like you. We know how rich you are.
So rich too. Puma.
Oh yeah, exactly.
In the watch company.
Yeah, everything.
Four cars today.
Yeah, I did. How do you drive 4 cars?
Yeah, guys living.
That's because these NBA guys are so tall they can drive.
Exactly. But these guys who aren't making that money, and I think the prize pool went up this year. How much of a motivating factor is that? Hey, if we win this, some of these guys who aren't making as much money are going to be eaten.
Yeah, no, I think that was the best part about it. We had some young guys, or not young guys, but guys who just come into the league and were getting a substantial amount of money for just taking. I think we got, was it $200,000 for taking second place last year? So that changes guys' lives, So I think that was really exciting for guys, and I think it keeps everybody engaged. You look at that moment we had last year. The game we played here was probably the best environment I've ever played in against Boston here. Our bench was just so into the game. The fans were so into the game. Because that money that's changing your whole year. That doubles some guys' salaries, in 2 ways and stuff. So really cool to see, and definitely a fun moment.
How do you guys view the NBA Cup within the league? You guys like it? I think that happens,
sure.
And I think I like it because it's promo, just doing some sort of. Lisa Bluter, okay?
Yeah, she's all right. She's not going anywhere.
She's scared.
Lisa Bluter's okay?
She's scared to be leaving.
But it is different. I think anytime people do business, I appreciate. The NBA is trying to make something feel more special and feel bigger than just a regular season game. Do you guys view it that way too? Do you appreciate that it is bigger, a little bit more heightened intensity, if you will?
Yeah, especially for guys who haven't had a ton of playoff success. I know for us as a team last year, we only had. I think we had Bruce Brown last year. He had just won a championship with Denver, but other than him, most of our guys had never even played in the playoffs. So that was our first experience of trying to we really had an opportunity to win something because we had never played in the playoffs before. So obviously LeBron ends up winning it, and the guys won.
Yeah, they got another banner.
Four championships. But I think it for young guys and for guys in the league, I think it's fun because you're just competing for something new in the middle of the year. I think it's a good part of the league.
Is it better or worse to be colorblind for those courts?
I love the colorful courts. I'm all for them.
Do you?
I'm all for them.
You like them?
I do. They got some hate last year. Ours was that bright blue.
Yeah, watching can be weird.
Yeah, this year ours is more our navy. Has Boom Baby on there.
You guys are gonna win the cup
if you make this.
Yeah.
Bang!
Sorry about it.
Now this one.
No.
No, that's a people ball. It doesn't count. People ball doesn't count.
You guys got no shot. I am so sorry about that.
Another $200,000.
I'm not bummed about it. Yeah, look at this.
Yeah, nice court.
Pretty cool.
I like that one better
than last year's.
Yeah, it's got the Boom Baby on. The NBA I thought did a better job just putting the trophy in the middle, keeping our colors more traditional. I think it looks good.
Well, like you said, the NBA did this.
Mm-hmm. Well, did the Pacers? I don't know who did it. Did the Pacers do it?
We don't know. Yeah, you tell us.
Yeah. I'm unaware.
I thought it was teams, but I have no idea.
Well, then shout out to the Pacers.
Shout out
to the Pacers.
Shout out. Give them some credit.
Shout out to the Pacers.
Good job.
Jerseys are sweet too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jerseys are nice.
Jerseys are sweet. AJ's in Ohio and has a question for you, Tyrese.
Yeah, Tyrese, I feel like when you guys are on the road, the away fans are they're part of the game. They're part of the action. They're right there on top of you. What is that like? Does that take time to get used to, I feel like, and know when you can and when you, how often do you go back and forth with some away fans?
Oh, I ain't gonna lie to you guys. If I'm not talking shit to a fan, I'm pretty trash on the road. So I try to find a guy to get me going sometimes.
Really?
I seek it. I seek it out. I need
somebody.
Like in warm-ups or what? You find, can you tell who you're going to go after?
It's only in warm-ups. Last year in the playoffs in New York, it was definitely in warm-ups. But in the regular season, a lot of these places, fans don't really get there until after the national anthem. So it just takes one guy. Usually it's some guy who's mad that you're not cashing in on his bet, and he's got some shit to say.
That's a big part of the conversation right now, I think, right?
Yeah.
Bets and stuff.
What about the conversation?
Well, college, I think they're banning prop bets on players.
Are they?
Especially in state. If you're in Indiana, you can't bet on a guy from Butler to score 20 points.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're trying to make the world, I think, less mad about player production. I don't know about you guys in the NBA because how much you get paid, but I know they're trying to do that in at least college.
Well, I mean, if I were to look at my mentions right now, I'm sure the majority of them are about me fucking up somebody's parlay.
I mean, LeBron.
More than likely, if I have a good game, it's just like, yeah, you're supposed to. If you have a bad game, it's like, why'd you fuck up my parlay? It's like, I'm sorry, John.
You got to remember, and you don't know this world, but like in those parlays, when you have a good game, you're just a green check mark.
Yeah.
That's all you are.
Finally.
In a long string of things, you're just a green check mark.
Yeah.
When you have a bad game, it's a red X, and it's the reason why this isn't happening down there. That's a tough spot. I'm happy I'm not in.
Well, you see a bunch of losers like, Tyrese is on the banned list. What is a banned list? What does that mean?
I assume they're not putting you on your parlays.
Yeah. Darn it. It sucks.
Too much pressure.
Darn it.
You bummed?
I'm not on their parlay?
You bummed.
Oh, that hurts.
Coach has a question for you, Tyrese.
So 82 games, right? 41 on the road, 41 at home. Like as a head coach, I was always like searching and grinding for the next message. Like 17 games, 16 back in the day. Like Coach Carlisle, does he like try to come up with a new theme, a new message, for like so many games? Post game, like Orlando, does he get fired up? Is he pretty calm? Is he pretty steady? And that message, does he try to come up with something new for every single game?
Yeah, I think it's just dependent on the game. Like, if we go out there, we don't rebound well, we're playing soft. Like, I think the next, he's going to come in fired up because usually if we don't win the rebound battle, we lose games. So he's going to come at us and challenge us to play harder and different things. But if you go out there, you put on a good effort, you rebound well, guys just make some tough shots, you lose the game. I think that message is definitely a little different. I think yesterday's message was more about obviously playing Orlando. It's our third time playing them in 2 weeks. That could be a big deal down the road for tiebreaker purposes in the playoffs, So that was more the emphasis going into that game. Now we're going to play against Miami, who is a team that is always going to play hard. They're coming off of a tough loss in Detroit, so we know we got to be ready to play in that game as well. Depending on how that game goes, that's going to dictate the message on Sunday because we play them Friday and Sunday, so we play them twice in 3 days. So if we come out on Friday and don't play well, I'm sure he's going to be pissed off and want us to play harder on Sunday. If we do play well, we should be expecting Miami to play, balls to the wall hard on Sunday. So yeah, the message changes every game. They're never consistent, and I think he's been a coach in the league so long, he understands, the right time to give certain messages. It's obviously we're 5-6 right now, 11 games in, not the time for anybody to be pressing the panic button, but I think all the great coaches, as you would know, have a good job of, differentiating between like panicking and a sense of urgency. It's different in 16 games. Like that's got to be, sometimes.
Does he keep it 100? Does he keep it real with you guys?
Oh yeah.
Tell you what you guys need to hear.
Yeah,
what
you
want to hear.
For sure. And I think sometimes that it's all about his relationship with certain guys, and I think that comes just how leadership works, right? He can give a certain message to the group, and he can pull me aside and say, hey, this is how I need you to play differently. And sometimes he'll feel the need to go at me in front of the guys, which is totally fine. That's coaching, that's sports. And sometimes if like things aren't going well and he knows that he can give me a different message, he doesn't need to say that in front of the team, he'll pull me aside. So I think that's part of the great job of his leadership.
He's a good dude. He's nice to meet. He's hard-ass though, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
That's the message I got from him. He is a kind of big, which I think everybody that's good is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's old guy. He's been in the league for a long time, been around a lot of greats. So I think that's a great part of being around him.
You watch like football movies and hear like the football coaches' speeches that happen. That's not happening in basketball.
I mean, sometimes like what football movie are we talking about?
All of them have some motivational speeches coming in there.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, sometimes that's needed. Sometimes
is that happening for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes when you're on the road and you have a stinker, sometimes it's not about giving the long ass message. Sometimes about, everybody be showered and we're getting out of here in 30 minutes. Like sometimes it's just like, yeah, okay, we suck tonight. Let's move on. We'll have practice tomorrow. We'll talk about it in the morning.
Bury the ball.
You said what?
We'll bury the ball. That's what we do in football. Yeah. Whenever somebody always bury the ball, we move on.
That means like we say like wash it off.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like flush. You shower. Flush it.
So
you shower.
Bad, yeah.
Move on. We play again in 2 days.
What I've been seeing is you.
Yeah, I would love to hear your guidance. I would love to hear your guidance. I would love to hear that.
The elbow tight.
I don't have any.
Let's sit down and do film one day.
How are the big Pumas? We liking them?
Yeah, Pumas are good.
They look cool when you walked in here. The casual Pumas.
You like them?
Yeah, those are sweet.
Oh, yeah.
People used to wear those. Like that used to be like a big thing. I'm happy they're coming back.
Yeah, we're back.
Because of you.
Part of it.
I think that's a big deal. How about the watch? Movado?
We love them.
Love them.
I don't have it on right now. I got a bracelet on. Yeah.
That's because it's business time. You don't need to watch when you know it's business time.
Nah, I mean, I feel like you can have a watch on at any time, no?
Well,
I mean, your watch is gold today. Gold.
This
I was
one?
watching on TV. I said, that is gold watch.
That'd match the jersey.
Thank you. Yeah, it's part of the championship that we're trying to win.
Amen.
I mean, that's not gold. What is that?
This is gold. You heard what he said. Look, you can see
that's the same color as like the wrap on a Wonka bar.
No. That's gold.
That's a weird gold.
I mean, you can see it on the camera. This is gold, and he cut the pad, and you can see his wrist. It's the same color.
I wouldn't say that. That's a weird gold.
This is golden.
I appreciate the messaging.
What is that?
What are you going to say? Oh, if you get one, then do that.
It probably
Let's do
does look weird to you because you've never seen gold like this.
No, he's Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah, and that had a different shade. And we've seen some things about those medals. I mean, let's be honest about that, okay? Talking about Wonka wrapping.
It does look like a Wonka wrap in gold.
Yeah, a little bit. Not this.
that one?
not
No,
this.
that.
No,
That
no,
looks like
no,
Wonka
no.
wrapping.
No, that's a lie.
On a Wonka bar.
You know that's not
When's the next game? We got tomorrow night?
Friday night.
Miami Heat.
Miami Heat.
At home.
At home. First NBA Cup game for the Pacers.
Oh, come on. Boom, baby.
Boom, baby. It's an exciting time.
So these aren't in the NBA Cup.
I don't think we're wearing those tomorrow.
But the court is. I'm going to let you know.
I was going to go.
Mikey Christie, very good people out there, okay, from the Pacers organization.
Mm-hmm.
As they were explaining to me the whole thing, I was like, so this is for the NBA Cup? They're like, no, the NBA Cup is happening. This is alternate jersey. And then Tyrese goes, we did wear Cityway alternate jerseys though for the NBA Cup last year.
We
And I was
did.
like, I thought-
Every game until Vegas because the court was blue, didn't mix well with the black. So we did not wear them in Vegas.
And what happened?
Oh, we won the first game.
Okay, so it wasn't just the jerseys.
No.
These are the uniform
This
schedule
is the
for
schedule?
the Cityway jersey if you want to rock.
Yeah, none of those are NBA Cup games, so it looks like we're not wearing them in the NBA Cup at all.
Okay.
Come on. What do
We
you,
wore them last year and we damn near won the cup.
and then we
So-
took them off in the last, and maybe we wear them.
Again, perhaps.
But the good news is we played great in these, made it to the NBA Cup Finals. What do you think it's going to do for the regular season?
I'm excited.
Wow,
those are
shit.
good. Those are, we're going to be great now. Last year in the black, we were like undefeated for a good while. And then we lost the game, and then, but.
Are you wearing pink Pumas every game or just?
Oh, no, that was just what was in my locker that day.
What was in your locker yesterday when you showed up to that game?
In my locker when I wore to the game. Is that what you're getting at? I know that's what you're getting at because you called me about it.
No, just where'd you find this and why are we doing this? We need to stop doing this immediately.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is what happened. This
What's
is
wrong?
why.
What don't you like?
As soon as I saw this,
What
I
is
wondered.
that?
I mean, they're denim shorts, a black blazer, a white T-shirt, some dress shoes, a bag, and I didn't have a watch, so I forgot my watch on my dresser, so I wore my yellow
Smart.
bracelet.
To flex a little
Clark
bit.
Kent meets Steve Austin is what I see here.
That's a good.
Austin.
Hey, that's a great combo.
That is
Clark
a good-
Kent and Stone Cold.
Mm-hmm.
I thought those were just basketball shorts.
Stone Cold
Yeah,
Steve
me
Austin
too.
would never put
With the
those
belts
shirts.
around.
You think they're basketball shorts?
Yeah, with a
and you
belt.
just-
They're denim.
And you said, what the hell? I'll accessorize and throw a belt on.
I mean, they're denim.
To be clear, Steve Austin's never putting those on his body. Not
What?
one
Which
time.
ones? The shorts?
Those shorts, yeah.
I should have worn
If
the
you
knee
put
braces.
the knee braces
I
on,
should
it
have worn
would
the knee
look better.
braces.
Yeah, that would have set it off, I think.
If you
Well,
wanna-
tomorrow when I get ready for the game, I'm gonna call you and say, "Do you like
don't
this
do that,
outfit?"
don't do that. Don't do that.
What?
I'm just telling you what happens when it gets posted on the internet and they say, "Look at Ty, fly Ty."
You know, there was like a conspiracy last year. Like the people said, like the crazier my outfit looked, the better I played.
Well, the conspiracy I had last night, as soon as I saw that one, I knew.
You knew it was bad.
Yeah.
But you tweeted something in my defense early.
Hella big brain.
Hella big brain.
Yeah.
Because you're seeing a court.
I was seeing a court for a while, and then I don't know what happened.
It's all right. It's all going to come together. But I saw this one, and I thought to myself, I don't know if that's a winner. I don't know if it's a winner.
All right, you know what though? You're not gonna make every shot you shoot. Did you make every?
Never. I shanked a lot of punts.
That's what I'm saying. So
And I dress like an
maybe
asshole.
that's a miss.
And I dress like an asshole.
I liked it, but if you're telling me it's a miss, we'll say
No,
it's a miss.
no. It's
not a miss.
It's just not one of your top.
Can we run back the Inspector Gadget? We need the Inspector Gadget
jacket,
again.
That fucking jacket.
Yeah, that you had to inflate before you put it
The
on.
peacoat. It's not peacoat season yet. The weather's been nice here in Indiana.
It has been beautiful.
It's been beautiful. So I would love to get my peacoats out, but we're waiting for the weather to come down a
If
little
it
bit.
means anything, I'm not saying that it's a crop costume. I'm just saying it's not one of your best.
There's one
Okay.
you see and you just,
We're 11 games in, right? And that's probably you think it's probably 11 out of 11?
I thought that was like a preseason one. Yeah, I thought that was like a preseason fit there.
Okay. Well, I'll be better tomorrow. I'm going to go home, get in my closet, and lock in today.
oh, shit.
Wow.
Be like, I was talking shit.
No.
Wear your gold
This
medal.
Should I wear
better
the-
be good,
the USA
Tyrese.
tank top?
Maybe.
That
Maybe
you
USA
wear?
tank top, gold medal.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, wear the
singlet.
uniform.
Maybe you should let
Maybe a singlet. Yeah,
Singlet would be cool.
Pay honor to
Like Michael
wrestling.
Kurt
Cole.
Angle
Like
singlet?
Michael Cole, yeah.
Yeah,
Kurt Angle singlet.
Michael Cole singlet.
Oh, that's terrible. With the headgear?
Yeah.
Was it orange?
Yeah.
And it said Cole on the front?
Bingo.
Yeah, you're a coal miner. I didn't know you were
Shout
a
out
coal
to Michael
miner.
Cole. Trash.
What?
Trash attire.
Whoa!
Come on, man.
I've been thinking about what would be my WWE attire. How did you pick yours? You just
What was it? I was jorts and a tank top.
you just opened the closet.
Figured it out. I figured it out pretty quick.
Yeah, you had pants. You had pants.
You did have
Yeah,
pants.
one time.
in the
Pants
later
and a black
joggers.
tank?
Yeah, the joggers.
Mania.
That was a bad idea. I wore jeans one time.
The ropes hurt, by the way. We
Yes.
talked about that.
It all hurt.
I went to the, what is that in Orlando? The
Performance Center.
Performance Center. And I was trying to run on the ropes. I was like, this shit hurts.
All of it.
bro. I was running. How they do that? Like Braun Breaker? Be breaking the ring and that shit hurt.
Yeah.
And I jumped off the top rope on like the foam one.
That's a fun time.
It's heights though. It's not for me.
You stood on that metal base up there?
Yep.
What'd
I
you do?
did.
Backflip? Front flip?
Body splash. Just straight body splash.
There you go.
On the foam.
On the fake body?
Yeah, I have a video. Yeah, on the fake body. I took a video. Didn't post it. Didn't want any panic amongst Pacer fans.
When was this? In the last couple of days?
No, this was before the season when I was talking shit about Orlando.
Oh, okay, when you were down there.
Yes.
Great time. NXT is a great place.
Yeah.
A lot of greats have been through there.
We love it.
They call me an NXT legend, actually.
Great people. Great people.
Yeah, some of their fans can.
Oh, and I'm not talking about the fans.
Well, their fans are the most mad about them being in WWE 2K.
Yeah.
They got in over some NXT.
We got to fix your attributes, though.
Amen.
Your
Thank you
attributes
telling
are weak.
us.
I already went in there and put you guys up. I was like,
Thank
I
you.
can't even play as your guys' character.
You guys are crop? I didn't know you guys were such a
Oh,
crop.
they're like
We're all-
60 overall.
Whoa, 71,
Yeah,
prick.
easy. We're all crowd.
Trash.
We're all crowd.
AJ has the best entrance, though.
Yeah, well,
Oh, yeah.
that was well planned.
AJ has the best entrance.
Yeah,
by
him
far.
explaining it to the person what he wants, and I want to stand there, and I want to stare him down.
And wait.
And he just stands in the ring. His entrance is fire.
Are you
Cross-eyed, too.
Royal Rumble tickets on sale tomorrow? Pre-sale yesterday.
Yes, I was a part of that announcement.
It's good. Really?
I was, yeah.
Hell yes. Love everything about it.
Yeah, I would love to go to the Rumble. Planning on it. Play the Hawks at 5 o'clock that night.
Perfect.
So hopefully, after
playing?
the game, I just get in the car and go right to
No fouls. No fouls.
Are you playing?
Yeah, hurry. No media. So media, if you want to talk to me after the game, it's not happening.
That's a good question.
Are you playing
Am I playing what?
in
in that game?
Yeah.
Like that schedule up, how many of those are you going to take off?
Oh, I'm not taking any games off.
What are you talking
What's your
about? That's
thoughts,
what you guys do.
huh?
We take games off?
Not
NBA
taking
guys.
any
Well,
NBA days.
everybody's
Is this
into
what
this
we're gonna
load
do?
management.
Huh?
I
Load management?
I appreciate you playing.
I
We
try- if
appreciate
I
the
can
fans
play, I'm
appreciate
going to
you
play.
showing up playing.
If I
Take a
can't
night
play, I'm
off.
going to
You
play.
earned it.
If I
Thank
can
you.
play, I'm going to play. Last year, I was playing on one leg for the second half of the season, but
Nope.
I had to get that 65 games, so
Yeah, good.
I was out there.
A little bit of incentive.
Yeah.
I needed to.
I also wanted to play. I love basketball, so.
Is there more of that happening around the NBA than we? Because the conversation is these guys don't want to play. They're
Oh, that's just a stupid conversation to
No,
have.
it's
Really?
not.
Because Embiid doesn't want to fucking play.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Guy
you think
doesn't
Joel
love
Embiid doesn't
ball
want to play?
anymore.
I do
He's like
think he doesn't
one of the
wanna
greatest
play.
players on earth. You think he doesn't want to play?
Precisely.
He'll go out there and get 40. If he's healthy, he'll go out there and get 40 every night. You think he doesn't want to
That's
do
what I'm
that?
saying. He played last night. He's not healthy. He scored like 12 points. Like, so
Well,
what are we
he
doing?
obviously he doesn't look healthy, does he?
He
So-
came out.
He was
Embiid-
pouting walking into the game.
Well, he wasn't feeling
Just
good.
rusty,
He was
right?
He wasn't pouting.
He was
Joel
pouting.
isn't a very, he doesn't smile a ton. He's always serious.
He came out and said he was trolling. That he did the whole not playing back to backs to fuck with people, basically.
Which is Joel Embiid football.
If Joel is healthy, I mean, he's unbelievable. Just I think the commentary around us NBA players sometimes is like they're soft. They don't, that probably is the commentary, right?
That is, yes.
Yeah, they're soft. They
And the
don't wanna
load management.
play.
I mean, you heard Chuck right there. Chuck was like, "We appreciate you playing basketball." It's like that is the conversation. Is
Yeah, that's foolishness.
Okay,
Foolishness. If guys are sitting, it's for a reason. They're hurt.
got it. You don't think there's some people that are just like,
I don't want to go to
Fuck this.
No,
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 none.
no.
All right, shout out to the NBA then. They had it all wrong. Hell of a league.
You don't believe that. You don't believe what you're
Not
saying.
one bit, but I'm sure there's a couple guys that are like that. I'm sure. I think
I mean, in the NFL, aren't there some guys who
definitely, yeah, but not the majority.
not the majority of our league either.
Superstars though. It's all the big names. So whenever
That
it starts-
what? The big names at what?
Kawhi, Paul, Joel. I mean, like,
Kawhi's been hurt. Joel's been hurt. Who else do you want to go in?
but I'm just saying these are the things that happen. So like whenever people buy tickets to games here in the Pacers, for instance, and let's say Superstar comes to town and plays and is supposed to play. They're filling up this place. Not anymore because you're here. People are buying tickets for you. But let's say throughout my time here in Indiana, people fill up that arena for the other team.
Yep.
And then like 30 minutes before the game is announced that person's not playing. And it's they're just sitting down and it's rest. It's actual like load management decision. I think that happening, which definitely happened in the history of the NBA.
Yep, it has.
I think that conversation happening at all led to just everybody assuming.
Yeah, just being blown out of proportion.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, okay, I get that. I think over the course, we're 11 games in, right? So, I mean, there's not going to be a ton of load management currently. There probably will be some through the course of the year when guys are playing heavy minutes. I'm sure it'll happen. Guys need to take care of their body.
Well, and like the 65 game thing, like that happened for a reason. That's why everyone.
Yeah, that's encouraged guys. I mean, Kawhi played over 65 games last year. A lot of guys played over 65 games last year.
Yeah, but I think the biggest issue was when stars came to town, people paid money.
I mean, I understand people want to watch
And it
good
sucks for
players
the stars
play.
because you've earned you had to work your ass off to get to the point where people want to pay to come watch you play. So it's like quite one of those conversations.
Yeah.
That never gets talked about. Like the amount of work it got in to get to this point to sell out this arena should be talked about, but it isn't. It's just like, well, they're choosing not to play.
I just think that happens a lot less in our league than people think.
Okay.
I would argue that.
We set the narrative straight. That's
There we
journalism.
go. And like 82 games. Like it's like absolutely, there's going to be a few nights.
It's a lot of games, and if a guy is already playing through some pain and you're on a back-to-back, the second night of the back-to-back, I get it.
You think it's the narrative is not accurate?
I think it's blown out of proportion, for sure.
We set the record.
All right, boom.
Put it on a ticker.
Yep.
Put it on a SeatGeek ticker.
Put it on ticker. What's up with the ticker right now?
What's that?
It's going.
What do you mean?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Ticker's on the screen.
Oh, I'm tripping. Isn't there usually something up there?
No, it's
It's on the
over
other
here.
side. Yeah. There's a ticker.
Oh,
over
okay,
there.
okay. My bad. Sorry.
It's okay, man.
I didn't know.
Sometimes you get blinded by everything that's happening.
You haven't had two voices today.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Nice.
It's weird.
Have you been working?
I don't try to. Can we set that record?
Absolutely,
Well?
but it happens naturally. That's why I'm saying like it's weird that you've said all
Sometimes
these
it
words.
just happens. You get excited, your voice goes a little.
Oh,
higher.
not excited to be here.
That is not
Okay.
what happened.
Sometimes I'm just talking and I don't know what happened. You just switched.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to do that.
Tyrese, you're such a... Hey, we're lucky to have you here in Indy.
No, we're lucky to have you guys, man.
Nobody thinks that, but we are lucky.
A lot of people do think that.
What? That we're lucky to be here? We are lucky to be here. We're thankful you're here, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
It did suck. Basketball sucked in the city for a little while.
When are you going to come to a game?
Soon.
A
Friday.
lot going on.
You going to go tomorrow?
Yeah.
Come. Let me know.
You're going to the game?
He's not going to the game.
I don't know.
That's a good.
You going to the game?
Invite him to another party.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be there.
I'm invited to a party.
Next
He's not
one, I'll
coming.
be there. Next one, I'll be there.
It's unbelievable.
Halloween's not my
bullshit,
thing. It's not
Ty.
my thing.
How's a friendship with Caitlin Clark going?
Going good. She was just at the Knicks game. We went to the Butler game to watch Bulldogs the other day. Got a good win against Western Michigan.
It's good for the city that you two are as close as you are. Well, obviously, Iowa State and Iowa being represented very well out here, but you two are, the future of the city.
Yeah, we're trying. I'm trying to hold my end. She's doing her thing. She's going to do her thing. I got to hold my end of the
Are you a
bargain.
golfer?
I'm not a golfer. I did see her shank one the other day. though.
Yeah, but other than that, other than the topping one right into somebody's face, which is going to happen, especially if you're not a professional,
People ducked.
she hits the shit out of that ball.
Yeah.
Like, I bet you, this is just
putting.
Great swing.
20-foot putt she buries.
Yeah.
If she focused on golf, I assume she'd be the best golfer in the world. It's like, well, we found out she could have been the best soccer player on earth too if she wanted to. And then obviously she just chose to be the best basketball player. It's like,
I feel like most shooters are good at golf. It's an interesting thing. Me and Steph talked about that for a little
Ray
bit.
Allen, great.
Yeah.
Steph is really good at golf. Just like that touch. Me? No.
That's what I wasn't going to say, but it was sitting right.
Maybe that's why I'm not shooting well right now because I
Luka
can't golf.
Garza's a stick.
We got a golf sim up here.
Maybe I need to go work on my swing and then
Luka
I'll start.
Garza is a good player.
He's a great.
Luka Garza's a good player.
Yeah, he can golf.
He's a good player.
Yeah.
Good shooter.
Good player.
You know this. You
We
know.
want to say something bad? Luka
No.
Garza's a good player.
I was gonna say if anyone knows, it's Tyrese. He knows he's a fucking
Okay.
He's a
Where is
dog.
that going?
He's a dog. What?
Where are you going with that?
Did you play against
He played
Luka?
against.
I did.
Yeah, so you know he's a fucking dog. That's all I'm saying.
Oh.
How'd that go when you played against him?
Oh, we lost. I lost both my games against
I
Iowa.
wasn't even saying that. Listen, I've been pounding
I did.
drum.
I did lose both games against Iowa.
Wow.
It's all right.
Wow.
Wow, I didn't know that.
That's not what I was getting at.
He knew he was getting at that.
Do you think you deserve the popcorn bucket?
Me? I don't want the popcorn bucket, but I think it deserves to be gone. Like I don't want it. I don't know Lisa. Great coach. I don't know Lisa at all, but I do know Caitlin. And out of respect for Caitlin, I wouldn't do anything negative with that bobblehead. I would, I could throw it away. I wouldn't do that.
Would be negative.
That'd be negative. So what I'll do is I'll take it and I'll give it to Caitlin and say this is his new home.
Wow,
now.
a gift from us. That'd be great.
Yeah, gift from McAfee.
now we're mentioning it.
do that.
Maybe you do give her the popcorn bucket.
and the bobblehead. And you got to find something to fill that gap.
All right, sweet. We'll do that from the show, from the program. Thank you, Ty.
Find something to fill that gap.
Already
Don't
got
you
it.
worry.
What's that guy's name? Herky?
Yeah, we'll just slide Herky in there. No problem.
You should have.
Trash mascot.
Oh yeah, Psy's great.
Jeez.
Psy's great.
Psy's great. Psy is great.
Psy fucking stinks, dude. You know it.
Okay. We beat the shit out of you guys this year already.
Yeah, you did.
And
You
then
guys
basketball
had-
season's coming. You're going to beat the shit out of you guys in that.
Well,
too.
man.
Really?
What did happen to Iowa
Maybe.
State football?
I
They
was
kind of
gonna say-
melted the last
Hey,
couple
calm
weeks.
down over there. What's going on right
What
now?
You guys were 9-0, then you lost.
Lost 2 straight weeks.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
At home.
First one was at home.
Exactly.
The KU, I didn't see that one coming.
Me either.
They gave up, what, 50? How many points? They
Yeah.
50?
Wow.
A lot.
What's
You
coach
don't even
there?
have a college sports team.
Exactly.
calling plays.
What are you
Jump
talking
in.
about over there?
What's the coach there at Iowa State?
Coach Campbell, Matt Campbell, great coach.
Great coach.
He is a great coach.
Maybe he decides to go to the NFL, though, you know?
Come to the
Thought about
Colts.
it a couple years ago.
Should come to the Colts.
Oh, no.
Huh?
Colts, we got a coach.
You got a coach here. What's wrong with you over there?
Have you
We
talked
got
to
a coach
AR?
at Iowa State. We got a coach for the Colts.
You,
Calm down.
you and Caitlin obviously hang out and are friends and everything like that. That's awesome. Another young player in a position of leadership here in Indianapolis. AR, you talk to AR much, Anthony Richardson?
I haven't talked to him. Obviously, there's a lot going on there, but we got my full support. I'm excited to see. Excited to see him back this weekend. I'm excited to see it.
Hell yeah, me too.
I'm all for it, man.
I hope
for
he's
it.
great. I hope he's incredible. He said the right thing. Yesterday's quote was awesome.
What did he say? I didn't hear it.
Hold on. It's good. Hey,
Yeah,
it's a great quote.
the quotes on social are kind of bullshit, actually, once you hear the full entire thing. Because people
Yeah, I
vary.
need the full context.
Yeah.
Don't.
Okay, so here was the question he was asked yesterday.
Okay, let me hear it.
What appreciation do you have for the position that you were in as the face of the franchise and being QB1 after not playing? Okay, so that's like,
It's a deep. That's a deep question.
yeah, like do you understand what's going on here?
Yeah. Okay. Let's hear his answer.
He says, man, there's a lot of appreciation, but it's more understanding now. You understand the magnitude of everything. You understand the magnitude of the position. You understand the magnitude of the work that you have to put in just to make sure you're right for the team. But I definitely appreciate it. I'm forever grateful and happy and excited to get going again this week. But I'm very thankful at the end of it. It's like,
Yeah, that's fire.
that's the right, hey.
That's the right outlook. If you look at it as like, why is this happening to me? Shit can go bad quick. But it seems like he's like, why not me? Why wouldn't this happen to me? Like, use that to feel you the right way.
Agreed.
Seems like he's approaching it the right way.
I like that. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Self-aware?
It did
Yeah,
feel,
that's good.
I did feel like there was some self-awareness.
Who did they play this weekend?
Jets.
Jets.
Oh, okay.
Got flexed out of prime time.
Yep.
Thank God.
That just happened to us too.
What?
We were supposed to play the Bucks on prime time.
Oh, well, that's not you guys.
Oh, man, that's probably both of us.
What got picked instead? LA versus?
Pelicans versus Warriors.
Oh, Zion.
You're not playing.
What?
He's hurt.
Yeah.
He's out.
Zion's out?
I know,
Yeah.
crazy, right?
Shocker.
Their whole team is hurt. Everybody.
Everybody's hurt in the NBA right now.
Why? You guys weren't ready for the season?
No, there's a lot of injuries going on right now.
Is that normal? Joint, muscle, what type of injuries?
I mean, we had 2 guys on our team tore their Achilles within 4 games.
Oh, my gosh.
Both our backup bigs. That's never happened in NBA history. 2 guys tear their Achilles in 1 week, let alone one team.
Oh, my
So
God.
it's just bad luck. Sucks.
Godspeed to them.
Yeah,
Please tell them
yeah.
we say T's and P's. All right, well, good luck the rest of the way. Hey, whenever you're wearing these, you got to win.
Mm-hmm. Sunday.
Got to win.
Sunday's the debut of
Must win.
Must win.
Must win.
What
There you
color?
go.
Let's make sure we have a good pregame costume, too.
Outfit.
Huh?
Outfit. Why do we call it a costume?
You know what it is.
I don't know what it is. What does that mean?
It's a costume.
Why is it a costume?
Because you know you're about to get your photo taken, and you're saying, hey, this is my high fashion costume for this evening. You know that.
Sometimes it's not high fashion. Sometimes a hoodie and sweats. Is that high fashion?
I'll tell you what, if I would have seen hoodie and sweats last night, I might have
Hammered.
You know, really.
This guy's ready to go.
And you never do it. We don't do hoodie and sweats either. We look to you for fashion. We don't need you dressing like us.
That's not the thing.
We dress like assholes. You're a fashion guy. We need you to
I think you guys dress well.
Thank
You're
you.
so kind.
He's a good guy.
This
think
guy
you guys
is
dress
a good
well.
guy. He's a lie right
I'm a
there.
fan. Why is that a lie?
I dress like an asshole. We all know that.
We got to fix your WWE attire a little bit.
What are you talking about?
The tank with the joggers?
Yeah, but the tank had.
Let's get you some Pumas. Let's get you some Pumas.
Oh, big Puma.
There we go.
Big Puma.
There we
How
go.
are the shoes? Are they comfortable?
Yeah, they're comfy.
I think I had a pair of those back in the day.
I don't know if I want you to wrestle in these. Not enough ankle support for you.
No, but I'm just saying, also think I should tape my ankles next time I wrestle.
You didn't tape them last time?
No, it could be a cool look though.
Are you gonna be in the Rumble?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Are you in the Rumble?
Am I in the Rumble?
Yeah.
Am I?
Are you?
Are you?
Am I?
Maybe.
Is Caitlyn in the Rumble?
Is she?
Is she?
Is she?
I don't know. You tell me.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
That's what you guys were laughing at on the sideline of Butler the other night.
I'm going to Rumble.
Can't wait.
That's what we were talking about. Yeah. Well, I don't know what my attire would be. That outfit I wore last night.
Singlet.
No, I'm not wearing a singlet. I'm not big enough.
That's why.
That's why it'd be awesome.
That's why you wear the singlet.
No.
That's like a part of the
clown.
whole thing.
Yeah.
Probably some basketball shorts or something. That's lame, though.
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah,
do-
dude.
And trunks is lame. I can't do trunks.
That.
Boom.
Boom.
Stop.
You come out of that,
That's
you're
a-
winning the Rumble.
That's a promo attire.
$1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
Okay.
I think that's what you go for.
Yeah, it could be.
That could be that's a good promo
Why don't you
attire.
dress like Kane? Just come out dressed as Kane.
with a mask?
Everything.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Long
Maybe
hair.
Doink. Maybe dress up like Doink the
No.
Clown.
That's not a bad
talking.
one. Val Venus.
Who are your top 5 wrestlers of all time? Dress up like all them combined.
Yeah, do that.
Shelton Benjamin, John
Shelton
Cena.
Benjamin. He's got a good attire.
Gargano.
He does. He wears a singlet.
No, he doesn't. Oh, he did.
Yeah.
I was talking about Shelton Benjamin when I was growing up. You know, he wore the blue, he wore trunks, but they weren't
Oh, God.
they weren't cut up here. They were yeah.
So the jump up to the top rope that I do is because of Shelton Benjamin, obviously.
Is it?
Yeah. He can still do it.
That's
I can't.
big kudos to you. That is a lot tougher than people think.
Yeah, well,
I was looking at the ring there's no way I could do that.
I'm batting like 666 on it. I certainly missed one at SummerSlam. Boy, I thought I was dead. Yeah.
It was raining.
Slick
It was a
rope.
little slick.
It was raining.
It was slippery?
Oh, yeah, because humidity. It was the middle of SummerSlam. So I didn't even think about the humidity or anything in that. Had no idea going in. Just like, this should be no problem. And then I oh, no. And then Corbin's up there like, you fat ass. I'm like, what? Yeah, what? Poof, poof. Get out of here, brother. But yeah, I had a good time. That's because Shelton Benjamin.
I got to come up with an attire that's presentable.
We found it.
Yeah.
That is not it.
That is- Wait,
Roman wears a cool attire. Can I steal Roman's?
No.
I don't think you should try to do it.
Don't you dare.
No, Jey Uso. I could do that.
You want to eat?
Itchy Bond Hulk Hogan, maybe.
Ooh.
Oh, that's not bad. That'd
be cool.
That would be cool if you did that. That
No,
would be cool.
I think Jey Uso is the attire to take.
Why don't you paint your face like Jeff Hardy?
That'd be sweet too.
That's what you should do.
Because I'm not trying to
Singing
get
like
I'm
Jeff
not trying to
Hardy?
hit a swanton bomb. That would hurt.
Well, the Swantonio bomb, the Paisan. You should do the half Jeff Hardy face and then half Sting.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Now we're
Half
talking.
Hardy, half Sting.
Yeah.
With the cane mask.
Oh my God.
With the cane mask.
You can take the cane mask off.
And yeah, so it's Kane. No, it's not. And you look this way and they're like, oh, he's Sting. You're like, nope. And they're like, oh, it's Jeff Hardy. And then no, you look back at him and you're like, it's Tyrese.
What the hell's going on?
You're 4 guys, including yourself. That'd be cool.
Yeah, no. Shawn Michaels or Jey Uso. That's what I'm thinking for my attire.
All right.
With the broken hearts on the tights.
That'd be cool.
That'd be fire.
What's your song?
No, that's a good question. I have no clue. I've thought about that.
What would you pick?
I don't know. I have no clue.
So you haven't like just decided on
Paris by Jay-Z and Kanye West.
what? I don't think that's the name
That's
of it.
not the name of
Yeah,
it.
it is Paris.
Paris?
No.
I haven't heard
Otis?
What does that mean? I don't understand what that
How's it
means.
go?
It gets people going. It's provocative.
Yeah, see, so you know it. That's the lyrics. Paris.
That's
No.
not the name of the song.
That's not the name of
What's the name of the song, Connor? Say it.
I'm okay.
Pat,
But I
say
know
it.
it's not called Paris.
Pat, say the name of the song.
I don't think I know what song you're talking about.
Well, you just quoted some lyrics, so it seems
No,
like you
I
know
was
the
just
name.
saying that as something that was like, wow, that's.
Does anybody want to say the name?
Gets the people going.
So you know the lyrics. So why don't you
That's
say
not
it?
the lyrics.
I,
So
I'm
what are you
not,
talking
I
about?
didn't name the song, so I don't know why you're
What's
looking at
it
me
called?
like I did.
Paris. Do you have any arguments? Anybody want to argue that it's not called Paris?
Well, look.
It's definitely not.
I don't
Called
think
So
not
what is it called? I would
Paris.
love to hear it.
I think AJ will actually.
Yeah.
AJ?
Yeah.
I don't even know who you're talking about, guys. I'm sorry about it.
You don't know who Jay-Z and Kanye West are? Okay.
Oh,
Dirty!
dude, I don't-
Dirty!
That song I'm not sure of.
Dirty, we need some help here. What's the name of the? Do you know the song from Watch the Throne?
Yeah, I think that song is called "Niggas in Paris."
Okay, that's
Tyrese.
the song.
Oh,
Thank
you're only
you.
half allowed to say that.
Thank you. Thank you, Dirty. Oh. All right. I didn't know what it was for sure, but now I
know. Wow.
Yeah, I do remember.
Bro,
That's
don't
crazy.
thought of I know who said it back there. For a second, I paused it.
Is that Gumpy?
Yeah, Bruce Brown. He's from Connecticut.
Can't believe Coach Pagano
Hey,
said
bro, my
that.
heart stopped for a second, bro. Oh man,
That
that's
would
good
be
shit.
that would be a great song to come out to.
Yeah, just the beat of that.
You could do a Mellencamp song.
Ooh, Lil Diddy.
Yeah.
Tyrese coming down to the ring.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fire. Sweet Caroline.
One basketball guy about to get his ass kicked.
Whoa.
Sorry. About to do some ass kicking.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Tyrese fire. Yeah, maybe.
Throw Cody Rhodes.
It's got to be something cool. I've imagined that because, one day I'm going to have an entrance and the song's going to go on. Somebody's going to be like, who in the hell is that? That's going to happen one day.
But are you in the Royal Rumble? You just told us you were in the Royal Rumble.
Am I?
Wait, what number are you coming out?
Sounds like it.
I'm asking you guys.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So say that was me. Music hits. You know those awkward moments where the people in the crowd, like there's no pop? No pop during the Rumble. It's just like, who is that?
Yeah, that's not going to happen for you.
It could if nobody knows what my song is going to be.
No, but they'll put Tyrese Haliburton.
Yeah.
They'll say it real big. Here at Lucas Oil, place would go banana.
Isn't it going to be that stage where it's like the super long?
Well, that was at a baseball stadium, I think.
So what do you think is going to be at the Rumble?
I think it'll be a big one, but I think they'll still have big screens. I think they'll say Tyrese Haliburton somewhere.
You think I'd get a pop?
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
Do like one of the songs from like the Jim Irsay collection because it's at Lucas Oil.
Yeah, have Jim sing.
Yeah, there it is.
There we go.
Jim Irsay
Please.
perform.
50 Cent perform.
Well, I mean,
do
Fifth,
that.
Fifth is certainly a good
Do that.
performance. In the Club, also a phenomenal
Yeah.
entrance song. If you were to do that, I would assume. Plus, there is.
You can
That
do
whole album. Have him play the whole album.
Many Men?
Yeah,
Many Men.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. Have him play the whole entire Get Rich or Die Trying album, and then you come out to that might be considered the greatest entrance of all time.
Think so?
Or Jim Irsay.
Are there any artists from Indy?
Yeah. John Mellencamp.
Oh, Mellencamp's from Indy?
Oh my God, you're disgusting. Don't. You knew that, John Mellencamp.
I did not know that. I know
Mark
that now.
Cuban?
But Jack and Diane is in my phone.
Mark Cuban.
It's a good song.
It is good.
It's a good song. Always gets them going.
It does. It gets the people going.
It's in my playlist, White Mom.
What's that?
I have a White Mom playlist.
What's that for?
Oh, because you have a.
I have a white mother.
Nice.
So it consists of all music that my mother would listen to.
What are some of those white mom songs if you had to go through them?
Hey There, Delilah.
Oh,
What's it like in New York City? Sure.
that's a great song.
Jack and Diane, of course.
Lil Diddy, yeah.
But also just radio hits because my mom was a frequent radio listener. So like TikTok by
Kesha?
Oh,
Any Maroon 5 song.
Sure.
Sugar.
Yes, me.
Yeah.
okay.
It's my playlist, White Mom playlist.
White Mom is the name of it.
It is. It's a picture of me and my mother.
That's cool.
That is cool. Good for you. I'm not going to ask the other question, obviously. Do you have two playlists?
Yeah, it begs.
Yeah. The other one?
I do have another playlist, yes.
What is the name of the other playlist?
It's not Black Dad. If that was curious about.
Okay.
All right, just doing journalism here.
Make it sure.
I have a throwback playlist where the description is songs that remind me of my dad.
Oh, that's sick.
So it's all like songs my dad listened to growing up.
All right, I love it. Hey, we appreciate the hell out of you, man.
Yeah,
We're
appreciate
lucky
you
you're in
guys.
Indianapolis.
Very much.
And we buried the ball last night.
Yep.
Yeah, we washed it off.
We're
Buried
on to
the ball.
Miami.
Yeah, we flushed it.
Flushed it. There it is.
We did
Flushed
it
it
all.
down to Miami.
Tomorrow night in Indianapolis, Indiana. The first of the NBA Cup games for the Indiana Pacers.
Hell yeah.
Last year, they won the silver medal.
Civil matter.
Forget it. Good luck to you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyrese Haliburton. All right, I'm on the Eagles. AJ's on the Commanders. Chuck Pagano is on the Eagles. Have you
Do you
vacillated?
think I'm really going to bet against my blood?
Oh, no.
Now you're walking.
What?
Coach.
So you're going.
What's happening, Chuck?
Did you really think that was going to happen?
No way. No way. Is that what's happening right now?
Give me the 4 points in the Washington Commanders.
Whoa!
He's fucking cooked.
Would you
man.
bet against your brother if he
what-
was on the other team?
Oh
if he was
my
coaching for the Commander, would you bet against him?
No, sir.
He texts
sir.
you.
No, sir.
That's crazy. That's one of the biggest waffles and vacillations I've ever seen in my entire life.
I'm with you, AJ.
All right,
Now
Chuck.
you
I
want
need-
to change? Are you going to change now, or are you going to stay?
Oh, I'm all. I feel even better about my pick now. Chuck.
Yes,
you know
sir.
that.
2 Paganos on Commanders now?
When has him waffling ever?
Well, what happens after the waffle, some people would really be interested.
Well,
Well, he getting his ass ate?
All right, let's get out of here.
You don't want to do what this man does behind closed doors, Tyrese. Just say that.
You all right?
I'm great.
Let's focus on
Consequences.
Sorry, my bad.
Let's
Yum,
focus-
yum,
Why
yum,
am I
yum,
laughing?
yum.
Why am I smiling?
Let's focus on the game.
Yeah, right.
Oh, it's going to be.
Who do you like, Commanders or Eagles?
Eagles.
Boom.
Okay.
That's my pick. I'm with you. I'm sorry for
damn
going against
you.
the Pagano family.
I'm going back. No.
Jeez, could you imagine the seesaw?
Vacillate.
Snip, snap.
Hey,
All
we
right.
looked at vacillate.
Yeah, it's a great word. Hey, Chuck, you want to do a giveaway for the people?
Hell yeah.
Tyrese, if you have to leave, you can certainly leave, and we appreciate it. Or if you want to hang out and see if he can make a shot here.
He's shooting?
Yeah.
Throw.
Football.
The football.
Oh, I thought he was a jumper.
No. Well, he could. Don't you worry about it.
Yeah,
Come on,
that'd be
dude.
sweet.
Do
He
it.
could
If
be
you
a
had to.
jumper.
I've already wasted all the basketballs here. Tyrese, number 1 to 50.
29.
29 winners of $500. All Chuck has to do is put that football into this hoop right over here. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh,
Wow, the confidence
I was
is
gonna
great.
say, I like that.
That's
Not
what
fucking
we're
around.
talking about.
There was no delay to that. That was nice.
Tyrese Haliburton actually has a message of motivation for you as you try to win 29 people $500, Chuck.
You can do it.
And that right there is the reason
What it's all
why.
about.
Going into the holiday season, 29 people.
Oh, what? Off the glass?
That wasn't bad. The bank is also.
Really?
Yeah, bank is money. Speaking
Literally.
of money, 29 people could win $500. AJ Hawk has something to tell you that can really lock you in.
Chuck, don't think about what's going to happen when you get back home. Just focus on this shot.
Yeah.
We know you get all juiced up, get a little excited if you start thinking about what's coming in about 8 hours.
Yeah. What's coming? Who's coming? 29
You,
people,
brother.
$500. Chuck
Chuck.
Pagano guided it. Didn't want that one to hit.
That'll
Didn't
rock
want that
up.
one to hit. Could tell Boston Connor actually has been taking his time over the last few days to write something up for you, Chuck, to really get you into the position to bury that football into that hoop right over there.
Charles, what's your middle name? David. Charles David Pagano. Your family's watching. Your family's coaching. Constance Pagano wouldn't want you to miss this. When you get home, your wife's going to eat your ass because you waffle.
Out.
Wrote that down.
Eat your ass out. Excuse me. Now put this ball in that hoop so other people can make some money off of your picks.
That was great.
Wrote that down. Wrote that down.
Poetry.
Yesterday.
Clear the tears.
Yep.
Is that a haiku?
Clear the tears.
No, too many syllables.
Need you to bury it here. 29 people, $500. Chuck Pagano, yes.
Oh.
Finish your story, Chuck.
God damn it, Chuck.
Finish your story,
God
Chuck.
damn it.
Chuck Pagano, the good news is the people that are going to watch this clip have no idea that you just missed a couple. All they know is that Ty Schmidt has something very motivational for you, and you're going to make it.
Chuck, if you don't make this, I'm not going to let you eat any fucking Pizza Hut after this.
Whoa.
So, you know,
Uh-oh.
we
Whoa.
both know no one out pizzas the Hut. And yeah,
Nobody.
Exactly.
Nobody pizzas.
Nobody
And
out-pizzas the Hut.
Nobody out pizzas the Hut. And nobody named Chuck Pagano is going to be eating any fucking Pizza Hut if you don't put this thing in the hoop.
Chuck, I don't think I've ever heard more stricter consequences to something.
Come on.
Could you imagine watching us gather around these tables as the Pizza Hut is laid out as a family, and you just have to sit there and look and watch that thing in a corner in a chair?
Like a
Could you
loop.
imagine having to do that? Nobody wants you to do that because no one
And we mean no one.
out-pizzas the Hut. So why don't you go ahead and put that in so you can bury some pizza into that suck hole later? Oh,
God damn.
I was the one that did it.
That's tough. Looks like you're going to be a cuckold of Pizza Hut.
I'm saving this one. This is the money ball.
well, then
Well, then
throw it
why,
down.
are you throwing
why
that one?
wouldn't you-
Why are you throwing that
What
one?
about
then?
this one?
Fuck, Sky. I'm shaving this. This one's going next. I'm going to make it.
I'm going to shave this for a better day.
Watch this. Can you believe these guys?
Hey, Tyrese.
Can't hear you, Chuck. Can't hear you, Chuck.
You see what I have to go through?
Is that the guy from Austin Powers?
Chip, you tell me. Tyrese, you're an Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah.
God, we very rarely get a chance to be around.
So cool.
Greatness like that. Why don't you share a word on how you became this Olympic gold medalist, and maybe it'll inspire a young Chuck David Pagano into burying a football into a hoop right over there for 29 winners of $500.
You know what I did before I won a gold medal? I sunk this shot.
Yes, he did.
True story.
And yes, you can. 29 people, $500. Maybe you could become an Olympic gold medalist. Nope, not with that
man.
Off the side of that
Not with that one.
Hey, I might be the wrong guy to be giving speeches right now.
What's that?
Dude, you can't just put off the inevitable.
Okay, hold.
Made it.
They're all bad.
You got to think. Can we have a thought here just for a second?
Breathe.
Jeez Louise, can we try to put it in the hoop? Can we try to? Gumpy, obviously big fan of yours, has some words for you to hear before you attempt to win 29 people $500 on this glorious Tyrese Haliburton Thursday.
Yeah, Chuck, I know you've missed your last 3 bets, but I think you waffled in the right direction. I think the Commanders are going to win tonight, and I think you're going to hit this fucking shot, brother.
Wow.
Here you go.
You guys are on the same team all of a sudden. Well, 29 people joined that team.
Yes.
Say, I'm thankful I won $500 going into the holiday season. Chuck Pagano. All right.
This guy's never going to win.
One left.
Okay.
One left.
All right.
Then what happened?
Let me throw this, please.
It's over.
Then the show's over.
Yeah.
Please.
Think about ending the show on that note. That's what's about to happen.
Just like he misses.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. Actually,
Exactly.
you'll be the one that will wrap
Yep.
it up. We got to do a team on me, team on 3, though. Do the whole thing. AJ, you've been watching from Ohio.
Come on.
What have you been seeing?
I know.
What are your
Let it
thoughts?
fly. Let it fly, Chuck. Don't let anybody get in your head. I know Gumpy gave you a nice positive message. Just think good thoughts, Chuck. That ball, let that thing fly. It doesn't look like it's 19 pounds coming out of your hand anyway.
Connor, what do you think about Chuck Pagano's chances here?
Just, I don't think any motivation is helping you. So think about getting the ash eaten, and that might help you put the ball.
That's
in
a lot
the
of
hoop.
motivation.
Think about that.
Because the vacillating.
And the Vaseline probably.
No,
coming.
vacillating.
Whoa.
Miss Tina's a great lady. Miss Tina's a great
I
lady.
love Miss Tina. I have nothing against her.
She would like her husband to obviously be a decisive person as opposed to waffling back and forth.
Which he has.
And he has waffled today, hasn't he?
Mhm.
That syrup's going to be thick on that waffle.
Big.
Oh, boy.
Chuck Pagano, 29 people, $500. All you do is put that football in that hoop right over there.
Oh,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah, Chuck.
Way to go, Tyrese.
Good.
Yeah. 29 people.
Let's go, Chuck.
29 people. 500. Back.
Boom. Oh, there it is.
Boom. 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 Wow. That was exhilarating. That's good news for the NBA Cup.
Felt good.
Great news for the NBA Cup. Bring the boom, Charles. Bring the boom. Yeah.
Tyrese, you can't feel the boom. You're never gonna win the NBA Cup. You need to start feeling it a little bit. Chuck, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's good news for the Commanders, I think.
God.
All right, Chuck, great work today. Tyrese, thank you for stopping by. Super cool Cityway jerseys.
So sweet.
Awesome.
City. You keep saying City Way. City. I'm going to correct you to end it.
Okay, Cityway is an apartment complex downtown.
That's right.
So this is City jersey.
Okay. City jersey.
City jersey. We all saw it on the internet about 3 hours before our show went live, so it wasn't a big surprise. But I'll tell you what, with it on, makes me feel cool.
You're the first one with it.
First ever.
First ever.
Oh my God.
Damn.
Boom.
True story.
Talk about bringing the boom.
Oh.
Boom.
Boom. 5 big booms. I got it.
Yeah, okay.
5 big booms.
Yeah, we get it.
AJ, great work today, bud.
Thank you. Good job.
Sorry you don't have your own City jersey. That sucks for you.
I know. I'm jealous.
The FOMO's got to be absurd for you.
Oh, my God.
Could you imagine?
What is the QR code? Where does that go to? Where does it take me?
That's a good question, Tyrese. Where am I headed to here?
So the QR code by the company right there, Spoke Note, every time you scan, it's different. So it depends on what is going on at that moment. So I'm sure if you scan that around All-Star time, it would take you to a video to vote for certain guys for All-Star. Right now, I'm sure it would show you the unveiling of the City Edition jersey if you scanned it right now.
Oh, nice. I like the future meeting the present. That's a good idea. QR codes change. I didn't know that. I thought QR code sent you one place. Spoke No changes the game.
Always.
Just like Tyrese Haliburton did.
Amen.
Proud of you, buddy. Way to go, Tyrese.
Oh, yeah, Tyrese.
And by the way, the hoop's getting bigger. Start tomorrow night.
Yes, sir.
Hoop's getting bigger, I can already tell.
Yep. Saw my math teacher last night. She was at the game, so she taught me about the law of averages.
Okay, that's good news.
Yeah, big
also,
news.
Remember, hand in the cookie jar.
Yeah, beef.
Hand in the cookie jar.
Don't forget that.
Yep.
Beef. I've heard that one a long
The
time.
fundamentals.
What is beef?
Balance, eyes, elbow, follow through.
Oh, yeah.
One more time, Ty.
Balance, eyes, elbow, follow through.
Boom. Hand in the cookie jar.
That's right.
That looks
what I
good.
need you
Yeah,
to
that's like 80%.
Bring the beef.
Bingo.
We got a roster spot open
Yeah.
for you.
Beef.
Beef. Beef. What?
Beef.
I don't know if we can do that. I think they TM'd that.
Oh, did they?
5 big beefs?
Yeah, I don't think you can. No. The boom with the beef. I think you have to say boom.
Well, listen, we don't want to get in any trouble.
Exactly.
But we certainly want you to beef the shit out of that thing tomorrow night. You know what? Your beef is just fine. And let's not have any beef with anybody this year. Unless they need it. Find somebody courtside.
Odds of that are very low.
What's that?
Me not having any beef.
It's because you're a heel, baby.
Yes, sir.
All right. Royal Rumble tickets are available now. Will he be in it?
Will I?
Probably.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know.
All right. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life. We're in this thing together. Team on me. That was good, Tyrese. Hey, good luck the rest of the way.
Appreciate it.
Here we go.
You're representing the entire city whenever you're out there.
Yes, sir.
You're representing our country, too, as an Olympic gold medalist.
Yes, sir.
You're representing Big Puma. You're representing a watch company named,
Movado.
of course.
50 Cent.
You're representing your friend Fifth.
Fifth.
That was his birthday. You remember that?
Yep.
You represent a lot of things when you're out there. Don't feel the pressure, though. Feel the excitement of all of us watching you play basketball. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3, team. Goodbye!